Preston.com. We have a few things to share in the world of celebs and movies and TV shows and all that stuff. Jennifer Aniston had to deal with a bit of a scary situation recently. It turns out her home was swatted.
Oh, man. People can get killed when that happens.
That's when it's a prank where anonymous callers send police to someone's house, which can be scary for the prank's victims and even result in the prank victim being harmed or killed. It's happened before. Apparently, someone called the cops and said that they were worried about a friend's well-being without mentioning Aniston's name. Cops pulled up to her home to do a wellness check, and Aniston's security was reportedly surprised to see them, but met with them. Jennifer also met with the cops, and the police went on their way. They said that they had noted the location for future reference, and they'll speak with her security first next time they get a similar call. And they're also investigating that call to make sure that...
That's dangerous stuff, man. That's
man.
really...
You know that game Among Us on it's an app.
Yes.
Okay, so my kids
played it. Yeah.
And so I started playing it, and then I assume it's a kid told me that he was swatting. He was going to swat me. Because I don't know, guess maybe I was winning the game or something like that.
It does happen in the world of gaming a lot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So somebody shows up at the door. They don't know quite what's going on. The police are out there.
Yeah.
Let's say you have something in your hand. You go to the door with something in your hand. They confuse it for being a gun.
Yeah.
You're going to get shot.
Yeah, who knows what they've been told. The police could be told that you are holding someone against their will and you have a weapon, and so they have to be prepared for that.
And as you rightly mentioned, people have been killed because of this.
It's a very bad recipe. All right, we told you yesterday that 5 people were arrested for scamming 2 women out of close to $400,000 by posing online as Brad Pitt. Well, yesterday, Brad's rep released a statement reminding fans to, quote, not respond to unsolicited online outreach, especially from actors who have no social media presence. Pitt has no official social media accounts at all.
Getting the word out, yeah.
No
LinkedIn account for business purposes?
Fake Brad Pitt was wooing these women online, promising them romantic relationships. After gaining their trust, the scammers convinced the victims to transfer money to various fake projects. The criminal charges include fraud, money laundering, and forgery. And celebrities like Whoopi Goldberg, Tom Hanks, and Johnny Depp have also warned fans of similar scams on social media.
This stuff pisses me off because, I have my mom, right? And she gets these text messages, and she's really, really good. But when I come home, she's like, I got this. And I'm like, just delete it. Delete it, report as junk. Because all they want you to do is click on that link.
Yeah.
I got one yesterday, and it said the USPS delivery is blah, blah, blah. That's the latest one. And I thought of that too, Casey. I thought about one of my parents or somebody older reading that and falling for it. Oh, did I order something? I guess I better click on this,
Do you know what happened? Yes, exactly right. So the great thing is that she knows that first step will be showing it to you.
Yes.
If you can just convince them to have a point person who's got to review anything they act on, because a lot of the stuff is very convincing. That same USPS thing, Preston, I was blasted with a bunch of those over the course of a month. And it's clear what they're trying to do.
Exactly.
They want sensitive information entered so they can help you get your package.
Well, the one I wonder about was when you get a text message that says like, hey, what are you doing? Or like, are you home? Or
hi.
Just a simple, when you're
they're
like,
fishing. They're fishing. Yeah.
I got one not that long ago. It wasn't a text. It was an email, and it was from a friend of mine who I went to high school with. And we correspond rarely, but have in the past. And it was...
were you invited to a party?
No, it was like, hey, did you get those pics I sent?
Oh, yeah, I got those, too.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, I didn't get those pics you sent.
Damn it.
And I did click on it, and then after I did it, I'm like, oh, you dumbass. But I mean... It seemed like it was legitimately from his email account.
So the new one that is making a resurgence is you've got to enter this information or everything in your cloud will be deleted.
Oh, yeah.
It appears to be from Apple. It appears to be that your iCloud account has become corrupted or whatever, and they're going to help you get your stuff back. And they have the actual Apple logo. My wife got it yesterday, and she comes over to me, and I'm saying, nope, that's fake. Yeah.
Okay, and tell her to watch out for Brad Pitt,
Watch out for Brad Pitt, the friggin' bastard.
So Bill Murray, huge Chicago Cubs fan, he was actually in town Monday night to, I guess, go to the game. And he was, the Phils beat him on Monday night. So after the game, he went to South Street's Bob and Barber's Lounge.
Is that wild?
And apparently, it's co-managed by his friend Katrina Duva. And what was meant to be just another night out hanging ended up being a bit of a surprise for the other people there. He ended up getting behind the bar for an impromptu bartending stint. And among the people that were there that were commented, there was an article about it that Steve sent me. And Stephen Burke, the tour manager of the band Guster, was there that night.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was celebrating the Phillies win, and he's and some members of the band's crew were dancing in a corner, and they saw, in Burke's words, someone who looked a lot like Bill Murray.
It's crazy.
And once he had confirmation, they proceeded to buy him a drink, but Bill had other plans. He went over to the other side of the bar and started pouring shots for them and opened up cans of Pabst. The bartender said that apparently he had done this many times.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So as the night progressed, Murray remained as generous with shots of Jim Beam for the people in the bar before proceeding to join Burke and his friends on the dance floor.
So here's the scenario. If he was in town and he was doing that, and let's say he became available or you get him on the show, well, we'd have to have Bill Murray on, even though he's known as an irascible.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
We
had him on like 2 or 3 years ago on the phone. And he was he was like conducting the orchestra in Philly. Do you guys remember this?
And he was pretty good from what I remember.
Really good.
Yeah.
It was. I remember it specifically because Casey, you asked him and thanked him for Groundhog Day, among other things, and he immediately threw credit to Harold Ramis. But it was a really nice conversation.
It's terrible. I don't remember us talking to Bill Murray. If you would ask
really
me if
good.
I ever interviewed Bill Murray, I would have said no.
Do you feel terrible?
I do.
You're all caught up.
And I feel terrible.
I do. I feel terrible.
Yeah, apparently at the Phils game the other night, because they were talking about it last night, Kruk brought it up, and he just kind of went to the game. He wasn't asking for any VIP treatment or anything like that. He was just apparently hanging out at the Phils game the other
He's
night.
a hardcore fan, man.
Yeah, big Cubs fan.
Yeah.
By the way, Preston, I was just giving you a hard time. There's no way I remember that.
You don't remember it either? All right, good. Thank you, Kathy. Let's go get margaritas.
Yeah.
later on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about David Faustino.
Travis Kelce's faced some criticism after he reportedly got off to a slow start this season as the tight end for the Chiefs. His averages for receptions and he's down in yards per reception as well. And in particular, NFL analyst Rodney Harrison blamed his slow start to his other commitments, including his acting, his podcasting, hanging out with Taylor Swift, and more. Kelce has been defended by his teammates and the Swifties.
The Swifties all love him. Yeah,
Yes.
he's the boyfriend.
Of course, yes.
And he's being a good boyfriend, apparently.
Quarterback Patrick Mahomes shared with reporters that Kelce is focused on winning, and the team has a ton of respect for him. Mahomes also points out that Kelce is being covered by 2 or 3 defenders, so he's got to throw to other people. Swifties, meanwhile, rushed in to defend him. They said, keep Travis's personal life away from the game.
Out your mouth.
One posted. As for Travis, he shared that he's focused on making sure that he's better in those moments, but isn't beating himself up too much for how he has started.
So that makes sense. He is they're all targeting him. But Case, is it a staggeringly disappointing opening to a season for
No,
him?
listen, he was the best tight end in the league for a number of years. I just chalk it up. He's old.
Yeah.
I mean, he's old. It is.
How old is he?
I mean, he's in his mid-30s, and then that's, well past the lifespan of an NFL player.
Well, and also he does have other things going on. That's
He does.
okay. It's his life.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can do both.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he still feels bad about it.
And I feel terrible.
He feels terrible.
Yeah. Channing Tatum and Jenna Dewan have finalized their divorce 6 years after breaking up in 2018.
6 years.
Yeah. Both waived spousal support, avoiding a trial that was set to begin in December. The ex-couple's divorce had a few hiccups along the way, including a dispute over profits from the Magic Mike franchise.
Do you know what the main fight was for the past 6 years? They were fighting over the salad shooter.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't make any
he
sense.
could just go get a
Go
new
buy
one.
another one.
Yeah.
Dewan apparently claimed the franchise was developed and co-financed with marital funds during their relationship. They were married for nearly 9 years and shared a daughter together. Tatum is now engaged to Zoe Kravitz. Dewan, meanwhile, is engaged to Steve Kazee, with whom she has 2 additional children.
So everyone's happy.
Yeah.
They're carrying
The question is, Preston, will there be a return of flirty dancing?
I forgot about flirty dancing. Wow.
It was the dumbest show, but it was riveting.
Mandy Moore and her husband Taylor Goldsmith have welcomed their third child, a baby girl named Louise Everett Goldsmith.
Pleased to meet you.
Moore, baby could talk right out of the womb. Moore shared the exciting news on Instagram, posting a black and white photo from the hospital with the caption, "Lou is here." She is our absolute dream girl, and her big brothers. Her big brothers are already as obsessed with her.
Imagine
as
the
we
baby
are.
looks like Lou.
Yeah. Our Lou?
Yeah.
Who's Lou?
The actress, who is 40 years old, celebrated her growing family, referring to them as her own big three, mirroring her character's storyline on This Is Us. She had previously revealed her pregnancy in May, noting how life is imitating art with her son, August, who is 3, and Oscar, who is 1, preparing to welcome their baby sister.
So in that, This Is Us, Kathy, and the show's off now. So it's her husband who passes, but they watch him in flashbacks, right?
Yeah, the show
Does
is
she
basically-
survive the series? Does her character live?
Well, do you want me
I'm
to
never
give
gonna watch it.
away the ending?
Yeah.
Yes, her character does live through the series, and you see, obviously they're flashing back. So, but when they flash to current, they're aging.
All right.
Everyone's aging.
Moore, who once thought that she had a slim chance of conceiving due to suspected endometriosis, called her pregnancies a surprise. She and Goldsmith began growing their family in 2021 following their 2018 wedding. So the roller coaster life of Bam Margera keeps going. He publicly struggled with addiction for years, of course, and he's officially been released from jail, and he's heading straight into treatment to try again to get his life back on track, as according to TMZ.
I would have to say that this most recent run, watching him leading up to this, prior to this incident, did you not have a glimmer of hope?
Yeah, there was definitely some promise there.
There was promise.
Yep. Sources say Bam's case can officially be closed once his treatment is over, but a bench warrant will be issued if any non-compliance with his treatment is reported. Bam had been locked up since last week after authorities say he violated his probation. He was pulled over. And
Yeah.
He was under the influence, and yeah. All right, this is pretty messed up. I'm not familiar with this guy, but obviously we know the show. Extreme Makeover Home Edition star Eduardo Zolo has passed away, and it's a little over a week after he was found stabbed in his home.
Man.
He died on September 20th, according to the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, following the attack on September 10th. And police have arrested Richard Joseph Gonzalez on suspicion of murder, attempted murder in connection to the incident. Zolo had starred in ABC's Extreme Home Makeover Home Edition between seasons 2 and 8, alongside Ty Pennington.
Was he a designer?
He looks more like a construction dude to me.
He's a designer.
Is he a designer?
Yeah.
Okay, good, really good-looking fella. He was 58 years old, and I don't know the nature of the relationship between him and the guy that stabbed him and all that. But that's just
horrible,
a horrible
man.
story.
Yeah.
All right, we need a better story.
Yes.
Their chemistry is evident to viewers of Dancing with the Stars, but is there more than just good vibes between Brooks Nader and Gleb Sevchenko?
I was asking that same thing.
I know you were. That's why I brought it up.
There's like always a hookup or a relationship that comes out of this.
And they foster
every
that.
season.
They want to project that too,
course.
don't they? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the big sell.
It draws people in.
Gleb
But
is
yeah.
such a beautiful name, too, by the way.
Gleb.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
Gleb.
My beautiful Gleb.
And this is Schmegma.
I will always love you.
Do you, Gleb?
Gleb, take Brooks.
It's like you were trying to spell a name and like the cat jostled your arm as you're writing it.
Yeah.
I guess we're
Did
sticking
we
with
try to
Gleb.
write Glenn?
No, that's just Gleb.
Yeah.
We're going with Gleb.
Dude, what would be funny is his name Glenn, and that's just a mistype because the B and the N are right next
Yeah,
to each other on the
what Steve was
keyboard.
saying. Yeah.
No, I know that, but like, is his name actually Gleb? That would be hilarious if his name was Glenn.
It's Gleb.
It is
Yeah,
Gleb?
yeah, yeah.
I don't
a lot
know.
of these guys are
I don't know from this story.
from Ukraine and, you know.
Hold on, Nick is putting. Yeah, it's Gleb's case.
He's
Yep.
Russian.
People magazine was on hand for the taping of this week's episode, and they say the two were packing on the PDA backstage all night, but
They were doing it.
to hear Gleb tell it, it's not that at all. He said, we're so close and personal, and she looks like that, and we just developed that chemistry.
Yeah, right.
Their budding friendship has put them on viewers' radar, so fans will be watching this particular couple closely as the competition continues in the coming weeks, by the way. Yeah.
Who is the God? There have been some. They always end up getting into incredible shape, and then the dancers hit the ground running in incredible shape. Yeah. And I cannot see how you would spend time writhing all over each other, especially if you're single, and not, get involved.
I don't know. I mean, but that's what they do for a living.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's their job.
they're doing that with different people
But
all
for the
time.
civilian walking in who's not one of the... Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
You'd be horny, for
Right.
sure. Most definitely. Especially with
24/7 boner.
Yeah.
I mean, just to prove your point, Kathy and I, why don't you and I work on a dance together?
Yes.
And watch how everything just
Oh my
blossoms.
God, I've worked with Casey for years, but something happened. He's now become my newest activity.
I mean, I danced for years and had a number of different partners, and like there are somewhere like if I were to dance with Casey, I'd be like, oh my God. No, but there are some where it's just a dance. There's nothing more to it.
Are there others?
Yeah, there are. And there are also like, there are creepers sometimes too, that make it uncomfortable.
Right. All right, the biggest R-rated film in history is about to make its way into the homes around the world. Deadpool and Wolverine will be available for home viewing via digital on October 1st.
All right.
Very
It's
soon.
pretty amazing. Yeah.
So 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and DVD on October 22nd. Both the digital and the hard copy versions will have a variety of bonus features and deleted scenes. The movie was the second biggest film of the year, trailing Inside Out 2, taking in almost $628 million in the States and $690 million everywhere else for a total box office take of $1.3 billion.
Does it say in that story, Preston, when it comes to Disney Plus, or is it this is different, right?
Digital, October 1st.
Okay.
So, I mean, maybe you can buy. Usually it's you buy it digitally
right.
first, and then they release it for streaming or rental after that. So I don't know when
Out of the
those
gate, you're paying for it.
might be coming out. Yeah.
Or you're paying for it anywhere. You're just not buying it.
Right. Prime Video's Legally Blonde prequel series is looking for its young Elle Woods. Reese Witherspoon, who of course twice played the iconic role and serves as executive producer for the project, made an announcement yesterday on social. She wrote, "Hey everybody, okay, I have big news to announce today." And she went on to explain that the the prequel to Legally Blonde, is in need of someone to play the title role. She said, "Today we are starting the casting process and we are making it open. All submissions for the role are welcome for this high-profile project." The log line for the series states that it follows Elle Woods in high school as we learn about the life experiences that shaped her into the iconic young woman we came to know and love in the first Legally Blonde film.
I think my youngest daughter could be that role. I'm like, that kind of looks like Avery a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. I'm wondering what they'll do with that character because leading up to her going off to college, she was kind of superficial and so I don't know if there's much depth there or not, but I mean, obviously they'll make it happen.
I think Emma Myers, that's her name, from Wednesday, her roomie.
Yeah, Enid.
Yeah.
Right? She could be really good at that. You're right.
I just cast it for him.
She's about the right age.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Or Casey's daughter.
Or Casey's daughter.
So the first trailer, I haven't watched this yet, for the Prime Video series Cross is now out. And this is based on the Alex Cross series.
I always like those books.
James Patterson. Me too. I just read the first one not that long ago. Along Came a Spider.
Are you going to read the rest?
Maybe. Dude, there's like 200. There's like 30 of them. I had no idea. But yeah, it was really, really good.
Yeah, they made a couple movies.
Yeah, I've started to... I've read a couple of whodunits, detective books, and I'm like, I realized I really like that.
It's fun.
Trying to figure out what's going on. So maybe I'll dive into some more of that. So Aldous Hodge is going to star as Metro PD's top detective. He uses forensic psychology to get into the minds of killers and their victims to identify and ultimately capture murderers. Along with Hodge, Cross stars Isaiah Mustafa, Juanita Jennings, Alona Tal, and others. The series is based, of course, on the James Patterson Cross series of novels and debuts on Prime November 14th.
I think they're hoping for another another Reacher.
Yeah. Because you know what I found out in the books? Alex Cross, because obviously Morgan Freeman played him in the films. He was more of a badass, like physically, like a bigger, intimidating, guy who can handle his own. Obviously, they did the movies were great with Morgan Freeman, but I think the character in the books is a little bit of a bigger, tougher guy.
Did Tyler Perry play him?
Yes,
in Alex
he
Cross,
did.
the
Yeah,
movie?
yeah, he did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but a couple people have they? I'm having a brain fart. I don't know. Ignore whatever I say. Hell.
But Alice
Leave me
Dodge,
alone.
I like that guy. I've seen him in a couple movies. He's right for that role. The trailer for season 4 of Abbott Elementary has dropped. The new trailer promises dancing, HR complaints, and a whole bunch of school hijinks. The teachers will also face a seemingly endless list of problems, including class pets that bite, a ringworm outbreak.
It's pretty accurate.
And as always, a very tight budget.
Whatever I saw, whether it was this teaser or something else, they did a cool thing. They did a school students diorama of Abbott Elementary with all the characters.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Season 4 premieres on ABC October 9th. The first teaser for Saturday Night Live's upcoming 50th anniversary season has been released, highlighting the show's history, featuring this weekend's host, recent Emmy winner Gene Smart. The video inserts classic SNL clips with Smart trying to deliver her lines, eventually exclaiming, "Knock it off already. Can we make this a little bit more about me?" Smart hosts the show this Saturday alongside Jelly Roll. The season kicks off with 5 consecutive shows featuring hosts like Nate Bargatze, Ariana Grande, Michael Keaton, and John Mulaney.
It's a good lineup.
And then one more story. Martin Scorsese, who had 2 huge biopics lined up to begin filming this year about Jesus Christ and Frank Sinatra.
Jesus Christ.
Frank Sinatra. Both projects are now on hold, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, the director's adaptation of the 1973 Shusaku Endo novel, The Life of Jesus, was to be the first to enter production, with Sinatra directly following.
Can't they make like a buddy cop movie with the both of them? Yeah.
Could there not be 2 better
With
people
Jesus
put
driving?
together? Yeah.
Sinatra and Jesus.
No word on what the holdup is or when development of either project will resume. Yeah, because you got good cop, bad cop. Frank
You're the
will be-
son of God, baby.
Yeah, Frank would be the bad cop.
Yeah.
Jesus is the good cop.
Yeah.
I think that's easy to go with. All right, so clips. Let's play those. Alice Doyle, the baby who Roz brought into the world during the 5th season of Frasier, is now in her late 20s and living in Boston with the rest of the gang. And here, Perry Gilpin talks about the Greer grammar who players her adult daughter. I'm reading this verbatim, folks.
That's horrible, man.
I think talks about Greer Grammer, who plays her adult daughter. Here we go.
She's perfect. I've known Greer for a long time, and I think she's worked so hard as a young woman in this field. I think there's a little more pressure being named Grammer on this set, the baby Grammer, and she's risen to the occasion in really surprising ways, and I think she's perfect for Alice. Perfect.
I don't give a
Is that Kelsey Grammer's daughter?
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess so, yeah. A new episode of Frasier airs tonight on Paramount Plus.
I never heard that name Greer before until I read a book recently, and that book is now a Netflix series. The Perfect Couple, and the character in the book is Greer. So
There was a legendary actress, Greer Garson.
Okay.
It's the first time I've ever
Well, I
heard
remember
that.
reading the book,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like, what kind of name is that? And like,
Beautiful, like Gleb.
Gleb.
Yeah.
it's not
Gleb
as
and Greer.
bad.
It's the female version of Gleb.
All right, here's our next clip. Gordon Ramsay is entering his 23rd season hosting Hell's Kitchen, which is just one of 13 TV shows that
Jesus.
his name is tied to.
Jesus Christ.
Man. Here, the short-tempered host reveals if he still considers himself a chef first.
F***ing right I am, because I don't do that on a daily basis. So when I get a chance to do it and run a restaurant, I love it because it's me, it's live, the curtains are up and there's real bookings. And if the lamb is raw, it's f***ing raw, but they're on this show for $250,000 to lift their career. But if you've been cooking for 10 years, you can't cook a rack of lamb. What the are you doing in here?
I remember the first time we interviewed him, I was really nervous because he is, on the show,
Yeah.
he's as harsh as you can possibly get. but he's trying to promote, obviously.
Still, yeah.
So he was super duper
He was
nice.
great.
Anytime we've spoken to him.
Big fan of Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen premieres tonight on Fox, by the way. All right, that's the last entertainment story for you this morning. Hey, we got a couple things going on this evening. Nick McElwain has a Thursday night kickoff event with our friends Bud Light. So you're going to be at Harrigan's Pub in Hatboro tonight, Nick.
Yeah, Casey has done a few of these so far this season, and there are great prizes to be won. The prize that somebody is going to win tonight is Eagles-Browns tickets. But if the Eagles make the playoffs, you win tonight, you're actually entered to win playoff tickets, provided obviously the Eagles make the playoffs and that there's a home game at some point. But we're there from 7 to 9, $3 Bud Light drafts, $3 Bud Light bottles, $3.50 Bud Light bottles. I've not been to Harrigan's before, but I heard it's a really cool, fun sports bar. And so the Cowboys play the Giants tonight, so we'll watch some Thursday Night Football and give away some Eagles tickets.
All right, Harrigan's Pub in Hatboro, and $3 Bud Light drafts, $3.50 Bud Light bottles, $5 Hoop Tea drafts, and prizes including the MMR Bud Light Kelly Green T-shirts and koozies and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So join Nick for that event tonight. Speaking of winning, we here on the show will not only have your chance to win $1,000 coming up about an hour from now, but also more tickets as 10 Days of Metallica continues. So we are going to give away, before our program is up, a pair of tickets to both of those Metallica shows coming up in May. Keep listening for your chance to win. You can go to WMMR.com and find out what hours we will be doing this through the course of the day on MMR. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us, please.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
It's a weird thing, and I know, Preston, you're right. For ma'am to set someone off?
Yeah, I don't know.
I've always known it as a respectful way to refer to someone.
Maybe she's younger and she doesn't want to feel old.
Yeah, that's how I see it. I see it as an older woman. So when somebody, I remember the first time he was a kid, probably a high school kid, called me ma'am, and I was like, oh my God. I mean, I didn't tell him don't call me that, but it made me feel old.
It's not.
Did he just say ma'am?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Well, I never.
Was it the word that set the teacher off, or was it the fact that the kid was repeating it over and over?
I don't know.
Well, it had to be the initial thing graded on her because she asked him to stop saying it.
Yeah.
But if he's used to saying it as a sign of respect to, like somebody in an authoritative manner, like then you just got to get that flag out of your butt and get over it, right, Press?
I would think so. Yeah, get the flag out of your butt.
Yeah.
Did I say that one day?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was hiking around the area, maybe on Friday, said hello to this young feller, probably 13 or 14. How are you? How's it going? Very well, sir. I'm like, yeah.
It's a title. It's a title.
We're not
This
doomed.
kid walking along, that you come with me. I want to show other people what you just did because it was so good.
It's a title you've earned.
I earned it.
Hey, here's a text that says, women should know better than to call other women ma'am. I joke that they're traitors. And then she writes, it's well known that most women don't like it. What do you mean? How do you know that?
Because of that extensive survey she took.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe amongst a handful of your friends or something. But what do you mean most women?
Yeah, but I would agree with that.
But how do you know most women?
Because anyone that I know, it's not like I took a survey, but anyone I know would agree.
Then it's got to be everyone.
Yeah, and you know what? Here's the thing too. I think it's but I do, like you said, it's regional. Do you know what I mean?
I can see that.
In the South, yes, they do that. They're here, not as much.
But I've born and bred at Northeast, and ma'am to me was always a sign of respect, and I would say ma'am.
Or maybe is it an older thing? Like it?
I don't know.
I don't know. I just
you keep going back to old.
No,
old
the standard thing would be pretty good, ma'am. Wouldst thou takest me?
But here's the deal. I think it's all about intent. And if you hear someone saying it clearly as a sign of respect, you should understand that they're just being polite.
Yes, of course. I'm not going to get mad at them, but it doesn't make me like it. It's still,
right.
I still think it's.
I don't like it.
Yeah, no, I don't.
One gosh darn bit. I'm looking at my activities list.
Oh, God.
No, I listen, and if it rings to your ear and you don't like it, you can simply say, "Oh, it's okay. You don't have to call me ma'am, or I'll punch you in the throat."
Yeah.
I would never read it as an insulting thing. That's a way to respect.
It's your own fault for being old. Jesus Christ.
No,
What's with you and that aging thing?
It's not insulting. It's just we just don't like it.
And that's fine. But all right, it's your
I
personal
don't think
preference.
somebody saying it to me is insulting me.
All right, but what
But
do
I
you
just
want
don't
your
like
server?
it.
What do you want your waiter or waitress to call you when they go up
Sugar
to your
teas.
table? Yeah.
Young lady, maybe?
Young lady.
Oh my God, she has to see my ID.
Now we're living in a
Now
fantasy.
you're getting into pandering territory.
I haven't been underage for 38 years.
Wait, let me tell you something that happened on Saturday. I have to tell you this. So I went out for Preston. I went out for my birthday, and we went into the bar, and they were carding everyone as we were walking in. And me, I was with Elisa. You know, we're both 40, and she goes, "Oh, let's see if we get carded." So we walk up to him, we stand there, and he goes, "Hi." And so we were like, "Do you want to see your ID?" He goes, "Sure, if you want to hand it to me."
See, he did. I want to see what you think of this, Kathy. Kim Kardashian, Chrissy Teigen, Queer Eye's Tan France, and trans model Andreja Pajic are sporting some eye-catching new accessories. It's all in the name of Simon Huck's conceptual art experience called A Human, and it's already roiling social media. So Kim has a glowing necklace, and it looks like it's implanted in her skin.
But Preston,
wow.
okay, and I wanted to ask you about this. It's clearly not an implant.
Right.
It is a flesh-colored thing made to look like an implant.
And it lights up, Kathy.
That freaks me out.
But you've got to.
Oh, it gets worse.
Marissa, see if you can find. She's on social media, and there's a comment. She says it's glowing
lights up
to
like
my
my heart.
heartbeat. And just her, and she looks like an android, dude.
To begin with.
I
know
Like
it's
this,
so.
Preston.
It's such a shame.
She's got the lips like.
Yes, yeah, full on,
me see.
full on constructed duck lips, so she doesn't have to make the
She doesn't
pout
have to do duck
anymore. It
lips.
does it automatically.
Close to the beat of my heart.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this. And I'm who finds that? It's dysmorphia. We're looking at video. Look at this, Kathy. It lights up, and it looks like it's under your skin.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Kind of wild.
Well, there's a couple of different ones, Preston. So Chrissy Teigen had one. There was a disgusting one that I think it might have been the trans model had, where it looks like almost like mushrooms growing out of their neck.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This is just somebody who has a lot of money, so is going to pay them to do this. This isn't going to be a fashion trend.
But you can't.
It's too expensive.
And
Yeah,
exactly.
no, it's not.
How would you pay to get this put on? It's got to be a fairly
and if
elaborate
it is,
process.
it's going to be so quick.
Well, now I'm just kind of thinking out loud here, guys.
Here's our fashionista.
Well, I mean, for the people who don't have that kind of money to spend on a glow necklace, okay, and that's all that is just a stupid glow necklace. What if it was like some sort of like thing that you could insert glow necklaces into, Kathy? Right?
What do you mean?
Yeah,
So you know what a glow necklace is, obviously,
The
right?
things
Like
you crack?
yeah, the glow bracelets.
Yeah.
What if it was like just a vessel that was like decorative that you could insert the glow
And make it
necklace?
different colors?
Well,
I see what you're saying.
The
Not-
pitch here, though, is that it looks flesh-colored. It looks like you have altered your skin.
You're saying not looking like it's implanted.
not like but accessorizing your glow necklace.
Like what Twiggy wore in Buck Rogers.
Here's the audio of her showing it off. Here we go.
My necklace glows like a heartbeat. It moves to the rhythm of my heartbeat.
Oh my God! Shut up!
Oh, no,
My necklace glows like a heartbeat.
Wait.
It moves to the rhythm of my heartbeat.
Oh my God.
My heartbeat. Wait, Steve, what are you putting in your mouth?
Trying to get something to puff. Give me something to puff out my lips.
Give him something. Wait, you need like here. Hold on, I have something.
Do you have cotton or
tiny
something?
flashlight.
wait.
Steve was trying to put a flashlight in his mouth. Not a flashlight, a flashlight.
Yeah, we do have those.
Stick a flashlight in your mouth.
Try that case.
What do you have? Yeah, okay.
Close to the rhythm of
Wait,
my
this is too
heart.
big. What do you think I am, a Watusi warrior here? What'd you give him?
Do you think somebody told her to say that, or is that all on
Well,
her
I'm sure
own?
she's getting paid for
Well,
it.
I know, but like where they like say it's,
Sure.
it's to your heart.
Close to the rhythm.
My necklace glows like a heartbeat. It moves to the rhythm of my heartbeat.
You look like
Let me see.
like Bill Murray in where the giant plant when he goes to the dentist.
Little
Shop of Horrors. You look like
Little shop of it goes to the beat of my heartbeat. It's right under my neck and it glows and it pumps to the heart of my heart. Glow. Turn on my heart light.
It moves to the rhythm of my heartbeat.
Oh my God!
Shut up.
Yeah. Well, this person, Simon Huck, is a conceptual artist, so it's.
I'm a conceptual artist, and I want your neck to glow.
Stop it. They don't see that outside the bubble.
All right,
the
so
rest of the world is like, what are you doing?
I'm looking at one. Nick pulled this up. It looks like she has feathers growing out of her chest.
Yeah,
Yes.
see, this is Chrissy Teigen.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Nick, do you have the other ones as well?
Kind of cool.
This is no.
That's cool.
She only posted one.
I mean, listen. It looks like studio makeup done for a movie.
Yes.
For a horror movie.
Yeah, a horror movie or
Yeah,
some sort of
fantasy,
sci-fi
thing.
So why not be like the large singing plant from Little Shop of Horrors?
Yeah. So meanwhile,
Seymour?
so Tegan, sported a featherhead breastplate, they called it, while Tan France wore a piece made to look like ruffled skin with bioreactive crystals, and Pajik wore horn-like sculpted shoulders. That's it.
Okay, so the one that looks like mushrooms growing here, if we can get that one, I think it looks kind of really like Casey. You don't like things that look like openings and circles and indentations in a body.
Wouldn't it be awesome for like the socially elite for it to become fashionable to wear like a horn out of your forehead?
But Preston,
Wouldn't that?
Like the
you're
Hunger
not
Games?
far.
Yeah.
Preston, the bagel thing.
Yeah.
You know the
implant.
Japanese were doing the bagel implants on the forehead.
But I'd like to see like a rhino horn coming out of their forehead. Oh my God.
Charge.
Rhino. That's so rhino. All right, anyhow, the full exhibit of futuristic clothing-like objects inserted under the skin opens in New York City next week. The entrance fee to even see this stuff is $40 if you want to go check it out.
$40 to see these incredible expressions of self.
Ewan McGregor is in talks to reprise his role as Obi-Wan Kenobi in a series that centers around his Star Wars character for Disney Plus, according to the Hollywood Reporter.
It is Obi-Wan Kenobi, attorney at law. It's a departure.
That would be.
Yeah. I think you should let him off with time served. Giving you time served.
He's using the Jedi mind trick to sway the judge.
I think you should find him innocent. I'm finding you innocent. I object! There's no way that's legal!
It's totally legal.
Oh my God.
I think you need to go to sleep. I got to go to sleep now.
That would be.
I would
be
watch it.
brilliant.
I would totally
Attorney at law.
This isn't the evidence you're looking for.
Yeah.
Even if you're stone cold guilty, give me a call.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the commercials. Yeah.
Demand Kenobi.
Yeah. And he's licensed in Missouri.
I am.
Yeah.
And even if I'm not, I'll convince them I am.
Yes, that's right.
I'm licensed in Missouri. He's licensed in Missouri.
Better call Obi.
Would he wear would he be a cowboy hat?
Space cowboy.
Lawyer?
Yeah.
Type? Oh my God. Obi-Wan Kenobi, attorney at law.
Anytime, day or night, even on New Year's Day.
Coming soon to Disney Plus.
Or Life Day on the Wookiee home planet.
No, this could be good. I loved him as Obi-Wan Kenobi. I didn't care for the series of movies, but I thought he pulled it off
I agree.
wonderfully.
He was the thing that kept me watching, and he provided, I believe, the emotional core to those. The second and third movies I really do like. I think they're good. In just tone and in some way, the distinction between the Abrams movies, the artificiality of the first trilogy was almost too much. It was so CGI'd that it was hard to connect to.
Yeah,
But
everything on the screen was fake.
Yeah.
Except for the people, and even in that case, a lot of like Jar Jar obviously was fake. But there's a big stretch of time where we don't know what happens with Obi-Wan, and maybe they'll fill in that time.
Yeah.
with his law career.
Law school.
With this,
Passing the bar.
Mr. Kenobi, do you have anything to say?
John Houseman.
So anyhow, we'll see when that eventually
He gets his own
surfaces.
judge show.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
This bitch still got my TV.
Give the TV back.
He's settling these small claims cases.
It's like Sam.
This bitch still got my TV.
Oh my God. Oh.
I suggest you return the TV.
Give me the TV.
Miley Cyrus, you know about all that went on, yeah. She is officially living her best life after splitting with husband Liam Hemsworth. Soaking in that post-breakup glow with a potential new fling. The mother's daughter singer and the Hunger Games star called it quits on Saturday after less than 8 months of marriage and many more as a couple. The two announced that they've decided to, quote, focus on themselves and their careers in a joint statement.
The thing that is wild is, I guess about 4 months ago, she said she was bisexual, right? That she enjoyed relationships with women as well. And lo and behold, right? I'm sure you have the information there.
Well, yeah, so she is seemingly taking an on-to-the-next-level approach. As hours before the news broke, she was spotted kissing Caitlyn Carter. Carter recently ended her not-so-real marriage to reality TV star and Kardashian step-sibling Brody Jenner.
Can you imagine?
The two have been vacationing in Lake Como, Italy with Cyrus's sister and were seen packing on the PDA at the Il Sereno Hotel over the weekend where onlookers... There was a story that saw yesterday about a woman who got arrested at Disney. And she wasn't... a lot of times you hear people getting arrested at Disney. It's they're drunk, they're disorderly, they're causing some kind of a ruckus in that manner. This was different. She was attempting, and I didn't find out how old her kids were, but she was attempting to try to pass off her older kids as under 2.
No.
Well, and apparently it was absurd.
So if they're under 2, they get in for free.
Right.
And she ended up causing such a stink that they arrested her.
They cuffed her.
Yeah, and kicked her out of the park. And
I mean, at a certain point, just cut your losses, right? It's not going to work.
Yeah.
So he didn't shave this morning.
All they would have done was kick you out, probably.
Yeah.
But if you cause a ruckus, they're gonna take you.
Yeah, it doesn't say how old the kids were.
Yeah. But, and we were talking about this off air, and then Kathy goes, oh, yeah, that's my family, totally. Do tell.
My mother wouldn't be proud of it. I think it was more so my dad. But, yeah, I mean, at Disney, I remember Christopher is 11 years younger than me. So, we were a little bit older. And he was 4 because I remember his little hand going up. So my dad carried him. He picked him up and carried him so that he would look smaller. And we tried to walk through the gate. And the woman goes, oh, how old is he? And my dad was like 2. And she was like, hi, honey. She was like, how old are you? And Christopher's hand just went up and he held up the number 4.
Oh, my God, yes.
And she was like, go buy a ticket. And so my dad had to get out of line and go buy a ticket. But I mean, that was like,
dude.
Like
it's such a common. Their radar is up for that stuff, aren't they? The security people.
I think it's much like now. Oh my God, we used to do like we would throw blankets or towels if we were going to like a water park on top of the kids and put them in the stroller so that like if they didn't see their legs, maybe they would not look as big.
You would put like an absurdly older child in a stroller,
like not absurdly,
like teenager,
but like
No, they were supposed to be in a stroller, but they weren't.
They weren't 2. They weren't the 2 and under.
Yeah.
And then last thing, this was the best, and we still laugh about it. There was a theme park that we grew up near, and so we would go all the time, and we had season passes. But like, our parents wouldn't get, they'd either drop us off or like just my mom would get it and my dad wouldn't. But every once in a while, my dad would want to come with us. And so you used to get a stamp on your hand and it would say like a character's name or something like that. And it was just a little like black stamp. Now they have like the UV light and you can read it all that. It was a water park, so it would get like swiped off, so it would get smeared as long as you had like some mark
some
on your
discoloration.
hand. Oh my God.
Yeah.
My dad took grease from underneath the car.
Oh my God!
And swiped it across his hand, and then
Did they let him in?
He just walked in.
Worked.
Just held his hand up.
Held his hand up.
It's a 16-year-old kid working the gate. He held his hand up and was like, I got, and just kept walking.
That's really funny. I mean, we would. It was nothing ever as blatant as like trying to pass off a 12-year-old as a 2-year-old or anything along those lines. But a lot of restaurants will do kids eat free. As long as the parents are gonna pay for their meals, the kids will eat free. I know Barnaby's would. Yeah, I think they did that on like Wednesday nights and stuff. And
it's not their. You're not going to go around with the birth certificate for the kid.
No,
so
no.
You
By
want,
the way,
you want to default to
If you got a good kid scam like this, call us 215-263-WMMR. For the new parents, so we can pass along the savings to them.
Some life hacks.
Yeah. So you were going to say, Case?
No, just when you're doing a kids eat free, the menu's limited anyway. It's usually like a burger, a hot dog, or some chicken fingers, or cheese quesadilla or chicken quesadilla or something like that.
Is this cheating the system or is this just a hack?
No, it's cheating.
It's cheating.
All right.
If you're lying.
I don't feel
Just
good
looking for
about
a gray area.
The
here.
gray area would be you could make the case at one time the child was 2.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I like that logic.
Yeah.
Well, you know
I
what it
lost
is,
count,
too?
is what you say. I totally
good at
lost
math.
count.
Yeah.
You know what it is too. So like I remember with my cousin, her son's birthday was in April. So for that summer when she's like he just turned 3. Like he's pretty much still 2. So that was like the thought process
He's
behind it.
2 years, 24 months.
Here's a text that says, kid turns 4 this Sunday. 100% passed my kid off as under 3 this past August. Had a copy of a fake birth certificate and all.
Oh my God. Wait, where do you need to take the birth certificate?
Don't know.
What?
But I would imagine.
Like a flight, maybe?
It's probably not that
Well,
hard.
it was Disney.
It was Disney?
Yeah, he says he couldn't ride anything because of the height, but I was not paying Disney prices.
Well,
Yeah, if you can't ride anything.
Yeah, that's a rip.
Yeah.
It should be like the height.
Yeah, and I also feel, and I had this issue when I was at Wonderland Pier in Ocean City. They charged me tickets to ride on a kid's ride. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to be on this freaking thing.
You're making me. I
have to because this kid is 2 years old.
Yeah.
They're going to fall out if I'm not on here. Don't charge. And I'm also not going to put a stranger on here with this kid. You know what I mean? So don't charge me.
Hey, Eddie just got out of prison. He'll ride with the kid. Yeah.
And you know what, too? Like, especially now with everything being so expensive, like you have a family of just say 4, like mom and dad and 2 kids, or parents and 2 kids. And how much it costs to go to any of these theme parks, to Disney.
God,
it's crazy. So if your kid just turned 3, you're like, well, let's see.
So what was years ago, I remember that where this would manifest in my growing up would be my going into movie theaters, going into movies.
Right.
And so you'd be, but I was always I was bigger. I looked bigger than I was in years.
Hey, what are the rules at sporting events? Phil's game, Eagles, so on.
Well, you have to buy if they're not going to sit in a seat. But if they're going to sit in a seat, you have to buy it.
But if they are 2 or under, do they get in free?
Like you can't put your 12-year-old on your lap.
Yeah, I think
I don't know.
I think it might be 2.
Okay.
So what do? You wrap up like a suitcase of beer in a blanket?
This is my kid.
But when
I call him Beer Bee.
So when you're purchasing a movie ticket online, and I usually do that all the time anyway through like Fandango or whatever, you can buy a kid's ticket. I don't think when they're checking their the passes when you're going.
That's interesting. So if you're buying online and you're buying for a kid
or a senior citizen,
right?
That's what
it's a cheaper ticket.
The likelihood, yeah. That's interesting.
All right, here's the official information. Children age 2 and under may be admitted to Phillies games without a ticket, but need to sit on the lap of an accompanying adult.
And that's the same for the Eagles.
Okay. Who takes a 2-year-old to the Eagles game?
Yeah, I don't think there's many.
All right,
You're going to love this.
Let me go to Dave here. Hi, Dave. Good morning.
Good morning, Ed.
Good morning to see you, Dave. What's going on, bud?
I did this just the other weekend at the MMRBQ.
Nice to hear. How old is your kid?
He turned 2 on August 27th, so it was about a month older than that, but he's 3 foot tall anyway right now.
Oh, wow. He's 2? And he's 3 feet tall?
Yes, sir. He's 3 foot tall, 37 pounds. He's a big boy.
Listen, I'm going to give you, you drive a few miles over the speed limit and it's sort of an accommodation. I think you're well within, if you're just a month past being 2 years old, I don't think that's
See, but where do you draw the line?
Where do you draw the line, though?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But it was awesome. I give anybody the advice of always take your kid to the concert.
Oh, cool.
Dave, it was
an amazing time.
Boy or girl?
Boy, he made it all the way to the end of Hailstorm Stack.
Oh,
wow.
I was
That's
going to
a long
ask.
run.
I was going to ask what his favorite band was.
It was definitely Hailstorm. He was jumping up and down in the wagon, running around the lawn.
At 3 feet tall, he could have been bouncing.
Yes.
You said a wagon. I remember seeing
That's
a wagon.
awesome.
I might have seen you.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it, bud.
So a lot of people are texting in about the cost of tickets at Sesame Place, and you can buy some tickets and save online. But the regular one-day pass per person is $103.
Wow.
Right.
And-
So if you're going with a family of 4.
Well, and so Kathy, Sesame Place is designed for younger kids, right?
Yeah.
So people trying to cheat the system there quite a bit.
What is
that's
what is the
weird. I
cutoff
never
at
did it there.
Sesame? What, 2
At
years and under?
Steve, yeah. So it's
Dude.
yeah.
And then if you go to somewhere that we have to pay for parking too, like we rolled up to the MM barbecue and there's signs $40 for parking, and I'm just like, wow, man, how can anybody afford to go to any sporting event with all the things on top of what you have to pay
it's
for
crazy
outside
expensive.
of the ticket? Yeah.
Question.
No wonder they're trying to sneak people in.
Is there special ticket accommodation for people who are in a wheelchair or you go into a park and there's no way you can access all the rides?
Good question.
Yeah.
Don't know.
I'm just trying to figure out which scam I'm going to use next time because
Right.
I'm more. I can probably pull off the senior, but the baby's well past me now.
Right.
Though I am bald.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. All right, so here's a hack to save on parking is get a gigantic dress, okay, and flow the dress over the car behind you, and you walk in, and it looks like it's just a giant train behind you.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes, you're royal.
I will go to Bear, who's on the line. Hi, Bear. Good morning.
Monkey pick ass.
Yes.
Monkey pick ass.
A classic, sir. What's up, my man?
So, it's funny you guys mentioned Sesame Place. That was my first job when I was like 15, 16 years old. It's like every Levittowner's first job. And when I worked there, I was a ride operator. And so there were multiple rides throughout the place where you had to, if the child was tall enough but young, you had to have an adult with them. So there'd be several times there'd be a group of kids with like 2 adults and like, I'm sorry, they can't go. And I was the horrible person ruining their trip. But when I told the screener, I had one day I was working I was a grouper at Grover's Vapor Trail up by the front of the park. And she's got her kid in her arm. I said, oh, hey, how old is she? And the lady said, oh, she's 2. Like, I'm sorry, ma'am, she has to be 4 years old or older to ride the roller coaster. I say, oh, she's 4. I was looking at like,
Okay.
Oh, you meant human years.
This is my second year of working. At this point, I'm jaded to all the nonsense that people put me through. Like, no, that's not going to work. I'm sorry, you can't ride. And then there was a couple behind them, again, holding the kid. And then I asked the same thing. Hey, how old's your kid? Oh, she's 4. And then here's this lady still standing there, not leaving. Like, that kid ain't 4. Hey, this is a mess. Like,
Yeah.
shut up.
Yeah. And maybe she forgot. Maybe the kid actually was 4, and she just said 2 to get the kid in for free.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It starts to
And
look
oh my
around.
God, I've got to. Yeah, she's got to cover all her lies. Wow, interesting.
But it's funny you said the price of the tickets now. Like back then when I was working there, I think that, buy one to get the second day free was like $40 or $60.
So they're $100 now.
Yeah.
Wow,
Right.
man.
Thanks, Bear. And that's too bad because I mean, who doesn't want to take their kid to Sesame Place?
It's a great
You know what I mean?
place. Yeah.
And it is a great place,
It
and
is.
they have expanded it, and there's some new stuff there. But it's still like
Have you visited Bankruptcy World? It's great over there.
no, but it's still like a doable amusement park for families with
Right.
young kids. So to put that large price tag,
And it's
on
only
a lot.
$500.
Yeah. It is pretty damn cool. We only went there one time when our kids were little and had a ball.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm going to go to Denise real quick. Hi, Denise. Hi there.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
So my mother and father used to put my brothers in the trunk of the car to go into the drive-in.
The drive-in.
That's a classic move.
But the fact you put your children in there.
Get in there.
We would get in there, and they'd be like banging on the hood or the lid of the trunk, saying, "We smell popcorn. We know we're in. Let us
So
out."
they would leave them for the entire movie. Just leave them in the trunk.
No, not the whole movie,
Yeah.
but for a good amount of time. Can I tell you one more thing that my
Sure.
mother used to do?
Yeah.
The pool. We used to not belong to this pool, so she would have a giant cup of water in her car, and she would
Oh, my
throw
God.
it over her head
Oh, I love this.
in her bathing suit and just walk in.
Like she was already in there.
That's a great hack.
Already there.
That's a great scam.
So she had to be in already because she's wet.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
I've been in here for hours.
Yeah.
I just had to go out to my car.
What are you,
real quick.
stupid? Did you see me do the cannonball?
Oh, my God.
That's great,
Right, and
Denise.
she's
Yeah.
like 70, so no one's going to stop her. All right. All right.
That's hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
That's a good one.
Sometimes the ingenuity is very entertaining.
Yeah. All right. I want to. Speaking of ingenuity, I want to see what Fran has to say here. Hi, Fran. Good morning.
Yo, what's up going on, guys?
Yo, bud. I want to hear about this kind of scam you guys
It's
use.
a little less than a hack.
Okay.
But so I got 3 kids, all under 8, maniacs. They're all smaller too, but if one of them's just having a meltdown, usually I don't have to egg it on or anything. It just happens. They'll just wave you right by. There'll be a kid hanging on your leg, one flipping out. I've used it in the airport and everything. They just go nuts and like they see how much like distress you're in. They're like, oh nah, let these people just go right by.
So you massage the meltdown.
Oh yeah, I like it on sometimes. So I'll be like, and I'll just look at them like, dude, I got to deal with this stuff all day, and then they just let you, they sneak you right on past.
So it's like one of those. Just go. You're holding up the line.
Doing it at the Phillies games, and they're all small, or whatever. Like I'll have tickets usually, but they'll be like, they don't even make you scan them or anything. They're like, hey, guy, just going by. You're having a headache. Go do it.
You're walking, and be like, you were adopted.
See, with the kids at work, what if you think you were having a fight with your girlfriend or as you're going through? I don't think it'd be the same thing.
No,
right?
probably
The kids
not.
are a unique dynamic.
All right. Thanks, Fran. That's a good one.
Your mother doesn't love you.
I have Marnie next. Hey there, Marnie. You're on the air. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Dad Soup.
Gadzooks, Marnie. What's going on?
All right, so I was on a family vacation with my mom and dad, and we were sitting having breakfast. And the waitress is looking at us, and I'm ordering, and she goes to my father, hey, you know, kids 12 and under eat for free. And I looked at her like so incensed, and I said, ma'am, I'm 21. And my father, the look he gave me was like, are you kidding me?
You blew it.
Yes,
That's
I ruined
totally
it.
it.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, now, like, what could it have cost him? Like $5? You blew it! Yeah, but I guess I must have looked that young. So
I wonder if that's the case because we just over at the barbecue there was a woman who looked like a kid, not progeria, not like some, just a petite, who you could easily take as a kid. And I would assume the last thing you do when you have a business is you don't insult the integrity of your
Liar whore, and you know it.
Welcome to Applebee's, liar whore.
Well, like Grace, one of our interns, she looks way younger than she
Yes,
actually is. There are some
absolutely.
people that I wonder if she's ever tried to use that and pull it off as getting some kind of a cheaper discount as a teenager.
Right.
Let's go to Rob next. Hey, Rob, good morning, buddy.
Oh, what's up, guys?
Yo, bud. Want to hear about your little scam here?
Yeah, so I brought my son to Peach Fest when he was like 2 years old up in Montage Mountain.
Okay.
And you can bring your own beers to the campsite, but they check you going into like the main venue.
Uh-huh.
So I had a wagon with me, and I put like 40 beers on the wagon, and I would just put my son on top of the wagon and walk straight to security and bring all the beers in.
Dude, I guarantee you, the perambulators, the methods of child conveyance are always
Right, like,
co-opted.
Who's going to pick up a 2-year-old to like check under a wagon? So we just stroll right in.
That's the one thing the Medellin cartel never figured out. Just come across a baby strollers.
Rob, did you have a story if you would have gotten caught or?
No, I mean, at that point, I feel like they would have made me just get rid of the beer. But like I said, like I had it loaded up with like everything for like the whole, I go down for the day.
I have something you can say. Say he only eats chicken nuggets and he only drinks beer.
I'll be like, I don't even know whose kid this is.
All right, thanks.
guys
Rob.
rock. Thanks.
See you, bud. All right.
Did you ever do that? Did you ever hide stuff in kids stuff to get?
That makes me nervous. That, like, I would get scared of doing stuff like that.
Like hiding booze on your kid to sneak it in or something?
Yeah, that's, I don't know.
Or in like a juice.
I mean, I'm not judging that guy.
sippy cup?
Probably did that, Steve. I have done like a soda bottle before.
Oh.
Okay. You ever do a margarita in a sippy cup?
Yep.
Yeah.
Not in a sippy cup. No, not in a sippy cup. Like this. Like, look at my Dunkin' cup, like with a straw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I've definitely taken that to games.
Yeah, but I haven't used the kid as the conveyance to sneak in my contraband, my hooch.
This is an awful thought, but I guess kids would make really good drug mules.
They would.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I feel bad for thinking that.
Kind of how Brandon Novak got his start.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he was a drug mule essentially for some. It's in his book.
As a kid?
I'm not reviewing. Yeah, so when he was on tour as a professional skater, he would have to take things from city to city.
Oh my goodness!
On planes and stuff like that. Yeah,
And he was like a teenager?
He was he was young. He was probably like 12, 13 years old, something along those lines.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go next to Paul. Wants to share. Hey, Paul. Good morning, buddy.
And good morning to you, sir.
What's happening, man?
Okay, so this is a 40-year-old story. It's a hero dad story. We were at Dorney, and my son, my younger son, who was a maniac, wanted to ride the roller coaster, and we, stepped up on the stairs. The guy had that, that hockey stick looking thing.
Right. Yeah, to measure your height. Yeah.
Yeah, to measure and it brushed his crew cut, but he didn't make it.
Okay.
All right. So this is when my kids were still young enough that we carried extra clothes, right? And so I waited for the shift to change, a different guy with the hockey stick, and I put 5 pairs of socks on.
Oh my God.
And don't you know, he made it, rode the roller coaster. He loved me forever after that.
That's great.
That's a classic one too. Trying to beat the height requirement.
Yeah, and that's a genius move.
My family is short. I had to beat the height requirements.
All right, thanks, Paul. Man. Appreciate it. Here's a text from somebody that says, movie theaters, popcorn, candy, beer in diaper bag. Love, Mary from Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Yeah, the diaper bag's a good one, man.
Is it? It's never checked,
it's like a backpack. Well,
who wants
I
to
would
open up
imagine
that nightmare?
if you're going into big events like concerts, sports, sporting events, things like that, they'll probably check your bag.
Check it? Yeah.
Maybe, but like a movie theater, I mean, come on. I bring stuff regularly in a movie.
I don't even hide it anymore.
I was just going to say,
do they even stop you?
I don't think so.
What is the rule now? Because obviously they make a ton of money off the concessions and they're looking to preserve that, but they're so happy to get people back in the theaters now.
Yeah, I don't go crazy trying to hide stuff. I mean, I just throw it in my pocket. So I mean,
eating a full turkey leg as you walk in.
No, but if I'm getting
a bottle of water,
peanut M&Ms or whatever, something like that. But the popcorn I always buy.
I still hide it, and that's why I always liked going to the movies in colder weather because you'd wear a full jacket, and you could stash stuff all over the place.
Would you have one of your kids sit up on your shoulders with a hat on?
We don't even have the theaters by my house. There's not even a ticket taker. Like you just scan your ticket and you walk in.
Yeah.
There's no one even there.
Yeah, it's changed. So you could just kind of just make your way in.
I bring a margarita machine and make frozen
with a
margarita.
Mommy spilled her margarita. That was such a scary movie, right?
Yeah, Kat. The AMC near me though, that not only do they have the ticket taker, but they also they have security. Right there.
Oh.
Well, that's because you live in Delaware County. They need security.
Yeah, I guess so.
Let me go to Sheila. Hi, Sheila. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, what's up, Sheila?
So I have this crazy story. I am a school nurse, and during the summer, I sell beach tags down the shore.
Okay.
I had this couple come up to me, and they're probably in their 30s, and their little toddler, and he says to me, "How old do you need to be to buy a beach tag?" And I said, 12. And he looks at me, poker face. He said, "Well, I'm 12." And I said, "You have a beard." And he said, "But I have a genetic condition." I said, "I'm a nurse." And he's just looking at me. I said, "Well," and he's going back and forth asking me questions of why we need to buy beach tags and going on and on. I said, "Listen, I'm going to call my supervisor." And as soon as I picked up the phone, another customer came over to get tags, and he walked away.
He was gone. I have a genetic condition.
Couldn't take pity on a poor little kid with a genetic condition that gives him a full beard.
He's looking at me, and his wife is just staring at me. She's not saying a word. Both of them are.
He's 12 years old and married.
I know, it was a beard. Yeah, so he walked away, but that was the most bizarre story selling beach tags ever.
I love that.
He scared. Yeah, so that was it.
All right, thanks, Sheila.
I wonder
Appreciate
how
it.
much trouble like beach tag checkers and salespeople get in, like if somebody slips through the cracks. Do you know what I mean? Like
if there's a break in the system.
Yeah, because there's a lot of times where like you can game the system or beat the system because the person behind the counter, they don't care. You know what I mean? Like, and so what sort of repercussions do beach?
So I don't know
Yeah.
I don't know how this is handled. Are there people constantly perusing the beach looking for tags?
Well, certain beaches, like you can't even get on the beach. You have to walk.
Yeah, you got to pass the tagger. Yeah,
But there are some beaches where they walk up and down, and that's when ask Matt.
How do you
Cord,
display them?
Ask Matt Cord what he does. He runs to the water every time.
Oh, really?
He's like, I'm going in the water. I'll
He'll
be back.
see him coming, and
But Steve, you put them on your beach towels, your bathing suit or whatever. So you have to have them, excuse me, at one point, like on display. You're supposed to anyway, have them on display at some point where your beach setup is.
Or you just go running into the surf.
Just go into the surf.
Just like Matt Cord does.
I love that. All right, one more.
I'm taking the baby down to the water.
One more call, and then we gotta take a break. I'm gonna go to Mary. Hi there, Mary.
Hey, how are you?
Good. What's going on, Mary?
So I have a story about my son Ryan and Preston. You actually know my son Ryan.
Okay.
So our kids are in Cub Scouts with your kids. If that gives you a hint.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Ryan-
Yes. Hi, Mary. Okay, go ahead.
So we used to camp, and we went camping down in Maryland at a campground that had a water park to it. And when you got a campsite there, you got automatic admission into the water park. So when I took the kids to go into the water park, you had to give your names, and they would give you a wristband. So what we failed to realize until this moment is Ryan's first name is actually David. And we never told him this because we called him Ryan his whole life. And we had other Davids in the family, so it just was never something that actually came up. And when the lady was trying to put wristbands on us, she was calling my kids by name. She's like, oh, Riley, and Riley would stick her hand out. Casey would stick her hand out. And then she said, David, and he pulled his hand away. So he thought that I was trying to scam them, bringing another kid in the park. And he said, your name's David. He's like, my name's not David. And I said, yes, it is, Ryan. I guess for some reason we had to put names on, like when we registered for the campground. And we always felt like when we were writing his name officially for something, I don't know how official a campground is, we always wanted to put his first name. But he pulled his hand away and he was arguing with me that his name was not Ryan, it was David.
I've been abducted.
I'm like, did we never tell this poor child that his first name was David?
I can see that.
Campground.
Yeah.
And when Ryan was little, he was like, a little pistol. And he was like, I'm not David. And it took me probably 10 minutes before this lady finally believed me that I never told my child.
There's the liability a lot, but I had a friend who again, he hated his middle name, and since he was a little kid, he was actually his first name, and they called him by his middle name, and that's all he knew.
Mary, that's so funny.
It's the biggest headache ever. I would never recommend it to anybody because it's been a headache with other things too.
But it's funny how you had to come clean on this because of an issue over a wristband.
We were effing with him.
Yeah, I love it. All right, thanks, Mary. Appreciate it.
All right.
We'll see you later. All right. Well, anyhow, you do have to be careful if you are trying to pull the scam because,
or at least shave.
It can lead to your arrest, which happened to this woman at Disney.
Yeah,
who was trying to get 2-year-olds in, pawn them off as 2-year-olds. Clearly, they were older than that, and she felt terrible after that.
And I feel terrible.
That's our latest drop, by the way. All right, let's take a break because we got money to give away. We've got bizarre file stories to share, and we're going to tell you a little bit about our big friggin' deal as well when we return after this. So hang out. We'll be back in just a moment, my friend.
Preston and
trying to hide it at all.
Oh, this is all happening on Instagram. I've got to follow her, Preston. I'm missing so much.
Are you ready? So here is her inspirational message. She wrote.
Do we have music that would?
I think you should cue. This is inspirational, so this is.
Oh, you want
the anthem. So she wrote, "Don't fight evolution because
I hear you, bro.
You will never win. Like the mountain I am standing on top of, which was once underwater, connected with Africa. Change is inevitable.
This is my fight song. Take back my life.
All right, and life is a climb, but the view is great.
This is my fight song. Take back my life.
You know what? I think you need a different one. Can you read that line back to me again?
Which one?
The climb one.
Okay.
This is
Life is a climb, but the view is great.
There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move.
What's the name of this song?
You love that song.
I do love this song.
I think that's probably why she wrote it.
Yeah.
So
She's so smart.
Hemsworth, meanwhile, has been the only one in this love square, laying relatively low. He stepped out with his brother Chris in Byron Bay, Australia, where the two picked up some frozen yogurt. So they hit up Froyo.
Hey, you want some yogurt or something? Hey, we'll get frozen yogurt.
But he did break his silence a little bit. The 29-year-old was, like I said, was hanging out with Chris. And
Man, just let me eat my yogurt.
It seems Liam isn't quite ready to jump back in, and Liam told Daily Mail Australia when asked about the split, "You don't understand what it's like. I don't want to talk about it, mate."
I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he entered it. She seemed like a safe bet, Miley Cyrus, that she would be the wife he had always wanted. But no, listen, the heart wants what the heart wants, Preston. And this heart wanted another chick.
I guess so,
Yeah.
right? It's. I was about to say it's so funny, but not funny. It's just
ha funny.
No,
like I make you laugh.
It's interesting to watch couples in an off again, on again relationship, and you and your friends who know these people know. You know.
Yes.
It's never going to work. It's never going to work. But then one of them goes, "Let's get married."
Yeah.
And now I'm going to be serious about it. This is it. I'm diving in. And they think that is going to be the Band-Aid, that's going to be the big,
Oh yeah, the impression of commitment. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's have the trappings of commitment. Yeah. Without the commitment.
And then they don't realize after it just goes back to the same old crap, and it didn't.
And there you are eating yogurt with your brother.
Yeah, exactly.
There you are eating froyo with your brother.
It's also funny to watch the reactions because he's laying low, not saying anything, not posting anything on Instagram. Meanwhile, Miley is going nuts on Instagram.
She's finger blasting somebody in Lake Como.
And they're both, she and this Caitlyn girl are both posting a ton of hot photos of themselves. So in order for them to get validation post-breakup, they need to post these superficial shots of themselves. Right. Whereas Liam is just like, I'm going to get some frozen yogurt.
And not for anything. Just, I don't know, live your life how you want to live, but maybe be a little respectful of the marriage you just had. Right? I mean, just take a little bit of a breather before you're squatting on each other's faces and pictures on Instagram.
So they were married for roughly 8 months, but they'd been together on and off for more than a decade.
Yeah, a long time.
Anyhow, some question whether their elaborate ceremony in Nihi on Sumba.
This is all made up.
Is this all? Are these real
These
words?
are pretend places.
You're a geographer.
I know places, but yeah, this one's a mystery to me.
In Nihi on Sumba.
How do you spell? How do you spell?
Where'd you get married? Nihi.
How do you spell Nihi?
Nihi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Ehe. That's a town one over.
No.
It's like Shelbyville and Springfield.
What?
That's how they sound in Ehe.
Oh, Nihi Sumba. It's all.
Oh.
All right. Is it an island nation?
Yeah, it's in.
Yeah, it's right next to Nelby Tai Tai.
It's in Indonesia.
Oh, dear Lord.
Nelby Tai
Is right next to Nihi on Sumba.
Yeah. Just south of Isotai.
Where y'all going? What?
That's the main city.
Yeah.
I'm going into where you're going. Wait.
So people are wondering if their ceremony in Nihi on Sumba in June of 2018 was legally binding or not. They might not really be married. Yeah. Okay. So that was a big story.
It sort of rocked my world. Let me ask you this: then you all worked in besides? Did you all work in regular restaurants?
Fast food, yeah.
For servers, is how commonplace is it to on the way from the?
No, not the way. But we talked about this.
Maybe
on the way back.
Maybe up on the counter.
No, on the way out.
Yeah,
because the way the kitchen that I worked in, you'd put up, order up, you put it up on a counter.
Like there's a whole plate of fries.
And it was still in the kitchen, so it wasn't it wasn't in line of sight for the customers, so they could probably grab a fry and eat one on the way out. You know,
It was never that for me.
You
but-
never did that?
No, but I
Never.
But I sucked all the nitrous out of the whipped cream.
Really?
I watched.
Dude, my waiter just took a dump on our table.
I watched one waitress. She had like 3 or 4 different whipped cream things that just was like cream juice because it had no nitrogen. Dude, what's going on here? These are all broken.
Do you remember?
Girl, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea
Casey.
what's going on with you. That's messed up, man.
Casey, at a place called the Coffee, you remember the Coffee Beanery?
Yeah!
All right, so the same thing happened. I wanted whipped cream on hot chocolate.
Oh, my God.
The guy's like, he's going through the cans. I said to him, what are the odds that 6 cans of whipped cream have no propellant in them?
And Steve, did you know that when you do nitrous, it's like sulfur hexafluoride?
Yeah. It makes your voice sound like this. Did you folks like some espresso?
Just side note, that stuff killed brain cells so fast.
Oh my God.
It was so stupid.
Dude, also, I watch people in the parking lot doing these things and walking at the same time. Rule number 1, sit down first. Because you're going to fall and smash your face into a parking block.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta get to surgery. I'm a neurosurgeon.
Preston, you know that thing that you got me where you can stick your phone in the vents of your air conditioner?
Yes.
I saw somebody that has.
That's how you heat up your chicken?
No, Steve, it's even more ridiculous than that. And he listens to the show. I'm not going to out you, but he has one of these things that goes into the vent that you put in
Air
like,
freshener?
No barbecue sauce or honey mustard or something like a chicken nugget.
He has like
dipping.
a caddy?
Get out of here.
I swear to God.
I like
Because
that.
saw it go,
I like that.
Because
That's great.
It's exactly what it looked like.
It's like having a Fixins bar on your dashboard.
And I made a joke about it, like, hey, I can't believe you have a barbecue sauce holder here. He goes, yeah, I found it on, it was like, ad on Instagram. I was like, that's actually what this is.
Steve, that's like getting a limited edition, like Jeep or something. This is a Roy Rogers.
Right, Roy Rogers. Look at this. This signal squirts horsey sauce. Yeah, the rear view, Preston. It's like you're milking a cow.
All right, TMZ reports that Davy Chase. Now, I looked her up, and it says she started the ring. She was Samara. She's the psycho.
Yes.
The scary girl.
The girl in the well.
And by the way, turns out she's gorgeous.
Yes, she is.
She was arrested, and she was arrested on a drug possession charge and spent some time behind bars. Yeah.
But she escaped through the television, didn't she?
She did. She managed to get out of
I
it
knew we
through
were
the
going that
TV.
way.
But she's had some run-ins. Last year, she was locked up after cops pulled her over for joyriding in an allegedly stolen car.
She was locked up for 7 days.
Is the phone rings after 7 days or something like
In
that?
7 days. Yeah, that's when you die. You have 7 days to get your affairs in order before you're... 7 days.
It's been a while since I've seen that movie. 6.5.
7 business days.
Business days? So that means I get the weekend too?
Well, it's Monday's Labor Day, so about 8 days. All right, just stay there. I'm going to come over and kill you now.
Yeah, if you could be more specific, it might help in planning. So,
What if I go across the international date line? Let me get back to you.
Coming up soon, we'll be addressing Halloween. But
Yes.
it's a favorite costume for Halloween parties and haunted houses.
Which is the one where you go to where they have a girl who really does the full, clicking and the whole body gesticulation.
Penhurst?
No, it's there's probably one there, but there's one, maybe it's there's
one
it's the one way out where we
know what
always
you're
get
talking
lost
about.
going to.
It's in Bucks County.
Yeah.
I know exactly the one you're
but
talking
the girl who does
Fear?
Nah.
Might be.
Valley of Fear.
It's out kind of in a woodsy area.
It's Grotto of Consternation is the name of it.
Hang on. Chrissy is on the line to tell us about that haunted attraction. And it is Valley of Fear, isn't it? So it's Valley of Fear?
It is Valley of Fear, and the girl who does play the one from The Ring, who was there for a long time. Liz is just a phenomenal singer too. I just wanted to let you guys know.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah, she's incredibly talented.
And she was good. It says you were moving along, she'd move along, and she never sang really, but she
didn't
I'm
sing.
the chick from The Ring, and I'm coming after you.
So her name is Liz.
Yes, Liz.
All right, cool. Thank you, Chrissy. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Cause in 7 days
See ya.
you're through. Chappa-da-ba.
All right.
It's not that scary.
I know it's not
Yeah.
scary when you sing it.
Yeah, right? Wouldn't it be a little less if it were a musical?
I live in a well and my life's kind of hell and I'm coming after you.
My life's kind of hell.
I'm the chick in the well and my life's kind of hell, but I'm a coming after you. In 7 days.
7 days.
In 7 days.
7 days.
7 days.
Coming after you in 7 days.
Hey.
The Ring, the musical.
Turn my mic on. You turned his mic off.
I didn't turn it off. I think you might have hit the button yourself there, dude.
Uh-oh.
No, there we go.
I just hit that button.
All right.
Wait a second. What's going on?
Wait a
What
second.
just happened here?
Your mic will turn off in 7 seconds. Your mic will turn off in 7 seconds.
What? I don't have a mic.
Ewan McGregor is in talks to reprise his role as Obi-Wan Kenobi in a series that centers around his Star Wars character for Disney Plus, according to the Hollywood Reporter.
It is Obi-Wan Kenobi, attorney at law. It's a departure.
That would be.
Yeah.
I think you should let him off with time served.
Giving you time served.
He's using the Jedi mind trick to sway the judge.
I think you should find him innocent.
I'm finding you innocent.
I object. There's no way that's legal.
It's totally legal.
Oh my God.
I think you need to go to sleep.
I got to go to sleep now.
That would be.
I would watch.
Brilliant.
Kenobi,
I would totally
attorney at law.
This isn't the evidence you're looking for.
Yeah.
Even if you're stone cold guilty, give me a call.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the commercials. Yeah.
Demand Kenobi.
Yeah. And he's licensed in Missouri.
I am.
Yeah.
And even if I'm not, I'll convince them I am.
Yes, that's right.
I'm licensed in Missouri.
He's licensed in Missouri.
Better call Obi.
Would he wear a Would he be a cowboy hat?
Space cowboy.
Lawyer?
Yeah.
Type? Oh my God. Obi-Wan Kenobi, attorney at law.
Anytime, day or night, even on New Year's Day.
Coming soon to Disney Plus.
Or Life Day on the Wookiee home planet.
No, this could be good. I loved him as Obi-Wan Kenobi. I didn't care for the series of movies, but I thought he pulled it off
I agree.
wonderfully.
He was the thing that kept me watching, and he provided, I believe, the emotional core to those. The second and third movies I really do like. I think they're good. In just tone and in some way, the distinction between the Abrams movies, the artificiality of the first trilogy was almost too much. It was so CGI'd that it was hard to connect to.
Yeah,
But
everything on the screen was fake.
Yeah.
Except for the people, and even in that case, a lot of like Jar Jar obviously was fake. But there's a big stretch of time where we don't know what happens with Obi-Wan, and maybe they'll fill in that time.
Yeah.
with his law career.
Law school.
With
and-
this, yeah.
Passing the bar.
Mr. Kenobi, do you have anything to say?
John Houseman.
So anyhow, we'll see when that eventually
He gets his own
surfaces.
judge show.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
This bitch still got my TV.
Give the TV back.
He's settling these small claims cases.
It's like Sam.
This bitch still got my TV.
Oh my God. Oh.
I suggest you return the TV.
Give me the TV.
All right, TMZ reports that Davy Chase. Now, I looked her up, and it says she started the ring. She was Samara. She's the psycho.
Yes.
The scary girl.
The girl in the well.
And by the way, turns out she's gorgeous.
Yes, she is.
She was arrested, and she was arrested on a drug possession charge and spent some time behind bars. Yeah.
But she escaped through the television, didn't she?
She did. She managed to get out of
I
there
knew we were
through the
going that
TV.
way.
But she's had some run-ins. Last year, she was locked up after cops pulled her over for joyriding in an allegedly stolen car.
She was locked up for 7 days.
Is the phone rings after 7 days or something like
In
that?
7 days. Yeah, that's when you die. You have 7 days to get your affairs in order before you're... 7 days.
To do this.
93.3 WMMR Philadelphia.
It's time for a Good Money It keyword.
And that word would be rise, R-I-S-E. We will give you until 15 minutes after the hour to enter it. 3 ways for you to do that. You can go to WMMR.com, or you can enter it via the MMR app, or you can even text it to the special contest short code number, which is 45911. One random entry will win $1,000 in our company-wide contest, and each winner gets a call from Beasley, so make sure you answer your phone. There are contest rules available at WMMR.com, and it's all brought to you by Horizon Services Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. So the word again is RISE, R-I-S-E. Enter it now.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you this morning by Anheuser-Busch, and you can join Nick tonight from 7 to 9. He's going to be at the Bud Light Thursday night kickoff at Harrigan's Pub in Hatboro, and you can enter for your chance to win a pair of Eagles tickets courtesy of Bud Light. All right, this is terrible. A man is dead after a dispute over a jukebox song turned violent at a Mexican restaurant in Fort Lauderdale on Monday.
Okay. What was the song?
You know what they don't say in the story.
That means everything to this story. If it was Kokomo, I'm all for the killing.
The argument reportedly began around 1:30 a.m. at Antojitos Mexicanos restaurant when one man had insulted another over his song choice on the music machine.
It was Coco.
This is according to Mauro Bonilla. He said, I heard that there were these two guys, and they got into an argument because one of them played a song on the jukebox, and that the other guy was kind of pissed off. The guy that got insulted pulled his weapon and started shooting the other guy. The altercation escalated quickly, according to Bonilla's friends who were inside the restaurant. The man who insulted the song allegedly drew his weapon first, but the other man near the jukebox fired back. One of them, he said, played a song on the machine, and the other guy was pissed off and said, you're not a real Mexican if you play that effing music, you know?
Huh.
And the other guy was
think what it could be.
Chasing him shot after shot, Bonilla added. It's just sad because this is a good neighborhood.
It's a legitimate question. Who let the dogs out?
It never happens, you know. He said, I'm very shocked that someone got shot dead and killed. Police confirmed the identity of the victim is 54-year-old Socorro Camacho, and authorities are still investigating the shooting and are working to identify and find the gunman.
That's insane.
An officer with the Los Angeles Police Department found out the hard way that you can't take metal near an MRI machine.
Oh, no.
After their rifle flew out of their hands and became attached to the machine during a pot raid gone bad. So the incident details were described in a lawsuit filed by the owners of a Los Angeles Medical Imaging Center, who alleged that their business was wrongly targeted by LAPD during a raid. So the owners of NoHo Diagnostic Center are suing the LAPD, the city of Los Angeles, and multiple police officers, alleging they violated the business's owners' constitutional rights and demanding an unspecified amount of damages. Officers allegedly raided the diagnostic center. So they were thinking it was a front for an illegal cannabis cultivation facility. They pointed to higher than usual energy use and the distinct odor of cannabis plants.
Okay.
Officers raided the facility. They detained the lone female employee while they searched the business. However, they didn't find a single cannabis plant and only saw a typical medical facility with rooms used for conducting x-rays, ultrasound, CT scans, and MRIs. The officers then released the employee and told her to call a manager while they continued to wander around various rooms of the facility. The plaintiff said that the officer's behavior was nothing short of disorganized, circus with no apparent rules, procedures, or even a hint of coordination. At one point, an officer walked into an MRI room, passed a sign warning that metal was prohibited inside with his rifle dangling in his right hand with an unsecured strap. The MRI machine's magnetic force then allegedly sucked his rifle across the room, pinning it against the machine.
It's horrifying and yet hilarious at the same time.
MRI machines use incredibly strong magnetic fields to create images of the brain, bones, joints, and internal organs. An officer then allegedly pulled a sealed emergency release button that shut down the MRI machine, deactivating it, evaporating thousands of liters of helium gas and damaging the machine in the process.
Wow.
The officer then grabbed his rifle and left the room, leaving behind a magazine filled with bullets on the office floor as well. So
they're using helium gas in that.
Yeah, that's
pretty wild.
That's what they need.
Yeah,
That's one of the things they need for MRIs. Yep. A group of superfans of Netflix's hit show Bridgerton,
Kathy,
say that they were.
I saw
she
this.
sent me this story. Were left with a bad taste in their mouth after a themed event in Detroit turned out much different than what was advertised. The event was originally set to take place last month on August 25th, but was canceled just a few days before because of a venue issue, and it was rescheduled for this past Sunday. Dozens of people showed up to the historic Hermione Club, dressed in ball gowns, expecting to be transported into a fantasy world similar to the show. But they said instead they were served undercooked food, presented with little themed decor, and an exotic dancer and a stripper pole as entertainment.
Just like Bridgerton.
It was literally, and she was hired to dance on the pole. She said, I offered them a number of services,
Right.
like different things that I could do, and they said, no, bring the pole and do pole dancing.
How often are strippers featured in Bridgerton?
In Bridgerton,
Yeah.
seriously.
So one of the attendees, Faye, said, honestly, I just want my money back. She said, another one, Amanda Sue Mathis, said, the way it was described was this was going to be a Bridgerton evening. We were going to have classical music, good dinner. There was going to be a play. They were going to pick Diamond of the Season. They were going to give away all these prizes. And we went in, and it was completely empty in there.
The people were sitting on the floor, Steve.
Yeah.
There weren't tables and chairs.
I saw. This is hilarious because it looks like you just rented a room in a hotel.
That's
like a
what-
banquet room.
That's essentially what it was.
Yeah.
And these people were dressed to kill.
on the floor.
She said there's nothing going on. They have a pole in the middle of the dance floor, a stripper pole in the middle of the dance floor. Mathis says she drove from far away and was really excited to get dressed up like the characters in one of her favorite shows. She said, I mean, all of these dresses that you see on these beautiful women, we've all been getting them tailored to fit us. So we spent extra money on costumes, all this beautiful beading, getting our hair done, our nails done for this to be the way that it is. It's heartbreaking. We were supposed to have this last month. They canceled it. And we were like, okay, we waited, rescheduled it today. We got a limo for all this. We did all these things, and basically we got an empty building. Ayrton Hamrick said that he and his girlfriend attended the event Sunday to celebrate her birthday. He says that they purchased what was called the Duke and Duchess package.
Welcome, milady.
Which was $250 and set to include a professional dance card, professional photo, valet service, dinner music, and entertainment. It was definitely, he said, the price tag that had given us the expectation of luxury, regality, class, the Bridgerton experience. And even arriving to the event, we were told that there would be valet service, and we had to end up using self-parking and paying for it.
Your chicken fingers await.
Seriously?
Prepare to be transported back to the time of Bridgerton.
The company behind the event.
Would you scared to take a spin on the stripper pole?
Uncle and NME LLC has since disabled comments on their social media posts regarding the event. But they did release a statement that said, we understand that not everyone had the experience they had hoped for.
Not everyone, no one.
We sincerely apologize. Our intention was to provide a magical evening, but we recognize that organizational challenges affected the environment or the enjoyment of some of the guests. We take full responsibility and accountability for these shortcomings. We are working diligently to address all concerns and ensure all guests have an enjoyable experience they deserve.
What was the one that was that made all the news that was in
Willy Wonka?
Willy Wonka.
Yeah, they compared it to that.
Hilarious.
Yep, it's a
Willy Wonka looked better put together than this.
Yep.
You know, as someone showed up in like a carriage, they rented a carriage.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 3 ballrooms in the back. Wasn't that great, folks?
This is the band performing at the event. Hang on. Oh, that's fantastic. All right. And that's what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. By the way, you have about 5 minutes left to enter the word RISE, RISE, and that is for the Good Money It giveaway.
Yes.
I want you to win that $1,000. Not only do we have that event going on, we have something really cool happening with the Big Friggin' Deal this week. It is a chance for you to get 2 adult combo tickets to the Bates Motel, and you can get it for the price of 1. All right, so you got to do this through WMMR.com. And to speak about the Bates Motel, we have our old friend, Mr. Randy Bates himself, on our Xfinity mobile guest line. Randy, how you doing, man?
Never better, never better. How you guys doing?
Dude, we are doing great. How are things in the scare department at Bates Motel going as you guys prep for the onslaught of the season?
We are up and running. We opened last weekend. We had nice crowds. Got tons of new animatronics that we put in this year.
Ooh.
And I've got more actors than I ever needed.
Yeah,
I have more people coming to work for us. It's great.
I was watching a video of you, Randy, and you were showing just the makeup facility alone, what you do on a daily basis. It's movie-level stuff that you're doing. And again, and I tell people, if they say, well, what is it like? I said, there are huge animatronics. I mean, this is stuff that you'd find at, like, major theme parks, and it's right there at Sarasota Farms.
Absolutely. Not only that, but we've got a bunch of one-of-a-kind animatronics, monsters that we've built in-house. I got a 20-foot-tall rock monster that my son built about 3 years ago. And, that's what makes our place different. It's unique.
I mean,
I'm not going to go into, Home Depot or Spirit Halloween and see props.
No, that's exactly right. This is a wholly other experience, and that's what people need to know. Because, again, I remember when from the beginning to, and you can't do Halloween without doing, the Bates Motel and doing the whole thing out there. But the improvements are massive. Every year you're always adding on stuff. So is there any new big attraction this year?
We've added 2 new rooms in the Bates Motel, and we've enhanced almost all the scenes out on the Hayride Trail.
Oh, that's
awesome. Awesome.
All right.
Revenge of the Scarecrows cornfield.
Yes.
We put in a couple new sets in there as well. Huge scarecrows and a evil pumpkin monster, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
I love this stuff.
Nice. So, if people want to come and do all of the attractions, how many different attractions are there officially that you can take in?
Well, we do the haunted hayride, we do the corn trail, and then the haunted house. But we also have other activities on the place. We've got axe throwing, we've got an escape room, I've got coffin rides, we've got a nice concession stand so you can get something to eat, and apple cider donuts.
Oh,
yeah. Dude,
Randy, if you come out there and you want to hit all of these events, like how much time? Like this is a full evening. You can come out and spend a few hours there doing all this stuff, right?
Yeah, we actually we went to time ticketing, so you don't have the huge crowds on a Saturday night like we used to.
Yeah.
It's all timed.
Oh.
People show up, at their time slot, and it takes about an hour to go through everything.
That's
there you go.
way better.
Terrific. Yeah.
Good for you guys. Because one of the things you would face were some serious crowds. I mean, because people just show up, they get in line, they get going. But if you've got time, if you can reserve time.
Yeah.
That's so much better. It's got to work better for everyone.
It's a wonderful thing. COVID made our business better just because of the time ticketing and one price for everything, and it just really enhanced our business. So
yeah, Jace did it last year. Randy, my son, did it last year, and he loved it. He was able to go do everything, and like you said, with that timed ticket, they were able to get through it all, not have to wait for so long just to get through one attraction.
Exactly. It stopped the traffic issue. It's just made everything so much easier.
Then there's no.
So we've got this special deal at WMMR.com/deals, and it is you buy 2 adult combo tickets to the Bates Motel, and you get it for the price of 1. If people want the particulars about location and all parking and all that stuff, Randy, where's the best place for them to go to get that info?
Oh, absolutely. Just go to www.thebatesmotel.com.
Thebatesmotel.com.
Yep. And when you do buy your tickets through the radio station, make sure that you take that code and go to our website to reserve your time slot.
Okay.
That's very important.
We'll make sure they do that. Excellent. Randy, you guys are awesome. It's great to hear from you, man. Good luck for the season, okay?
Hey, thanks. Great talking to you guys.
You got it. Randy Bates.
Randy. You remember we took the walk around when he just opened up? You know,
Yes.
that whole thing.
In the daytime, it was off season. Me and Steve went out there to take a look around in the day just to see all the stuff. And this was years and years and years ago. It was like 20 years ago.
Easily.
And I was scared in the daytime.
And this is with just the beginnings of what they do.
And he was showing us how they, do these like levitation things.
Yeah.
And what the trickery behind it was really ingenious stuff.
I mean, they got people on wires. Like,
Yeah.
listen, it really is. And I've been to pretty much all of the hay rides in the area.
Yeah.
It's the best.
You know, I'm a junkie for these things. I'm a junkie in general.
All right, we are going to take a break. We'll come back in a second, a little later on this morning. We are going to have Oscar Budejen on. He's the Philly Spanish radio broadcaster. We've had him as a guest before. He's great. And also we're going to have comedian Joe Bartnick, who's going to be at Parks 360 Lounge tonight. Casey will be there as well. He's hosting the event.
How about that?
And that starts at 8 o'clock at Conklin's Comedy Night. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. Make sure you stay with us.
Preston and Steve on.
It's been a while since I've seen that movie. 6.5.
7 business days.
Business days? So that means I get the weekend too?
Well, it's Monday's Labor Day, so about 8 days. All right, just stay there. I'm going to come over and kill you now.
Yeah, if you could be more specific, it might help in planning. So,
What if I go across the international date line?
Let me get back to you.
Coming up soon, we'll be addressing Halloween. But
Yes.
it's a favorite costume for Halloween parties and haunted houses.
Which is the one where you go to where they have a girl who really does the full, clicking and the whole body gesticulation.
Penhurst?
No, it's there's probably one there, but there's one, maybe it's there's
one
it's the one way out where
I know
we
what
always
you're
get
talking
lost
about.
going to.
It's in Bucks County.
Yeah.
I know exactly the one you're
but
talking
the girl
about.
who
Fear?
Nah.
Might be.
Valley of Fear.
It's out kind of in a woodsy area.
It's Grotto of Consternation is the name of it.
Hang on. Chrissy is on the line to tell us about that haunted attraction. And it is Valley of Fear, isn't it? So it's Valley of Fear?
It is Valley of Fear, and the girl who does play the one from The Ring, who was there for a long time, Liz, is just a phenomenal singer too. I just wanted to let you guys know.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah, she's incredible. She's incredibly talented.
And she was good. It says you were moving along, she'd move along, and she never sang really, but she
didn't
I'm
sing.
the chick from The Ring, and I'm coming after you.
So her name is Liz?
Yes, Liz.
All right, cool. Thank you, Chrissy. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Cause in 7 days
See ya.
you're through. Chop-a-da-ba.
All right.
It's not that scary.
I know, it's not
Yeah.
scary when you sing it.
Yeah, right? Wouldn't it be a little less if it were a musical?
I live in a well and my life's kind of hell and I'm coming after you.
My life's kind of hell.
I'm the chick in the well and my life's kind of hell, but I'm a coming after you in 7 days.
7 days.
In 7 days.
7 days.
7 days.
Coming after you in 7 days.
Hey.
The Ring, the musical.
Turn my mic on. You turn his mic off.
I didn't turn it off. I think you might have hit the button yourself there, dude.
Uh-oh.
No, there we go. I just hit that button.
All right.
Wait a second. What's going on?
Wait a
What just
second.
happened here?
Your mic will turn off in 7 seconds. Your mic will turn off in 7 seconds.
What? I don't have a mic.
So, what's going on with Lindsay Lohan and the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia?
I'm sorry, I don't kiss and tell.
Mohammed bin Salman is his name.
Hey, Sababin bin Dalbin.
Rumors are... Mohammed bin Salman.
Salbin bin Dagbin. I love you.
Mohammed bin Salman.
What?
Rumors are circulating that the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, who many critics say is a dictator and the real power behind the throne of his father, King Salman, and the perpetually beleaguered Lilo have formed a special relationship of some sort.
Wait, it's a cup of good roast beef?
Some believe that he is a dictator and the real power behind the throne of his father, King Salman. So sources spill that he flies her around on his jets and showers her with presents, even gifting her with a credit card.
Oh, it's a Discover card. It pays you for every purchase.
A rep denies the claim.
What's in your wallet?
What's in your wallet? But sources insist that Lindsay, who has been based partly in Dubai for a few years, is regularly courted by Middle Eastern dignitaries.
I love dictators.
In Saudi culture of late. And
Kim Jong-un, this is Lindsay.
last year declared her intention to make an all-female film dubbed Frame about Saudi Arabian life.
I want to make an all-female version of Steel Magnolias.
It is an all-female. It's already.
God damn it.
If Lindsay is, in fact, good friends with him, she wouldn't be the first Hollywood star to cavort with dictators. Kim Jong-un and Dennis Rodman, Hilary Swank and Ramzan Kadyrov.
Yes.
Steven Seagal and Vladimir Putin are just a few of the reported Hollywood political odd couples. So Lindsay might be, I don't know, tight with Mohammed bin Salman.
Wow.
And yeah, it's pretty wild, isn't it? A former Cape Breton University student says that she regrets not making a formal complaint 3 years ago against a professor who was fired this summer for demanding moose meat, lobster, and sex from a student in exchange for better grades.
In that order?
Moose meat, lobster, and sex.
All right, you don't have moose meat. You don't have lobster.
You got any lobster?
Sex. All right, look, how about sex?
She said,
Wait, I found some moose meat. Yeah!
She said, I wish I did something back then. I wish I got him fired, Jess Hardy said. Then the situation wouldn't have happened. She was a first-year student and said that Shamal Fernaduple made inappropriate comments and suggestions.
You're going to ruin the day, Fernaduple.
And her appearance, and implied that he wanted a sexual relationship with her, and he would say inappropriate things all the time. Now, unfortunately, as the story goes on, it never gets into the details about the moose meat and lobster.
Well, it's a bizarre
That's what I'm
pecking
most
order.
interested in.
Right, yes. You don't understand.
But they ended up firing this guy because he apparently did.
Was it the moose meat?
To a couple of students. It was the moose meat.
He's there in front of the dean. It was the moose meat, wasn't it? Well, actually, the number 3 on the list here, the sex.
So apparently he wasn't only demanding sex, but moose meat and lobster.
I should have stopped at lobster.
And they fired him. So there you go. That's all I have in the
It's
details.
like he's looking for something to round out the list.
Yeah.
And the sex.
Yeah. Kourtney Kardashian is fighting back against critics who claim that she does no work.
Preston, are you saying she's clapping back?
She is clapping back, Steve. Yep. And she got some blowback after posting multiple shots from her family vacations in Italy and Idaho. I know.
So what's it going to be, kids? Italy or Idaho?
She's only visiting places that start with I.
Yeah.
And Idaho happened to be on the list. In Italy,
Indiana.
In Italy, the Poosh founder partied with her 3 kids, Mason, Penelope, and Rain. Remember Poosh?
I'm sorry, I just pooshed.
Yeah, that's her. Is that her lifestyle brand?
Yeah.
Poosh?
Trying to be like Goop, I guess.
Yeah.
Poosh. I just pooshed in my pants.
People who brought you queef and drippy fart.
But she partied.
Poosh, and queef. The award-winning triple line from Kourtney Kardashian.
The Poosh founder partied with her 3 kids nominally for her sister Kylie's 22nd birthday.
With the subtle scent of salmon.
Several other family members were there, as was her ex, Scott Disick, with whom she shares her children, and his girlfriend, Sophia Richie. Now, in Idaho, Kourtney and her kids...
We're going to Idaho, kids!
...hung with her sister Kendall. One social media user commented, "Kourtney, this is why people say you don't work, girl." And she replied, so she clapped back.
She clapped back.
"We all have our priorities, so I'll be making memories with my kids and amazing people while living my life to the absolute fullest." And then a fight broke out between commenters who praised her for prioritizing her kids over at work and others who said, as working moms, they were dedicated to family too. And so Kourtney clapped back again.
So she clapped back at the mothers?
She says, "Who says I'm not a working mom? Because I most definitely am. Working moms can
Oh, my God.
dedicated, of course. As women, we should be supporting each other for what allows us to be our best, not being so critical and judgmental of each other. We all do things our own way.
Did they counterattack with the clap salvo?
Don't think so. There was not. Underlying her point, she wrote, "A travel diary coming soon."
Can't wait.
On Poosh. Poosh. And I guess there must be an Instagram account because it says @Poosh. Poosh. Yeah, @Splooge. Splooge. We need to start our own lifestyle brand called
Jake Jill.
Splooge. All right. So anyhow,
that's her fight song.
Yeah, I guess so.
This is my fight song. Take back my life song.
Live it,
To be
girl.
honest, though, following her on Instagram, well, I don't follow her on Instagram, but I follow her through all the pages of TMZ and all that stuff as I put together stuff for the Hollywood Trash. And to be honest, I've never seen her do anything but vacation.
I know.
Well,
Never.
That's what her job is.
That is her job.
Yep. Well, she's working hard then.
Well, just consult Poosh if you want to find out what she's up to.
Let's talk about the happiest place on earth.
It's magical.
Disney. This is Disneyland, by the way, in Anaheim. And there's a viral video, yes, that is making the rounds of a couple of families beating the ever-loving piss out of each other for about 4 minutes before they finally go their separate ways.
That's a long fight.
It is a long fight.
Is someone in a wheelchair?
It's in Toontown, by the way. There was somebody on a mobility scooter.
Okay, all right.
Kathy, but the fight happens. They start to split up. Then it sparks back up again. Then they kind of split up. Then it keeps going on and on.
I mean, and it's like the Andy Kaufman used to do the intergender wrestling.
Yeah.
They're brawling. Doesn't matter. The dude's beating on the woman.
Oh my God! Wait, so that's okay. I'm just seeing this for the first time. The guy
fists are flying.
punches the woman.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a couple of women beating up. It's just a mess. Where's security?
Not that it's an excuse, but it kicks off. They're having words, and the woman just spits right in this guy's face, and then he slugs her. But I can't figure out who's on whose side.
No, neither can I.
It's like I'm like, oh, he's hitting her now. I thought she was with him, and it's just who the hell knows what's going on.
And then the woman in the mobility scooter gets up as if
She can walk.
Yeah.
It's a
miracle. This stupid fight between these imbeciles has caused a miracle.
You know what? And there's a moment in this video where the whoever is filming this video, by the way, is laughing the whole time. She's not with them because obviously she would be getting in the middle of this.
And she's up close.
But there's an older woman who gets knocked down to the ground on her back, and you hear the woman filming just laughing her ass off. And I'm like, this is, and you can hear children crying in the background.
Oh my God. There's a little kid walking around, and it's obviously this is there. I will freely admit, I chuckled a few times, but the really tragic part of this here is this little kid is watching these adults do this and walking around with his hands up like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Even a kid can't figure it out.
And he taps, I guess, who is his mother. Like, hello, I'm here. Obviously he needs attention. He's upset too.
And all the while in the background, you have the delightfully colored Toontown.
Oh my God.
Happy place.
Listen, I understand that things can go awry anywhere, and somebody can have a bad day, and something can trigger. But if you can have the presence of mind to be aware of where you are, right then and there, you're in Disneyland,
the happiest place on earth.
Come on, look around you, see where you are. Shut up. But some people are just. Some people are just a-holes.
It just kills me in this one because there was another one, Preston. I forget it was at like a kids park. It was like an amusement park. It very well may have been Disney World. And this one's great because the woman in the mobility scooter in that one, Kathy, she doesn't get up, but she starts using her mobility scooter to join the fight. She's backing up and ramming the brawling people.
So apparently this one, they're all in the same family. They're all related.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So this is an ongoing investigation. No arrests have been made, but there was infighting that had begun outside of the park, and the fight just continued inside the park.
No arrests?
No arrests. They all knew each other.
Ridiculous.
Well, not yet anyway, Case. They said the investigation's ongoing. But
after they viewed the video, now they're looking at potentially.
Because then that guy
I saw
goes on.
everything. I saw it all. It was a mess.
But then the guy goes on to slap another woman and take her to the ground.
Kathy, he doesn't just slap her. I mean, and this is horrifying, but he Gives her a haymaker.
Just some unwritten rules, right? Like
protocol.
Yeah, protocol. and
You
all that
don't
sort of stuff.
fire on someone else's bitch.
No, you don't.
Not in Toontown.
Not in Toontown, man. You take that to Epcot.
I think, Casey, of your story at the 4th of July parade
That's
all the
exactly
time.
what I was thinking.
And the bending down and addressing them as a father to kids who needed to be addressed by their father. But like you get in that mentality sometimes, and this is a place where that can happen.
You can have an Independence Day from life.
Oh, I totally understand.
I'm gonna make you independent of your life.
But on the outside, everybody else.
Hey,
is
what a good dad.
Oh, you were. Oh, you poor thing. You're so upset. You better stop crying right now.
Don't cry. Don't even let him know you're in pain.
A former Cape Breton University student says that she regrets not making a formal complaint 3 years ago against a professor who was fired this summer for demanding moose meat, lobster, and sex from a student in exchange for better grades.
In that order?
Moose meat, lobster, and sex.
All right, you don't have moose meat. You don't have lobster.
You got any lobster?
Sex. All right, look, how about sex?
She said,
Wait, I found some moose meat. Yeah!
She said, I wish I did something back then. I wish I got him fired, Jess Hardy said. Then the situation wouldn't have happened. She was a first-year student and said that Shamal Fernaduple made inappropriate comments and suggestions.
You're going to
her-
rue the day, Fernaduple.
and her appearance and implied that he wanted.
Thank you, Kathy. A reminder tonight, Nick McElwain is out for an appearance and your chance to win some Birds tickets. You are going to be where again, Nick?
Harrigan's in Hatboro, PA from 7 to 9. And we're giving away Eagles-Browns tickets. So somebody tonight is going to win those. And the other cool thing is that if you register to win those tickets and you end up winning them, you're then put into the grand prize lottery to win playoff tickets. Obviously, if the Eagles make the playoffs this season and have a home game. But some really great prizes, really cool T-shirts that we're giving away, some cool Bud Light specials. So 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Harrigan's Pub in Hatboro tonight.
Yeah, I do have the specials here. $3 Bud Light drafts, $3.50 Bud Light bottles, $5 Hoop tea drafts, and they're also going to be giving away the special Kelly Green Bud Light T-shirts and MMR shirts and stuff like that. So stop out and see Nick for that event. All right, there's a variety of things that are running through my mind that we need to...
My mind is a raging torrent, flooded with rivulets of thought, cascading into a waterfall of creative alternatives.
The stream of Consciousnessner.
This is true.
I'm going to start with this one. I never knew this. Maybe you guys did. I have no idea. But if you go to the world's largest furniture retailer and a premier hide and seek location, and I'm talking about IKEA.
Yeah.
You may end up wondering exactly what it is you're buying. You don't want to get your Lumarp and your Lumviken mixed up.
Yeah, there are a lot of Swedish
as
names.
one. Well, to be honest, some of them are not really Swedish.
What are they then?
Well, I will explain. So if you mistake a drum slot for a drunjans, you'll be mixing up IKEA bedding selections with their letter trays and desk organizer range. The names are both confusing and yet somehow fitting. So where do these weird product names come from? I, like you, Steve, thought that they were just Swedish in nature.
Right, for like end table or something.
They are to some extent, but as it turns out, the IKEA founder named the business by using his initials, IK, and then added E and A on for Elmtjard, which is the farm that he grew up on, and Agenjard, the village it was near. After those two. So that's how the company got its name. But as for the variety, the varied range of items and their names, it's because he was dyslexic.
Interesting. So we're not led to believe that were we to reverse the letters or anything, we'd end up with what something is, right? It's not that drastic. It's just the things he arrived at.
He wanted an easier way to understand his product range, so it was all
That's
for
pretty
him.
wild.
The name of items in IKEA may look confusing, but there's a sort of theme to some of the products. Many of them come from Swedish place names. So if you're ever buying Klapp, K-L-A-P-P-E, you can know the same names comes from a tiny hamlet in Sweden. So some of them are.
Okay.
Beds and wardrobes are named after places in Norway, while rugs are named after Danish locations. But some of them are essentially, they're not real words. And Nick just pulled up the clip from Deadpool, which I love.
Yeah, it's great.
The Hudal
Yeah.
and the Kunin. How's that Kunin coming?
Any examples of what his dyslexia was responsible for naming?
No, I mean just no. But they said that that that's the reason that some vowels are missing and things like that.
How's your IKEA building game?
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, mine is good too. A lot of people complain, but I you do a couple of them and you get in the groove.
Yeah,
and you know how. I lay it out, lay everything out as is in the diagram. Got all my stuff separate, and if you just follow the pictures, you should be pretty good.
I call someone and say, "Hello, do you put IKEA furniture together? Great, I'll hire you."
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Casey, but you have to get used to how the diagrams how they look, and then you have to hold up the piece and compare it.
Exactly, and you have to look for things like a lip on one side that you didn't. Don't just discard that. It's a crime in Sweden.
I think I'm batting 1,000 when I say that whenever I put something together, whether it be an IKEA thing or any sort of thing, that I realize as I'm putting on the last piece that I put something on backwards or upside down or whatever.
Or there's like an extra piece, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, this is an extra piece, and is it an extra piece or did I miss something? But that happens 100% of the times I put these things together, except for I put this deck box together over the summer.
The Geflorken?
No, and it came from Costco, I believe. But dude, it was the greatest instructions. Like there was no way you could. It was Casey proof, essentially, is what it was.
Sorry, no,
You got her emotional.
I just put together a jewelry stand. Okay, it holds like 30 necklaces or something like that. Right? It was 5 pieces. 5 pieces. I was so angry. I was on the floor, like literally on the floor with my head looking underneath the cabinets. I'm like, there's a screw missing. It was just right here. I just had it. The cat jumped up. But if a screw fell on the ground, I would have heard it. I would have heard it on the wood floor.
Right.
Like I didn't hear anything. Jason's staring at me like, you are a lunatic. What are you doing? I was laid out on the kitchen floor looking
drives you freaking crazy.
for this screw only to realize that it wasn't a missing screw. It was actually an extra screw. So I thought I had to have. So I'm looking in there. I'm like, there's only 5. There should be 6. Well, no, I only needed 4. So I should have probably started the process before I freaked out and thought I lost a screw.
I was watching a news feature. I forget what it was about, but it was about that very phenomenon about you finish something and there's an extra screw or washers.
Yeah.
It is the case that occasionally manufacturers will include extra
totally.
pieces.
Yeah.
So that you, just in case.
Yeah.
It just messed me up, though. It was
but you're left to believe, oh, no!
Yeah, well, and the instructions were just, visual. Like, there was no written word. So it was like, take this piece, whatever.
I had a moment, Kathy, where I thought I lost a screw. We got some deck work done. Peanut did our deck, and we got this apparatus that was important, and I needed to do an adjustment on it, and there was a screw that I was trying to put back in after I took all these screws out, and I'm putting all the screws back in. I'm on the last one, or the next last one, and the screw drops, and this is on my deck. It drops, it hits the deck, and I'm like, I see it go in slow motion, and it goes in between one of the boards and to the bottom, and our bottom is closed off by a lattice, and there's gravel down there. And I'm like, Rochelle was with me, and I'm just like, F. I'm just like, I was just screaming the F word because I'm like, whatever you do, don't drop one of these screws.
Now you've just told yourself to drop the screw.
I know, right?
Have you seen the device? And I'm gonna get one.
Magnetic?
Yeah.
Magnetic
fishing tool.
Yep.
Got to get one of those because I do the same thing all the time.
So, by the way, back to IKEA, there are some names which are exceptions to this rule and others which they've not been able to figure out any meaning behind. So it seems as though some IKEA items have been given a made-up moniker.
Like Pud Tugger?
While the names themselves may sound odd to our ears, they'd have made sense to Ingvar Kamprad, the man who created IKEA.
Right.
And he would know all the themes behind each name.
What's the longest you've had a piece of IKEA furniture stating? Because I
know I still have some from 25 years ago.
I have one piece.
Wow!
I swear to God, this thing. I know it's gonna collapse. And every time I close the drawer on it, I'm like, But it's like if I screw with anything right now, it's done for. So it's a waiting game.
I've got these nightstands that are at least 25 years old. I use them. I don't use them next to the bed, but I've moved them. I have a walk-in closet and I keep stuff in there. But I've had those for a long ass time.
We got a couple of names up. The
Sayadalon Kong Kong.
The Palra, the Eastad, the Vacus, the Pug, the Lingsvilt. Lingensilt, that one too.
Yeah.
Kraxkar, the Klubo.
Sure, but IKEA, there's Nell.
The Gleb.
The Gleb.
The Gleb,
as
yeah.
we said earlier. And of course, the
Is the
Hudal.
Paul Raw is that a
looks like a
cadenza?
No, I was thinking like an
ottoman.
Like an ottoman with storage.
Yeah,
What's the
maybe
bottom
so.
left? I have that.
Can't
see the
the
name.
name of it. Yeah,
the queef.
We used to have something like that too.
I like the Pop Torp. That was cool.
It sounds delicious,
Yes.
actually.
It looks like you could easily. You don't even have to put it together.
It's the seat you can defecate in.
There's no way. There's no assembly for that. There's got to be like the bottom.
The Pop Torp?
Yeah.
Wait, the Pop Torp.
Yeah.
Oh, that
The
thing, the
pink
Pop
thing,
Torp.
see
Yeah,
it?
probably.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you were curious,
Yes, I was.
the IKEA names, some of them are because the man behind the founder was dyslexic and he spelled things so he could.
It's pretty
read them.
amazing. Yeah.
All right, let's see where else we can go.
The stream of consciousness.
All right. Teenage boys are obsessed with the alpaca haircut right now. Popular. Yeah, Ben has one, right?
Sure do.
Yeah. Popularized by celebrities like Patrick Mahomes, Jake Paul, and Bad Bunny. The style features shaved sides, lots of curly volume on top, and looks like the tuft of hair between an alpaca's ears. Is that the same thing as the broccoli haircut?
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of similar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it look
Well, I
similar?
think the broccoli wasn't that was sort of more of like a fuller, kind of like afro, right?
Tighter? Okay, yeah.
Whereas
and this is more floppy.
This is like narrow and then
and
floppy.
forward, yeah. So Barber Herson Bautista says that he gets requests for the cut 6 to 7 times a week. Also explained that it's technically it is known as a textured fringe.
Textured fringe.
That's the actual name of it.
Oh, I love it.
And even
Textured fringe.
even
Is there
teens
like a textured fringe, please?
with straight hair are getting perms
No, make
to
that a perm.
to achieve the signature fluffy look. So guys are getting perms. I used to get perms when I was younger.
Did you?
Well, my sister was going to like a beauty college. She was going to cosmetology school, and so I was the bunny or the guinea pig.
Yeah.
And so I got a few perms. Perms suck, man. They stink.
Yeah,
Ugh.
they do stink. And they
Smell
take a
horrible.
while,
They
right?
take a while, yeah.
I mean, I never got them because I had curly hair, but my aunt still calls it a wave. She's like, I'm going to the salon to get a wave.
Oh, really?
I got the perm on live on the air. If you guys remember that.
Well, I guess it technically used to be called a permanent wave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a perm or a wave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
I didn't know
I don't remember you getting the perm. Why did we do that?
Because I wanted to have an afro for my driver's license picture.
Okay.
And
Did you?
Yeah. So my hair's too soft. So
It fell out.
So it fell out. So I ended up just.
You look like Weird Al.
Yeah. I ended up kind of teasing it out and using an entire can of
I
Aquanet.
remember that picture. Yeah.
It looks a little unkempt. Looking at pictures of your son, Nick.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You know, it looks a little. I mean, whatever. He's a kid.
It's a battle that I don't want to fight.
Right.
You know, and I don't. Look, it makes him happy. I agree with you. But it's not my head and it's not my hair.
Yeah.
It looks like you're being pulled backwards quickly.
Bautista added it's like an old mop that sits on the top of your client's head.
An old mop.
That's selling it.
So barber Julian Gerardo adds that the haircut may also be popular because it helps teens feel more confident about their head shape, covering features like larger foreheads. Kathy.
Oh, maybe I should
should
get
get
what's
one of
it
these.
called again?
Or
I have a
awkward.
ridiculously large forehead.
No, I tried that, and you guys told me that you thought it looked hideous.
Those are the bangs.
No,
Yeah.
the bangs I liked. I was a thumbs up on the
Thank you,
bangs.
Steve.
Yeah.
Do the young
That jerk off didn't like him over there.
do the young ladies like this haircut? You know what I mean? Like
That's a good question.
I've never really. You know, I
Because that's
have
what boys are
daughters,
doing
but-
it for, right?
I think so. I mean, all the boys seem to have them, or so many of the kids, especially Ben's age, the juniors and seniors in high school,
But
seem
what
to
do
have
the
them.
girls actually
Kathy?
think
Well,
about
I think
it?
the reason
Is this turning
why,
you on?
I think the reason why that they have them is because the girls like them.
I think the
Yeah,
reason why
exactly.
I think the reason why they have them is because they're seeing people like I said, Patrick Mahomes and Jake
Yeah,
Paul
yeah,
have
sure.
them, so they're
Bad
going to
Bunny.
recreate that. But that's a good question. Whether girls actually think they look good or if they look a little goofy.
The boys would know. Like if the girls didn't like them, they
I don't
wouldn't
know.
exist.
I think it's all like you said. It's influence, and we talk a lot about Kardashians and those type of people influencing, but it happens on the male side as well.
The one I really didn't like was that Bieber do way back when when that came out. That kind of what would you call that? I don't know.
Like a
what you
flow.
call it. Yeah.
Oh, that thing?
boy?
Yeah, never liked that.
I thought that was goofy looking.
I was very proud of my beehive in second grade.
I keep wondering how many newer styles can be come up with. At some point, we're going to run out of them.
Well,
right?
I mean, the mullet was back for a long time. I mean,
and
that
still,
was, yeah.
It's still,
Oh, speaking of that, I brought in a picture of me with a mullet, and I know that's no big thing because you guys have seen it before, but
you are the stream of consciousness.
There's been a trend lately where celebrities have had people walk up and ask for an autograph of an old picture of them.
I love that.
Have you seen that
I
trend?
saw the videos. I love it.
So I found this one. If someone were to come up to me, it would be this one. For sure.
Kenny Knight.
Yeah.
That's your Kenny Knight.
That was your Melissa Etheridge stage.
My Melissa. What do you mean by that?
I don't know.
Yes, there's a man.
She was popular at the time.
A man in the cabin next to us looks like Melissa Etheridge.
This was now, mind you, at this time, which would have been 1993, probably. This is about as good as I could possibly look. Like this, Kathy,
You were
this
proud
was
of that photo.
Very much so.
Yeah.
The photographer nailed it.
That one.
That one. Yes, that one. That's it.
That's it. Money shot.
I liked everything about this picture.
Well, somebody printed out and brought to me
Kenny Knight.
the photo of me when I was like a Puerto Rican clown.
When you were in Lisa.
When you were a Puerto Rican clown.
Look, wait, this one. I had you can't really see it because it's kind of dark. It's a picture of a picture, but look at the outfit. It was like this clown jacket. It was all different colors. And yes, I had the curly hair that was like half up, half down.
Look, honestly, you look like you're at West Side Story.
Yeah.
With my forehead.
You like to live in America.
I didn't know that this was a trend until you just said that, Preston. But the Flyers posted a video yesterday of them signing autographs of younger photos of themselves. And I was at the Eagles tailgate a week or so ago. Kelsey was there, Jason Kelsey, and some kids brought up old photos of him in high school, and he was signing those too. So it was just like, and I think people react to it in a really positive way.
Well, some of them, I mean, where this started was they were coming up to like on red carpets and going to really famous celebrities, and like Reese Witherspoon was like, "Oh my God, my God, get this out of here!" I can't.
Sometimes they're mortified.
Yeah.
And then
I signed a picture at the barbecue of me at Antietam, which was pretty amazing.
That is
Civil War battle.
Nick, I think you're right. So my friend who has a teenager texted me and said that her son says the curls get the girls.
Yeah.
Girls get the girls.
All right, well, there it is. Absolutely.
What does the mullet get?
Kathy, the best picture I remember seeing of you, if we're talking about old press photos, was your Sixers picture.
That's nice.
The very first one or the one with my boobs out?
The one with your boobs out.
Oh, the blue one. That was the second one.
And that was very toothy, too. You had a nice broad smile.
Big smile.
I always have a toothy smile.
Yeah. But I thought you guys would. No, it's the red one, Kathy.
Oh, it's the red one.
That's
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Okay.
Was that your first one?
Yeah, that was my first. That's the one
You
I
like what you
loved.
see?
I loved that one. I didn't love the other one. There's one where I'm wearing a blue shirt and kind of see like a little cleavage. But this one I really liked, the red
Check
shirt
out
one.
my
Yeah.
cans.
Okay.
No,
Well,
yeah, that's a nice picture.
God, I haven't aged a day.
Not a
I
day.
agree.
Not a
Actually,
day.
it's astonishing. I would not know that woman.
I know.
Kathy, you showed me a
weird.
photo from barbecue the other day where you're like, where did these torpedo boobs come from?
We took I had like a metallic shirt on, and when we took a picture with Hailstorm, the way the light was hitting my boobs, it literally, I looked like I had the Madonna cones on.
Yeah. there's a scene in oh man, Top Secret.
Yes,
because her boobs glow and they go like this. Question: are those pictures up of us like backstage and stuff?
I don't know, because there was some cool shots with Hailstorm.
Yeah.
Also Noodles of the Offspring. I've not seen them. So
We took about a couple of hundred shots.
Yeah.
Marissa, you've got an update on that?
Yeah, Brent just posted a gallery on his page of stage shots, and then I think backstage shots of us is coming today.
All right,
All right,
good.
nice.
Good. Where are those pictures I was
Where are
supposed
those
to see?
pictures? Two?
Yeah.
I hope I don't.
Where are my
lie.
pictures with Lizzie Hale?
Do you have it, Kath?
I do have it. I just
Torpedo
hope
boobs?
that the torpedo tees are not on the website.
Oh.
So bad.
I need to see.
I'll show you.
Okay, all right. So anyhow, the alpaca cut, that's really big, but yeah, I thought I would share this this photo with you guys.
That is, I know what you liked about that. It has a moodiness to it. It's black and white.
Yeah,
you're kind of introspective,
and she took it at a downward angle. I was pudgier at the time, so you don't see my double chin sticking out.
You waddle.
So yeah.
I was showing Nick a video yesterday. My son was in this rugby tournament over the weekend, and there was, I guess, this guy from the Rugby Alliance was interviewing the team. And so it's the team, and it's all like basically the same haircut, but the kid who does the interview puts on this like over-the-top South Philly accent. It is hilarious because like you see all the kids just wanting to laugh as he's like doing, he's like, you know what? I can't even do the accent, so I'm not even going to attempt it.
You should get the audio.
I should, dude.
He's like performing, you know, and he's putting on a bit of an act, but it's really amusing. And the kid knows that he's on camera, and he knows that he's but Casey showed me, like, all of the kids that are around him are trying not to laugh at the kid being a total goofball.
What was it for?
It was at the rugby tournament that they were at in Berks County over the weekend. So there was, they have like rugby alliances and stuff, and some guy is.
You have it on your phone?
Yeah.
Do you want to play it real quick?
On your phone?
My phone.
On your phone?
Can't believe.
Yeah.
I can't believe I have it on my phone.
Plug it in. Let's play this.
All right. This is.
And this was over the weekend.
Yeah, and I had to text my son. I go, "This is." He's joking, right? He's like, "Yeah, he's just putting on the accent."
Oh, okay.
All right, let me see if I can fast forward this a little bit. I cannot.
We got some great rivalries going on.
Yeah, I don't want you to listen to the beginning part because it's just a guy talking.
Okay.
And I unfortunately
Did it say a bad word?
You can't fast forward it?
No, for some reason.
No, it's on Instagram.
Here we go.
We're winning 2 out of 3 so far. We have 2 more games left. We're really ready to pursue, and let's get it. We're doing pretty good. All right, and I've asked this question a couple of places. I assume you've got some guys who play rugby who are playing football this fall, so they're not playing sevens. 100%. So what do you do? Like, do you?
I really would have preferred to edit this.
Okay, well, we'll do it another time. That's not really.
It's not
doing
good.
it.
Right out of Philly.
No. I'm literally sweating right now from like being so anxious because I
Okay.
knew it wasn't good radio.
Well, here, look over there.
The stream of consciousnessner.
All right.
Now with edits.
A previously unknown piece of music composed by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart when he was probably in his early teens has been uncovered at a library in Germany.
Is this the bear song we were listening to?
Yes.
No,
Oh my God.
yeah, we have a clip of this Mozart piece. Here it is.
I'm a big chubby bear with a furry little tail, happy as a bear can be.
Yeah.
I'm a big chubby bear with a furry little tail. I'm so proud to be me.
You know who actually wrote that?
No.
Salieri.
Salieri. And that's why it wasn't a big
He
hit.
walked in, he's like, he crumbles, he took my bear song. He said, music from God, and he steals my bear song?
So the piece dates back to the mid to late 1760s.
I'm writing a cat song now.
1760s and consists of 7
He's a cat.
Damn it! He's a genius. All right, I found my lane. Penguins.
All right, it consists of 7 miniature movements for a string trio lasting about 12 minutes long.
I've been having miniature movements.
Researchers
I think I need more fiber.
Discovered the work at the city's music library while compiling the latest edition of the Koschel catalog, the definitive archive of Mozart's musical works. The newly discovered manuscript was not written by Mozart himself, but is believed to be a copy made in about 1780.
Joe Satriani?
No. The piece was performed by a string trio at the unveiling of the new Koschel catalog in the Austrian city of Salzburg on Thursday. And it will receive its German premiere at the Leipzig Opera on Saturday.
It's pretty amazing. You've been to Salzburg, right?
I have been to Salzburg, yeah. Beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But, it's amazing when you see where like he would
Where it
perform.
happened.
Right. Where
these these beyond legends, these people who historically have withstood centuries and centuries, you're in the place where
Right there.
all this stuff was happening. It's pretty amazing.
It is mind-boggling.
The piece is referred to as Ganz klein Nachtmusik,
which is Guns N' Roses
in the catalog.
Welcome to Strasbourg. You're in the jungle now.
You're in the schnitzel now. The manuscript consists of dark brown ink on medium white handmade paper, and the parts are individually bound. So they found that pretty amazing.
That is pretty
You think
amazing.
there wouldn't be anything left to discover. So
There's another piece called Ein klein Nachtmusik, which is a little bit of night music. That I think that's
We've Got Tonight.
That's We've Got Tonight. Yeah,
We've Got Tonight.
Seeger stole it.
no, I remember hearing of that, Nick.
Yeah, you've heard it before.
Sounded familiar.
It's a really recognizable piece of music, and I can't remember in my brain how it goes right now. But Ein kleine Nachtmusik is a classical piece of classic music.
There was a point in time which I was trying to give myself culture, and I was exploring classical music. And there's artists that I do like. But like yesterday, having a classical guitarist, world caliber, in the studio playing, it's like I should probably expose myself to that more, or expose myself to her, which would have been fun.
Jesus God Almighty!
That probably wouldn't have gone over.
What did you do? She is world renowned, and you did that.
All right, hang on. Can I know we got to wrap up. Can I do just one more really quick one?
Okay. Stream of consciousness.
Nick, I mainly bring this up for you. You probably already saw this. A new speed record has been set for taking on the entire Appalachian Trail.
I did not. That's cool.
All right. 31-year-old Tara Downer, an ultra runner and speed hiker, completed the 14-state, 2,197-mile journey in just 40 days, 18 hours, and 5 minutes.
Wow.
It took her from the northern starting point in Maine down to the southern terminus in Georgia, and is now the fastest known trail completion time in either direction.
It's pretty amazing.
Before her, only 10 other people in history had completed the Appalachian Trail in less than 50 hours, and only one of them had been a woman, and Downer's mark has officially surpassed all of them.
Wow.
So she
You
killed
said
it. She
50
donked
hours.
it.
Yeah, I think he meant 50 days. But
50 days. Well, it says hours, but yes, 50 days. You're correct. Yeah.
There's a documentary that Chuck D'Amico told me to watch. I think it's called... It's either meant to be broken or made to be broken. And it's this guy who does the Appalachian Trail. I thought he did it in shorter amount of time than that. But, he had like a whole team of people that would be waiting for him to give him food and, all that stuff. But
you'd have to plan out something with precision to get that record.
Yeah. And then also deciding, all right, when to start and where to start, right? So I believe he started and got all that elevation out of the way because he started in Maine and then did all, because you have to go through. And I walked that part of the Appalachian Trail in New Hampshire, like where you do like Mount Washington and all that.
You know where the toughest part of the AT is Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania?
People hate it because it's really rocky through here, and so it bangs up your knees.
I know traditionally I'm considered the most difficult part of the Appalachian Trail, but I'm not so bad. I'll give you a piggyback ride. If you can't, what are you, a pussy?
That's my fault.
It's
and I'm obliged to do it.
I know.
It's in my contract.
Where in Pennsylvania is it?
I'm sorry.
The entire state of Pennsylvania. If you're going to do
Does
the
anyone
AT.
want to bring up James Mason? I'll do that.
No, when people hike at Preston, they hate coming through Pennsylvania because of the entire state. Is just a giant pain in the ass.
Have you ever done the trail through here a little bit?
I've done a bunch of the AT in Pennsylvania. Right. I've also done it in New Hampshire and Maine. I really want to do Pacific Crest Trail, which is the length on the opposite side of the country.
Is it Hawk Mountain that's part of the Appalachian Trail?
It's really close to it. If you go to Hawk Mountain, basically you can take one of the trails from Hawk Mountain and hook up with the AT.
Wait, did you hear that?
No.
There it is. That's me. I'm not really a hawk. I do a whole array of animal impressions. And now, a bear.
I'm a big chubby bear with a furry little tail, happy as a bear can be.
And they call me Drinking Fine, and I'm looking pretty fine.
Yeah, all right.
This is Stream of Consciousness.
We are done. We are done. The Stream of Consciousness-ner
The
is
stream of consciousness.
no more. All right, we will take a break, yes, because we have a few guests who are going to be joining us. We're going to talk to Oscar Budejen, who is here, Philly Spanish radio broadcaster, and comedian Joe Bartnick is in as well, so we're going to get them both on in the next segment. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
Preston and Steve.
Relationship with her, and he would say inappropriate things all the time. Now, unfortunately, as the story goes on, it never gets into the details about the moose meat and lobster.
Well, it's a bizarre
That's what I'm
pecking
most
order.
interested in.
Right, yes. You don't understand.
But they ended up firing this guy because he apparently did.
Was it the moose meat?
To a couple of students. It was the moose meat.
He's here in front of the dean. It was the moose meat, wasn't it? Well, actually, the number 3 on the list here, the sex.
So apparently he wasn't only demanding sex, but moose meat and lobster.
I should have stopped at lobster.
And they fired him. So there you go. That's all I have in the
It's
details.
like he's looking for something to round out the list.
Yeah.
And sex.
Yeah. So I was surprised the other day when my daughter came to me and described a very specific detail of what I'm assuming. I don't know if it's a social class or if it's just a fashion or what.
Huh.
But I was like, okay, this is all new to me, and I've forgotten what the full description is. So if anybody wants to call in, if you're familiar with this term, but Visco girls.
Visco girls.
Yeah. And that's spelled VSCO.
Yeah.
Visco, you've heard of this, Nick?
I have. I hadn't heard of it until Friday. And so I learned about it just as recently as you did, Preston. Visco,
From Ben?
No, from BuzzFeed, of all places. I read an article about it. I saw Visco online somewhere, right, as about a post. I didn't know what those letters meant, VSCO.
Yeah, I still don't know.
It's an app, and it stands for Visual Supply Company, right? And, the reason that I know that it's an app is that my girlfriend does some photography on the side, and she's used this app to process photos. What girls now are doing, Preston, is they're taking this app and they are applying it to their social media posts, and now it's also become its own social media thing.
Nick, look at this top text. Do you know what that means? Okay, so it just says SK. Apparently, they go around going.
Wait,
like
okay,
that.
So do
There's a
crickets.
Visco.
So what is it?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. Our phone lines are lighting up, so we'll find out in a minute here.
It's
right. That's what it is.
As far as social status goes, it's a new thing for this school year. It's brand new. But
How is it social status though?
because it's a look. So basically,
it's a look.
If you are a Visco girl, you are you kind of look like you came from the beach. You wear scrunchies around your wrist.
Scrunchies are a big thing. Yeah,
You carry
on your wrist.
You carry around a hydro flask. And you have a natural look, Kathy. So you don't go heavily made up.
So like Renee Zellweger.
So it's not like a filter that
It is. Yeah. So the Visco app is a filter that you can apply, but it's a lighter filter. So sometimes Instagram models will go very heavy on their filters, right?
Right.
And so you look incredibly made up, and you will take an Instagram app and you'll use that app to change your look essentially on your social media post.
It happens all the time.
Visco girls, Steve, don't do that. They go the opposite route. They go very natural,
completely raw,
very light makeup,
unfiltered.
Yeah, and there are two essential settings on the Visco app that you use for your look. And now it's translated from this app to real life.
Okay.
Wow, man, Preston. So when in school we had Crisco girls, we had a lot of fried chicken.
Yeah.
Sure. Crisco girl.
They would bring fried chicken to school.
Yeah, those are Crisco girls.
Crisco girls.
Yeah.
My
Florence Henderson was a Crisco. Westonality.
And they would go.
That's Crisco girl.
It's them eating the skin off of the chicken. So Caroline, my daughter, was wearing a shirt and it was too long. She's like, I'm tucking this in because I don't want to look like a Visco girl. Not that meaning that she doesn't want to be one, but it looks like you're not wearing pants.
Not wearing pants. Okay,
yeah,
I've seen
you're
this.
not wearing shorts.
I've seen this. I've seen the looking like you're not wearing shorts.
Where did that look? That look has been around before.
No, but I've recently seen it pick up, and I'm like, look at these kids. Like their shorts are so short that they look like they're not wearing any.
My dad was a Visco girl before anyone knew. He just wear a long coat and shorts.
Yeah.
You also might have known them as flashers.
Yeah.
Hey, so is your daughter into it? Or is she Visco? What do you say? Help me out here, guys.
She's a Delco girl.
She's a Delco girl, Kath. You know what? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how new this scene is, but here's the deal. My kids go to Catholic schools, so they all wear the same thing at school, and then we just got done in the summer, and we were down the beach all the time.
I saw a text that the is supposed to be camera sound.
Oh my God! I love it. I want to be a Visco boy.
I always wore big clothes. There was a period of time where we looked like we were 900 pounds only because we wore oversized
baggy
clothes.
Stuff. Baggy stuff.
Who decided all this stuff? All these various things together make this, you know what I mean?
A Visco girl.
Yeah.
I think it's just a style. I keep relating it to the hippie. It's just
it
the
is,
hippie
but
like
somebody got to put these pieces together. They don't necessarily, automatically go together.
The thing, Preston, that you're reacting to, and I think I agree, is because like things like this would happen over the course of a little while, and like in school, going to school, you start to see people adopting something, and there'd be a movie, or there'd be something that they would, or a musician or somebody they're responding to. But this seems to for a lot of the people are saying from 0 to 60.
I know.
Because of social media.
It's like the now this isn't a fashion thing, but it was an accessory people had. Remember the fidget spinners?
Oh yeah,
like that took off in 10 minutes.
Boom,
and everybody had them, and then they were gone.
Look at this Visco Girl Starter Pack.
You can buy this
$150
for $150.
Should we get it, guys?
It says Giant Visco Starter Pack.
Preston, we need to start. We need to be Crisco boys.
Scrunchies, Crocs.
I like those tie-dye Crocs.
What else? There's the shorts, and oversized shirt. What do you see?
No, Kathy liking the Crocs now.
I like the tie-dye
Just
Crocs.
like 10 minutes ago, she's like, not for adults.
Oh, well, no, I wouldn't buy them and wear them.
But Steve, it's funny because you were talking about how these things, how they can happen so quickly. When people are getting back to school this week and they come home demanding the scrunchies, that means that like this thing is taken off and they want to be like all the other people who are in the group.
That's funny.
Some people are texting in, and I've gotten some emails that there is a phrase that goes along, not just the SK one, I oop.
I oop.
I don't know what that means.
There's another one, Nick.
That's no, that's mine. You can't have that. But I oop is a
Can
thing.
we make that part of the Crisco boys?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's allowed. But
All right, how's I oop spelled?
I oop is I, the letter I, and then OOP.
Okay. Oh yeah. Again, it says I oop. Here, there's I oop can be used as a reaction to express sudden surprise or shock over an unexpected situation. That's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
For example, you can say it if someone calls someone else out on social media in a mic drop moment, as in I oop. Okay.
Because it says here, honestly, who says mic drop anymore? That's
please.
old now.
That's so old.
Nick, you know that I love you, but I do find it a little creepy that you know the most about this.
Well,
anyone on the show.
Research.
Yeah, no, I stalk 12-year-olds.
Okay.
Do you want to hear it?
Interesting. Oh, yeah, thanks,
Jasmine Masters, I think.
All right.
I crashed in my back seat for a couple of hours, and
Okay.
And that's funny.
And, and hence the beginning of a new phrase.
Wow,
bizarre.
Sitting on your balls created a thing.
Where some things come from
and yet
how they take off.
We can't get to take off.
Nobody can pronounce it.
And it's very hard.
That's the only thing.
It's much easier.
Although I got a text from somebody who says I'm 27 and I just found out I'm a Visco girl.
it's like going and looking at your X-rays. Yeah. I have some bad news. You're a Visco girl.
What would be some positive workplace habits? It doesn't give any examples here at all. So I'm wondering what we could do. Maybe some yoga or something like that.
Well, let's assess.
Maybe like clean up your area.
Are you talking to me?
No, I was just saying that's like a positive workplace.
I just
moved
knew.
all my stuff in there. It's a mess.
This morning, Kathy goes to me. She goes, "Oh, your area looks really nice, Steve." And Preston goes, "Oh, what about mine?"
Mine's just an absolute. It looks like an atom bomb went off.
It actually looks worse than the old office.
I haven't done anything. I just dragged all my crap in here.
Listen, I was
and
not
set
talking to you.
I
was just saying in
Steve,
general.
your area looks very nice.
It's pretty mean.
Steve came in over the weekend and worked on his.
I did. Whereas Preston just poured his
I
over.
just brought my stuff over and left it. I'm going to work on it today.
I was just complimenting Steve because the shelving in the new office was made specifically for his guys. Like,
yes, my Batman.
It looks so nice. I wasn't saying it.
Kathy did it in the way where you're talking to one person, but your mouth is actually towards someone else who you want to make sure they hear that particular statement.
Your part of the office looks much better. The cleanly, orderly way you've approached your workspace is impressive.
I swear, I was not saying it because yours was messy.
It did feel good to purge, like getting rid of a lot of stuff. And I found files from like 2008, 2009 when we moved into that office.
I found that puppy I never gave Marissa.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Listen, to make me realize how long we've been in that office, I've had some stuff hanging in my area on the wall space there, notes that my sons wrote to me.
Oh, yeah.
In little kid handwriting of Daddy, I love you. I hope you have a nice day. I mean, that's how long we've been in that room. We've been in that room for 15 years.
And it does mean a lot because we started when we came here. First off, So that was not initially our first.
I guess it
office
hasn't been
was-
15 years.
Yeah.
It's been at least a dozen years.
Right,
though, but
because we're in a super. It was Kathy, you, and I were in that small office that used to be closet. Yeah.
So here's another thing that you can do to help get past the post-holiday vacation back to work blues. Don't dwell.
Okay.
Don't dwell.
Yeah. Don't feel sorry.
Lou, I couldn't help but noticing that you're dwelling. Isn't that obvious?
Doesn't dwell mean to just live, just to, just to
sort of
stay in one
ruminate,
place?
yeah.
Hanging out.
Don't dwell. Don't feel sorry for yourself, it says. Start some new office habits. This is how to beat the post-holiday.
Should you clean your office area?
The post-holiday vacation back to work blues. Clean your damn office. All right, how about this one? This is just this. Here you go. This is all it says you need to do. Reflect.
Wait, that's too close to dwelling.
Seriously.
Where's the delineation
That's
between
right.
reflecting and dwelling?
You're not supposed to dwell. However, you should reflect.
God damn it, Earl, I was reflecting.
Looked like you were dwelling.
Well, I wasn't. You nosy ass.
So it says here.
Gentlemen, what? Well, he's always saying I'm dwelling. I was clearly reflecting. My head was up with my chin cocked a little bit to the left. That's reflecting.
That's reflecting.
Dwelling is hands on the temples down.
Yes, yes, chin down. That would be
You
dwelling.
idiot.
Yeah. Lily Allen and Stranger Things star David Harbour dating.
This is way better.
I had to look up Lily Allen, and I still don't know
singer?
who she is. Is she a singer?
I believe so, right?
I think
don't know.
she's
A dancer.
Oh, no.
no, she was a dancer.
She's a dancer.
Oh, I like her.
Oh, her brother's Alfie Allen from Game of Thrones.
And Lily Allen is from a while. She was she had career was on fire about 8 years ago, 9 years ago.
Her brother is Theon Greyjoy.
Yes.
From Game of Thrones, and she's a singer. No,
she was a dancer.
Jinx, oh my God! Honestly, is she a singer?
She's a singer.
All right.
Her brother is Marcus Allen.
Honestly.
And Preston, is she a singer?
Yeah, she's a singer.
I'm not doing it. I'm
why not? No, she was a dancer.
Jinx, oh my God!
Gets worse.
Okay, I thought she was an actress.
No, she's a singer.
No, she was a dancer.
Jinx, oh my God!
Okay.
She had a couple of hits. She was at yes. What are some of her hits? We all know her hits.
Well, the girl that we're looking at, the girl that we have up in this photo, I think is the actress that I looked up on IMDb.
No,
this
that's
morning.
the singer.
No, she was a dancer.
No, she was a dancer.
Jinx, oh my God!
Lily Allen, for Christ's sake, she's a musician, right?
Okay.
Are we looking up two different people?
There are a ton of acting credits for
No, those are soundtrack.
someone named Lily Allen. Those are soundtrack.
Those are not acting credits.
Okay. We all
was an
clear?
actor?
Are we clear? No. She's a singer.
She has a song called "F.U."
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
I know that one. All right.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyhow, they might be dating, her and David Harbour. Londoners have spotted the two out hanging out and, of course, post about it on social media. Somebody wrote David.
WMMR.
Thanks, Kath. Before we welcome our next guest back to our studio once again, I'd like to play a clip from him.
Yes.
This is from this past Monday's game, the Phils. Here we go.
Ramuto, que batió jonrón el sábado. Hay un batazo sólido para el centerfield. La bola se va. ¡Campanazo! El número 13 de JT Ramuto. Número 14 Ramuto a 421 pies. Pone a los Phillies arriba. 2 carreras por 0. Let's go, Phillies!
Ladies and gentlemen, your Spanish radio broadcaster for the Phils and the Eagles, Oscar Budejen, is here with us.
Hey guys, good morning. How are you?
Buenos dias, sir.
Muy buenos días. ¿Cómo están todos?
I don't know what you just said.
Bibliotech.
Bibliotech, yes.
I was just studying for a Spanish test last night. Last time you were here, I was telling you that my son picked French as his language. Well, over the summer, he switched, and he's now in Spanish class, and so we were studying for his test last
Hey,
night.
smart guy, I'm telling you.
There is that time when a child goes to their parent and they say, I think I'm actually Spanish, not French. So
You make the game sound so exciting, and not to put down our English speaking commentators, but there's something.
It's just the way it is.
That's got some fire to it.
Look, we try to make it fun. I mean,
Yeah.
Phillies baseball with scholar with baseball en español. I mean, el gringo malo. So the bad gringo is part of the broadcast. He's been actually broadcasting the Phillies for 19 years in Spanish. Yeah, and Angel Castillo and I mean, we try to make it fun. I mean, it's a party inside of our booth, and look, we welcome all fans, and we just try to convey the electricity of what's going on at Citizens Bank Park and bring it home. So
there's a decent number of players on the team who are Spanish speaking. Some from Dominican Republic. There's guys from Venezuela. When you are speaking to any of those guys, are any of them more difficult to understand than others because of their regional accents, or is it just like us talking to somebody from Great Britain, for example?
The language of baseball is consistent across the board, and football as well. So, I mean, both the Eagles and the Phillies, but in the Phillies, we got fans from over 40 countries around the world.
Wow!
So we got fans from Australia, from the Netherlands. We have fans from all the islands of the Caribbean, Costa Rica. I mean, you go all the way down to Paraguay and Chile, which are normally soccer countries. We have fans there, and basically we interact with them through our social media, and we have kind of a fan club. And I mean, fans are we interacting all the time with them.
Well, stepping away from the Phils for a moment, Marissa went to Brazil for the Eagles game, and she, the locals that are Eagles fans.
It's insane.
It's crazy.
It's insane. I mean, actually, Brazil is the third country outside of U.S., Mexico, and Brazil, the third largest countries of football fans in the world.
I didn't know why Brazil may have been was chosen for that, because they did the UK, before, and I wasn't sure. I never did dive deeply into why Brazil was chosen, but because of the legitimate
they're number 3
American football fans.
Yeah, they're number 3, and they have local leagues where they play football inside of Brazil.
And it's clear the NFL is happy about that, because the push would be to make it a global sport. Do you think, just a quick question, in your delivery and what makes it so fascinating and wonderful and energetic for us to listen to, is it a carryover from soccer, from football? That seems to be the way that has been always.
It is the passion, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I lead with passion. I feel the electricity, what's going on at the stadium, and I just try to bring it on. I mean, just like a fan. I mean, we're all fans of the game, and we just try to bring it. So.
Right.
All right, so during this time of year, when the Phillies and the Eagles are both playing, how do you navigate that?
Plus my consulting work that I do, I mean, on top of that. So, look, it's hard. It's not easy, but it's the most fun time of the year. I mean, there is nothing like Red October inside of Citizens Bank Park. There is nothing like the Eagles football. I mean, when they
have a game at the same time,
it's tough. I mean, the way kind of I manage it is the most important game. So I'm doing the Eagles games right now. Like, I'm flying to Tampa on Saturday to do the Eagles game. They're playing in Washington. The meaning of the games, are less meaningful.
Right.
Even though we still are fighting for that number 1 seed, and that's going to be interesting, because whomever has the number 1 seed is probably going to play the Padres, which are the hottest team in baseball. So that makes it very, very interesting. But look, you just have to leave with your passion, and you sleep less, and you just bring it home. I mean,
well, we all considered it's sort of the pact we have with the audience is that no matter what's going on in our personal lives or whatever, we come and we have a job to do, which is to come and to hopefully make people get through their morning a little bit more pleasantly. But you're so energetic. Like, what if you wake up with screaming diarrhea and you've got to, what sort of Zen type of trick do you do to get amped up for your broadcast?
I think it starts with when you were little and how much you love the game and you respect the game. That right now, I'm the greatest place that I could be. When you're broadcasting a Major League Baseball team, or you're broadcasting in the NFL in a team, you're in the 50-yard line. That's what you bring.
You're blessed.
I'm blessed. It's a wonderful opportunity. And look, I gotta bring the best out of it, and that's kind of what my job is, right?
Have you ever had the request for it? Because we know John Brazier has told us many times, and whether it be the Fanatic or whatever,
he's the best.
Sometimes you'll get requests for people who have passed away who have wanted. Have you ever done a eulogy for someone? Have you ever been requested to do
not
nothing
really.
like that?
I don't think that's the most fun part of it. But look, it's you have to respect the game, right?
Right,
I
yeah.
mean, there's a lot of people that live, and this is the kind of particularly in a lot of places in Latin America where there are so many poor people and so many political unrest and situations, kind of where their escape. So I think I feel a responsibility kind of where we sit to kind of bring them a joy and kind of get them out of their kind of daily life. I mean, and their hardship that they go through.
So, Oscar, what's your take on the fact that the Phils get the bye and they have this little extra time? Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? How do you feel about it?
I think it's a good thing, particularly with the Phillies. I think Harper and, I mean, guys like Harper, Schwarber need a little bit of rest. They've been playing. I mean, this is a marathon, right? A baseball season, 162 games.
Yeah.
I mean, you see them, their A campaigns, they're going there. The other thing, both Wheeler and Nola, their ability to be able to go rested. One of the things that I noticed in the last two postseasons is that a lot of our pitching, particularly relief pitching, that they had to pitch earlier in games, got tired. So I think giving them that extra 5 days, I think is more positive than negative. It's going to be interesting how we keep up, kind of completely tuned, particularly our hitting, getting up to speed. So because you're going to come and face a team that have already won a series. And that's what we've done the last 2 years. And being hot, remember how last year we won a game, we went to Atlanta and won a game. Now, there's a big difference. We're going to be playing that first game October 5th in Citizens Bank Park. That is a huge difference versus going in and playing in Atlanta or somewhere else. So I believe the fans are going to bring what they always bring, that passion, and the players are going to respond. And I think this team, the last 2 years, the experience they have had is going to significantly help us during the postseason.
I saw somebody post this yesterday, and Tom McCarthy shared it. We should really enjoy this ride, and it shouldn't be World Series or bust because the playoffs are so much fun. The ballpark is so electric when people get there. So enjoy the division series, and if and when they win that, enjoy the NLCS because it's just a blast being down there, and you must have so much fun.
It's look I just sometimes I go down to where the fans are,
right,
on the kind of on the main course, just to live that experience because you feel the joy.
Yeah,
I mean everybody with their little flags,
the rally
going
towels
in there, the rally towels going in there. I mean I know that Mr. Middleton sent out a rally towel. Bring your own rally towel and let's just have some fun. And it's the whole Red October when those rally towels go up in red. I mean I'm doing the same thing up there in the booth. I mean, so you got to bring it.
But we didn't have it for a decade, right? And so like this team really is good, and I have a lot of confidence in them. But remember those years in 2016 and 2017 where not as much fun was happening in South Philadelphia. So embrace it for what it is.
Yeah, look, it's not. I mean, there are 30 teams out there. Only 12 of them make it to the postseason, and by the time we face, there's going to be significantly less. So I like to be in that Brewer, whomever they play, their Braves or Diamondbacks kind of bracket. So I think we're in great shape being number 2 here.
Oscar, after games, you obviously have to do a little post-game wrap-up. Do you get time to go down into the locker room? And if so, were you down there for this most recent celebration?
Well, believe it or not, the last few seasons I've been down and have gotten wet. I mean, Ranger and Alvarado and the rest of the guys, I mean, they go out and completely got me wet. This time I had to do the post-game, so I had to stay up. So I went down after they had all their celebration and was able to kind of talk to Harper and talk to Romuto and some of the players that were out in the field and their families. So, for example, I saw Ranger's wife. They're from Venezuela. They had their 2 kids there. They don't speak a lot of English, so I had time to share time with them. I mean, Christopher Sanchez is expecting a baby in about a month or so. So I spent time with her family. So it was great to embrace. It's all a big family atmosphere. So I did not get as wet this time as I got before.
Who would you favor we end up going against in this? Who do you think provides the best opportunity for that World Series championship?
Yeah, I mean, look, when you get down here, there's a lot of hot teams. I mean, the Padres are right now, to me, the best team in baseball right now. The way they are playing, they have 4 excellent starters.
Right.
They have 3 top-notch back of the end bullpen guys, and they're hitting. I mean, Tatis just got back to them. Manny Machado is a great hitter. They're hot. They're playing. The problem with for example, the Dodgers is they have a lot of injuries with their starting pitching. So they're not as difficult, in my opinion, I would not want to face it at the postseason. I mean, the Padres, to me, are the hottest team in baseball.
Okay.
We had Stubbs on the show yesterday, and I love that guy. He might be my favorite Philly right now. He's so much fun. And we've had Brandon Marsh on a few times, and we know that those guys, boom, that they're funny, that they're entertaining. But as an English speaker, I don't know as the Spanish-speaking guys, who's the clown? Like, which guy makes you laugh? Is it Ranger?
Yeah, no, it's Stubby. I mean, Stubby is out of this world.
But I mean, of the Spanish-speaking
Yeah,
guys.
the Spanish-speaking guys, I would say Alvarado. Alvarado is very, very funny. I mean, he's always playing around and kind of, I would say Johan Rojas is another guy that likes to kind of bring and be a party in the. But Stubby, let me put it this way: Stubby speaks Spanish. He had a nanny that taught him how to speak Spanish, and he speaks, I mean, as good Spanish as I am.
Wow.
I would love for him to join us while he's in the bench. Instead of being in the bench, come join us up at the booth and let's go have some fun.
That's pretty wild. I didn't know that was the case.
He'd be
He
perfect
speaks
for that.
very good. He speaks very good Spanish. I mean, him and El Gringo Malo can go toe-to-toe there in Spanish.
Wow. All right. Well, the next we're going to hear you is the Eagles this weekend, and then we'll dive into Phillies after that. But if people want to follow you, if they do you keep a social media
at Oscar
going?
Budejen, both on X, Twitter, on X, and Instagram. I mean, you can follow me there. We put all our calls. Nick Picon does an outstanding work. I mean, Nick Picon is the best.
Yeah,
I
shout
call
out
him
to
my
Nick.
MVP, by the way.
And
He just does such a great job. He does it with all of your calls, and that's how I started following you in the first place because they're
With Scott,
hilarious.
he does it with everybody. I mean, so he does an unbelievable, and he also does it with the away team. And I love when he does it when we win because you can see the crying on the other.
Nice. All right, Oscar, great to see you. We're
Thank you,
excited
guys.
about Red October. Thanks for being here this morning.
Let's go Phils and go Birds.
There we go. Oscar Budejen, guys.
Yeah.
All right, and we are going to swap out Oscar. We have another guest who is in our studio, and he is actually going to be, tonight, Casey Boy is going to be hosting this event. It's at Parks Casino. It's Conklin's Comedy Night, and this is our first time having him here in our studio.
Yes.
So we always love meeting new people, new friends. Please welcome Joe Bartnick to the show. How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing, Preston?
I'm wonderful,
Steve?
sir. Thank you for being here. My first impression of you when you first walked in, you were bigger than I thought you were going to be, kind of like Dalton, but I see you immediately. You could have been in the movie Gangs of New York. That's what I see when I see you. You look like you could rip someone's head off.
Yeah, I have that look, I think, early in the morning. But I'm everybody's uncle from back east.
Oh, really? Is that what you get?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Everybody's
'cause
uncle.
I live in L.A. now, so everybody has either Philly or Pittsburgh or Buffalo
I
or
see
Washington.
that.
Yeah, everybody has an Uncle Joe and Uncle Tommy that looks just like me.
And you're rocking a world-class stash, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's, and I see more and more guys, taking out the stash and taking it out for a spin. So is this this year you had a couple years, right now?
I've had it for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Right at the pandemic, I had a heart attack, and I stopped shaving, and then I just got lazy, and then here it is. You know how you go in phases, like, well, the first time I get a gig, I'll shave it. Nah. Well, at my cousin's wedding, I'll shave it. Nah. Well, and then once you get headshots, in this business, that's it.
You're locked.
Yeah,
because they can't recognize you.
Never coming off now.
I didn't know about the heart attack. What was that?
Yeah, I about a month after like COVID shut down the world, I had a heart attack, and I walked it off.
Oh my gosh.
What a trooper.
Yeah. Well, I
Walk
wasn't
that
going
off.
to go to the hospital. Then he stuck there for 4 months and get COVID. So I'm like, I had it, and then 2 days later I had another one, and my wife's like, you got to go. And I kind of went in like a gentleman and had an appointment.
Wait, you really didn't go the first time?
No, I didn't go the first
You just stayed home and.
time. I just stayed home.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd kill you if
There's a
that was
story
your
that
wife.
John Cougar Mellencamp.
yes, obviously.
John Mellencamp. He went to the doctor, and the doctor said, "By the way, you've probably had like 11 heart attacks of varying degrees." And I guess he walked it off as well.
Yeah, he smoked it off.
He smoked it off. Yeah, right.
Smoker.
Dude, that's crazy.
Man.
Yeah, I just, I'm not going to pay for health care, I'm not taking that ambulance ride. Come on now.
Did you end up having to have surgery or anything?
They did they put a bunch of things. I don't have a stint, but they like ran tubes through me. I had so many tubes through me, I look like the back of a television.
Wow.
So yes.
Wow, man.
But you are a big dude, sports-wise. You're a massive hockey fan. We were talking before
Yes,
we went on.
massive hockey. I love hockey.
Did you play?
I mean, no, I was actually born in Pittsburgh before Lemieux, so there was like 2 sheets of ice. I played ball hockey. I have sweet hands. I can't skate worth a damn. I still play comedy hockey sometimes, but I can't get on sides. That's how slow I am.
Who's the comedy hockey? Who are the comedians who are playing?
Ian Bagg, Bill Burr, Steve Byrne, all kinds of guys.
Wow. Do you ever play with because for a while you used to see all the celebrities, like at the time it would be like Alan Thicke and
Michael J. Fox used to play.
Does that even happen anymore?
It probably does. I'm not at that level of celebrity and/or hockey talent.
Your besties with Bill Burr.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, bestie sounds a little bit like.
All right, a little 90210.
Yeah. He's a great friend, mentor. He's the best.
Yeah. He direct or produce your recent special?
He produced my recent special.
Yeah.
It was great. His company, but it's him.
Yeah, and you said you're from Pittsburgh.
I'm from Pittsburgh, yeah.
So being from Pittsburgh, did you have a toilet in the middle of your basement that had no walls or anything to it? Isn't that one of the things?
There is a wall, but that is where you go number 2. That's like, go downstairs.
We talked about it because we had people calling in who were, from Pittsburgh who'd been out there. And so here in Philadelphia, we have the thing called the poop knife, which is for
no one has that.
Especially
we
difficult.
had tons of people calling and said they grew up with a poop knife.
Which is basically
to
like
cut up a big bowel movement.
We kid you not.
To get it through the old pipes.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So the concept of the toilet in the middle of the basement, and I assume that was just to facilitate the way plumbing is in a lot of Pittsburgh homes, that a lot of people said they had those, but not you.
Well, we had some walls over with a little decorum.
Yeah,
it was
we're not animals.
They showed pictures of it. Like it was almost like some of them had like steps, like leading to nowhere, and the toilet was just sitting right there in the basement, or like just in the middle of the room. Not they said, no walls, nothing like that.
Well, steel workers would come home, and rather than having to go upstairs and dirty the entire house, they could get immediate access to the basement and use the facilities downstairs.
There's a picture right there of a classic.
Yeah, that's called the mud room.
The mud room.
Yeah, there's a mud room. You guys have mud rooms?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. Yeah, not in the basement though. But yeah, wow. Okay, cool.
We always have the basement fridge. You know that.
Yeah.
And Italians always have the big, it's like the coffin where my grandmother would put we should make like 1,000 raviolis and save them up. And
for frozen meat or a body.
Yes, exactly.
We had one of those when my mother passed away. I kid you not, she used to make her own gravy and freeze it. And when she passed away, there were like 40 tubs in Carvel containers of frozen gravy. And that was her gift to us after she passed.
And always in the big lard containers too. That's where things are buried. Because it goes my birthday, Thanksgiving, Christmas. So before my birthday, my grandmother would just make like 400 homemade raviolis and then use them the whole way through. Because we would do half American, half Italian all the holidays.
The whole
you
deal.
get your turkey, but you still get your raviolis and lasagna for Christmas.
Absolutely.
We had a whole dead duck in my freezer for years.
Oh, I remember you telling us this.
My dad shot this duck, and I guess he wanted to someday mount it or whatever. And I'll just throw this in the fridge, in the freezer, and it sat there for like 5 years.
Oh, I can see that. My mom used to do the frozen Christmas cookies too. So you make them a year in advance, and they
leave
always
them in
tasted
there.
horrible.
So, Joe, when you get back east, when you come out this way, did you do any stop? Do you go through Pittsburgh at all, or just?
I sometimes do. This time I went up to New York and did a bunch of sets.
Okay.
I love New York.
You still have family out this way?
In Pittsburgh, yes. And I have family everywhere, big Italian family. So,
okay.
Yeah, we're everywhere. But yeah, my mom and dad are still in Pittsburgh. Actually, my sister and her 3 kids and my brother-in-law, they live in Delaware County.
Ah, no kidding.
They must be awesome.
Casey's from Delaware.
I'm the unofficial mayor
of
Delaware.
Yeah.
It's good stuff down there.
Go ahead.
No, there's tons of pizza places I love.
Yes.
And they have Amish people make soft pretzels, and they put bacon, egg, and cheese in the middle of soft pretzels. It's like I'm addicted to those
Oh,
things.
really? I have not heard of that.
It's called the Amish Market. It's like a zoo.
Is it Boost Corner?
That's probably where you're going.
I don't really know the name of it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, if it's in Delaware County and it's an Amish market, and it's probably only open on like Friday and Saturdays.
Yes.
That's Boost Corner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing I like to do when I come to Philly, I like to go to the Reading Terminal.
Yeah.
And I go to the Knicks, and I go to the ice cream place next door. Is the greatest thing ever.
There's a lot of great food, and in this area, and people love it. I wanted to ask you, you played Madison Square Garden, right? You on
in the round, baby.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, we've had a number of people through who played it, and to me, that like Billy Joel just had his massive, ended his residency. What in the hell, you're a working comedian, been working for years, you've achieved success, but when you take the stage in that venue, what is that like? Did you get in the pocket, or were you shaking out of your shoes?
It was the most incredible experience of my life.
Yeah, no doubt.
No, absolutely. And it's funny because like on Letterman, I remember Letterman said to Joe Namath, he's like, I guess you're sick of talking about it. He goes, no, it's the greatest day of my life. I feel that way about the Garden. I can talk about it forever.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to be in the round, but then I found out the morning of it was in the round. I'm like, I got a little nervous, but I knew it was the perfect set because Bill goes, just cut it into 4 different theaters.
Oh, wow.
So I went around
Oh, wow.
twice, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh. But I really enjoyed it because of like 3 weeks beforehand, we did the Forum. And Dean went first. Dean Del Rey, great comedian. He went first. He crushed. So I just ran out there. I crushed. I didn't really enjoy it. The Garden, I went first, and then Verzi. So I took my time, and I let the AC/DC music play. And when I stood on that, my first couple of steps, it was like the astronaut, like one small step for mankind. Like I made sure I remembered what it felt like when they were playing Shoot the Thrill. It was the most incredible night.
That's amazing. So when you're working, you come from close and stuff like that, and you're in a venue that large, and technology's good, and we can get the sound, tweaked and everything, but a lot of times we've seen it. People get up on stage in a big venue, and the sound throws you off because you're getting it after the fact. Did you have an in-ear monitor or what?
I did not have that. It's the technology's come so far. When I first started doing large arenas, large places, it was with Lisa Lampanelli.
You toured with her, right?
Along for years.
Yeah.
And we would play these Indian casinos where everything was like a 7-second delay on the big screen. So that was, you had to like do the joke and then kind of wait for it to hit the big screen. But nowadays, like the Garden, all the arenas that Bill plays, it's like instantaneous.
Yeah,
technology. So you never really have to wait.
Top level. Lisa Lampanelli, did she fully retire from stand-up?
Yes.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't heard
because we used to have her on all the time. And
Yeah.
she was a roast queen.
Yes, I helped her write some of the roast jokes, and we were great friends. She's a great lady. She just made her money. It was just like, you know what?
I'm done.
I think so.
Yeah.
I can't speak for her, but
Yeah.
she's doing well.
You roasted, I was watching, you were talking about roasting Tommy Lee. Tommy Lee had a short-lived TV show, did he not?
Yes, him and Ludacris.
That's it. Yeah.
I was on Team Beluda. We roasted Tommy Lee.
And can you text Tommy Lee? Are you friends with Tommy Lee?
I've had a few drinks with Tommy Lee. I think Tommy Lee knows a billion people like he's met 3 times.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, probably. So was he a good audience?
He was really cool. And I've met him a couple of times since. He's just the best. He has the greatest life ever. He just has a smile on his face.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? Let's do some shots.
Did you see the Pam and Tommy, the miniseries?
I actually didn't. I've never seen that, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, and Sebastian Stan nails. I think you'd appreciate it just on the level that he nails Tommy Lee. I mean, it's unbelievable how much he is like him.
Oh, you meant the movie? Oh, I thought you meant, I never even saw the porn.
Oh, no.
Oh, not nails.
Oh, we were on different signals there. Yeah, there was the miniseries on Hulu. Which
Right.
Which
But that's all about the porn. I mean, it's about the porn getting out and how it affected Pam and Tommy Lee. And he was kind of like proud of it. And then at one point in the series, his penis ends up talking.
Yeah.
It's a really good show. It's very funny.
Yeah, Seth Rogen played the guy who stole the videos out of this. Yeah.
Oh, that guy's kind of famous. He made a whole career out of videos. He's a hang-around guy in L.A. He's always around the Improv, or he used to be a few years ago.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Really?
Yeah. He became the go-to guy. It's like, I have something on this celebrity, he brokers the deal.
Wow, that's wild. Because I thought, that proved a trouble the first time around. I don't know why you'd pursue that, but
Hey, Joe, I wanted to ask about living in L.A. We have many Philly natives and comedians and people in the entertainment industry that have called Los Angeles home now. And there are plenty of Philly bars out that way. Are there any Pittsburgh bars that you've managed to stumble across in Los Angeles?
Yeah, I would say almost half of every bar is a Steeler bar.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, not to talk, but the Steelers are like nationwide.
Yeah.
I mean, they're everywhere. And it's funny, and Philly fans will know this too. The best was when LA had no football teams, because then every Steeler game was on free TV. Now they have 2 teams. It's like I got to wait till Monday night to see them without getting the package.
Yeah, it is wild though when you're watching out there. You're watching everything a lot earlier. Did it take a lot of adjusting to that much earlier game time?
I love it now at 10 a.m. Because now I sit here. I'm like, last weekend, it's like, these things are not on until 1. Oh, my God, what am I going to do? I'm up at 10 o'clock. I'm going to kill. I'm not going to church. I got 3 hours to kill.
Yeah, we get a little bit of a taste of that whenever the NFL plays games in London. You're like, oh, we get a game at 9 o'clock, which I love because for me, when I wake up on Sunday morning, like I go downstairs, I pour my coffee, and then I just watch anything related to football, whether it be the NFL Network or ESPN or whatever, and like that's my entire day. But to be able to start it with a game, that's
like college game day. I wake up, boom, 9 a.m. It's on. Let's get going. The greatest is because I don't have a job. The greatest is for hockey season.
Yeah.
Like the game started at 4, so I can watch the games and I had to go do my sets. Here I'm running around New York, like trying to listen to it on my phone.
Yeah.
Hey, can you put the game on at the bar on top of the comedy club? It's the best. And then also, like, I'm a huge Penguins fan. Sorry, guys. And so, like, if they win, I go, I have great sets. If they lose, it's okay. I get 2 sets, 3 sets to go have fun and forget about it. When you're in Pittsburgh and they lose, it's 11 o'clock at night, you just want to hang yourself.
Yeah. You go to bed depressed.
Exactly.
Well, it's funny the dynamic between these 2 major cities, and how do you see it? Because we always get the Eagles fans, and the Eagles more get besmirched, but in Casey as always, I think everyone here has said there's crappy fans all over the place. But what's your take on the Eagles fan?
Eagles fans are fine.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not Raider fans.
right.
Yeah.
Or Niners fans.
Niners fans are like they're okay. They're not whining sheaves. There's a lot of tougher people, but it's like who's really underrated dirtbag fans? Jets fans.
Jets fans.
Yeah.
I used to. So I was up in New York, and when my wife and I first got married, there would be I guess their fan league or whatever would always gather in a parking lot right near my apartment. And what you would have thought you were watching were prisoners going out to do road work. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's funny. Eagles fans are cool. I know tons of Eagles fans. I used to love I love every sport team except the Flyers. And that's the honest to God truth.
Really?
Life's too short to care around hate. But the Flyers, it's been, I'm 54 years. I was born into it. My grandfather, huge hockey fan. When we wore blue, unironically, and you guys beat our ass, it was Nixon till 9th. We're in the same division. We didn't win a game in Philly for like 30 years.
Yeah. Well, we've had, since I was born, which is in July of 1975, we have not yet won a Stanley Cup. So we're going on 50 years. You guys have won a few.
Yeah.
And so we have to live with our cross-state rivals, quite frankly, being a better franchise than us over the last
I always
50
say
years.
It's 5-2. Now I can die in peace. And the only scoreboard that matters on earth. It's 5-2.
I hear you. Yeah. All right. Well, listen. Tonight, the gig is at Parks Casino. It's the 360 Lounge. It's a spot we love.
That's a great venue.
Casey is going to be there to help host the event's Conklin's Comedy Night. So we hope you enjoy your time and have a great night at Parks, man. We appreciate you coming by here this morning.
Parks is an awesome casino sports book. They got Chicky and Pete's killer food. They have so many great bars. I love that place. I was there all day yesterday.
Oh, were you? Yeah.
Boozing. I like boozing and gambling. That's perfect.
You're just pre-gaming.
Yeah, exactly. Come in a day early to get used to the facilities.
That's right. You got to check them out.
Come out to the gig tonight. You can get tickets at parkscasino.com. And like I said, 8 o'clock, that whole thing will get started. Joe, thanks for being here, man.
Preston, Steve, you guys, the whole gang here is awesome. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure.
you.
Joe Bartnick, guys. Check him out at Parks. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Chance to win $1,000 coming up shortly. Good money in. Stay there.
Preston and Steve.
Did this happen? And it was alongside a screenshot of her, of her TV screen showing the couple at a boxing event.
Huh, good for him.
They first sparked rumors earlier this month when they were spotted taking in a West End performance of the Lehman trilogy.
Are we good enough friends with him now to just blow a call in?
Of course we are.
Yeah.
What time is it in London?
We did have a really good time with him.
Yeah.
He was noon. Super nice guy. Yeah, it's
So he's probably up.
Yeah, we give him a call.
Hello?
Yeah, David.
Yeah, David, it's Preston and Steve. Are you dating Lily Allen?
Yeah.
She's a singer, right?
No, she was a dancer.
Jinx, oh my God!
What are Casey and Kathy doing on this call?
We just had to do that. We had to do that because this is funny.
Okay, bye.
Okay, Woody Allen, maybe persona non grata in Hollywood, but Scarlett Johansson would work with him anytime. The A-lister is one of the few stars to publicly signal her support for the director.
He was the original choice for Captain America.
I did not realize that he would actually.
I don't think the serum worked.
Yeah.
I don't feel very super.
He was the original guy.
Yeah. Imagine that. The thing opens up. Have I changed dramatically? He comes out worse.
Yeah. They go the opposite direction.
He got older.
He's aged. His eyesight has gone bad. He's wearing glasses. Now his hair's falling out.
Ready to take on the Nazis.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan, personally, of their conduct.
Several stars.
They reach over. He just looks over. Stark's father reaches over and had the lever all the way to the wrong side. I'm sorry. I had it on skinnier. I should have pushed it to muscular.
Several stars, including Frida Pinto, Greta Gerwig, Colin Firth, and Mira Sorvino, expressed regret at working with him previously and pledged to never work with him again. But when the Hollywood Reporter asked Johansson, who worked with him on Match Point, Vicky Cristina Barcelona, and Scoop, she had nothing but good things to say about the 83-year-old, whose daughter, of course, accused him of sexual assault. He's denied all this stuff, but she said, "How do I feel about Woody Allen? I love Woody," she told the Hollywood Reporter. "I believe him, and I would work with him anytime." She said, "I see Woody whenever I can, and I have had a lot of conversations with him about it. I have been very direct with him, and he's been very direct with me. He maintains his innocence, and I believe him."
Well, that's her prerogative to take it that way, and that's okay.
She said, but she also understands why others don't. She said it's hard because it's a time where people are very fired up, and understandably, things needed to be stirred up, and so people have a lot of passion, a lot of strong feelings, and are angry, and rightfully so. It's an intense time.
What a missed opportunity that they could have worked in the Avengers films together. It would have been so great.
I ran into somebody who works in our office, and I'd asked her what she did the night before. Maybe it was over the weekend. She's like, "Yeah, well, I went to an I Do barbecue, and blah, blah, blah. This is kind of skated over there." I'm like, hang on a second. What's an I Do barbecue? You guys ever heard of that before?
No, but I have
like an engagement party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to vomit.
But only for people in the wedding party.
Right. Okay.
So
it's kind of where do they ask them to be in the wedding party? Like that's part of the event.
I'm not really sure.
So I've been to like where they invite the bridal party over, and that's you're at a party, and they ask you to be in the bridal party. So
is that what that is?
You're going to a party, and you don't actually know yet until you get
to the party,
right.
And then they say, "By the way, you're all going to be in."
Or they ask you, yeah.
Okay.
So do attendees they don't know until some point in the evening when...
I mean, I think, for my brothers, I knew I was going to be in my brother's wedding, but yes, and then they, gave us a bottle of wine, and on the wine, she had put in like a cute little saying asking us to be, it was a custom-made wine label, and then, it was a cute saying asking us to be in the wedding.
I would attend I'd prefer not barbecue.
I actually never liked the idea of an engagement party, and so... You can put a cute little name on it, right, and make things rhyme, and I'm not going to like it or dislike it any more or any less.
Well, that's what they do, though. Yeah, that's what whoever they are.
There must be some counselor, commissioner, somebody who puts together with the gender reveal stuff now. That went from 0 to 60.
Now, I'm wondering where this started, because there's an article on the knot.com, right, which is a wedding magazine and a wedding website. And so do you think that they wrote the article thinking that this might be a thing, or did they write the article because it already was a thing?
I think probably they can help boost it by reporting on it.
Right.
All the not readers. But I don't know. Usually something has to have a little bit of traction before you report on it, right?
So yeah, I would think so. But so you have an engagement party, okay?
Okay.
You have, I guess now, an I Do barbecue. You have to have a rehearsal dinner.
The rehearsal dinner is what it to me. Isn't that sort of that's the wedding party gathering?
That's
right?
what I always thought it was.
Well, but not anymore because now if you have out of town guests, if you're going by their rules, you have to invite the out of town guests to the rehearsal dinner.
Right.
So, but out of town guests who are in the wedding party aren't expected to attend the I Do barbecue.
I think the I Do barbecue is taking over the engagement party. I don't think you're having an I Do barbecue and you're having an engagement party. I think it's sort of one or the other.
Really?
Yeah.
So, but you would only
Because
invite.
an I Do barbecue is an engagement party.
Yeah, but you're only inviting the people that would be in your wedding party.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't know if that's the case. I'm just saying that is also, I've been to parties where they only invite the bridal party.
Because let's say you have a big engagement party or your I Do barbecue, but you're only inviting some of the people that are there.
Invite people can be in the direct wedding party.
But let's say you have like 50 people there, but you're only inviting like 7 of them to be in your wedding party. That's kind of insulting to the other people that show up.
This is
really.
useless.
That's like saying you have to put every single friend in your bridal party. I think you know who's.
But if you're at a party and you're not part of the list there.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'll just be waiting over here.
Yeah.
No.
Enjoy your being celebrated by the bride and groom, and I'll just stand over here and have my fruit.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
So you have all these parties. What are the ones involved with having a baby? There's a shower.
The
right?
Barbara Briss.
The Barbara Briss.
But listen, like the I Do barbecue and the gender reveal, I think are kind of organized so that you don't have to bring a gift. You're not bringing a gift to. Do you know what I'm saying?
A gender reveal?
Yeah, like it's more set up like the barbecue. Like come over for a barbecue. You don't quite know what it is, but whereas an engagement party is. If you show up without a gift, or at least for me, if I showed up without a gift, I would feel awkward.
All right, hang on. I just saw a text that came over. It said Connor Betts, he's a assistant producer here, went to an I Do barbecue. I'd like to know if he brought a gift with him to the I Do barbecue. Because, Kathy, I think you have to bring a gift to an I Do barbecue.
I don't know. Here, Connor's.
All right, we need an
walking him right
explanation,
now.
clarification, in case I, by some stretch of the imagination, get invited to an I Do barbecue. I want to know what to do.
Connor?
I did not bring a gift.
Okay.
Were you aware that it was an I Do barbecue before you attended?
Yes.
Okay, so that and it's the premise of the I Do barbecue when it was presented to you that you were coming because you were going to be asked to be a part of this wedding party?
Yes, and I was not a part of the wedding party.
All right, did your girlfriend bring a gift?
No.
Okay.
So when you went...
Do you know what I'm saying? Like the gender reveal is to come. We're all finding out together what the baby is going to be. You're not going to bring a gift to that. The the baby shower. Yes, that's the point of a baby shower. Your friends, your family, they're bringing gifts so that you can be prepared for when the baby comes.
Connor prefers to be called Moose.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
That's just a nickname from high school.
Oh, I did not know that.
High school into college, and everybody calls me.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I didn't know that. Nice to meet you, Moose.
So Moose, what was it like at the I Do barbecue?
Well, I didn't bring a gift, one, because they are wealthy and
Yes.
I am poor.
Right.
So I think my mom might have brought a gift, but I didn't.
And so who with the cluster that you attended, who was asked to be in the bridal party?
It was my friend's brother's engagement party, I guess. So then we were all friends with him, and it was a bunch of my friends, and then I was not asked.
Did they line you up?
I was back up.
Did they line you up in a row and then yes, no? Yes.
Yeah, it's like picking for kickball.
Right, yeah. Right? No. And then, Connor, you're there with the caterer standing there.
Yeah, it was me and the caterer and the dog.
Right, yeah.
On the side.
These are the ones who will not be in our wedding party. Shame them.
Sorry, Moose.
Why don't you forget the moose for a moment?
But you didn't go to the party expecting to be asked to be in the bridal party, right? Yeah.
Not even a little bit?
No.
It's
With
not-
how
it's
good
not
you look in a gown?
You don't have every friend you know in your bridal party.
No, but I'm saying this seems oddly. It is like being picked for teams in school.
No.
And you're left out of it.
No.
It's like, why not break up into shirts and skins?
Well, I had never heard the term I Do barbecue before, but apparently that's another one to add to the list with your gender reveals, your
Right.
sprinkles, your showers, your engagement
golden
parties,
showers.
your golden showers,
I mean,
Butterscotch bandits,
and that's fine.
overcomers.
That's, guys, you're combining things that
It's
don't.
disgusting.
It's not.
Yeah, Overcomer was a movie.
We're here
that
for
opened
the
the
Hot Carl party.
What were you going to say, guys?
I just don't make your wedding more special than it really is.
Yeah.
You know,
Or do it since it's your wedding.
yeah.
Don't make it more special than it really
Because
is.
it might end up in a murder-suicide, you know?
Wow.
You're not special.
This day isn't special.
It might end up in
They had an I do barbecue.
They had
and now he's dead.
Yes.
Congratulations. It might end up in a murder-suicide.
I'm Keith Morrison. It started with an I do barbecue and ended with where'd you bury the body?
I love it. Pierre is in the studio, about ready to take over for the day.
It's a miracle.
It is a miracle.
It is a miracle.
Every day's a miracle.
Every day's a miracle. Rodney brought me coffee this morning.
That's awesome.
Rodney's the man.
If Rodney isn't the greatest already, he, on his way in, found some wonderful coffee for me and brought it in.
I have a Superman statue that I'm going to give Rodney. There's one statue that has not ported over to my office. So I said, if anybody around here deserves the Superman statue, it's Rodney.
I would agree.
Yeah.
You need more figurines and statues, though.
I have space now, and they will be coming. They're ordered and on their way. In fact, one should be arriving at the house today.
Yeah. Claire, God bless her.
She really is a saint.
She is a saint.
Yeah.
But I'm sure she said, no more in this house. Send them to the office.
Absolutely. Work it is.
Are there pictures of the assortment?
In the house. But there's still room in the house.
No, I mean up online, though.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so that people can see how many Batman, Superman, other figurines you have.
Just go to our Instagram page.
Yeah. We posted yesterday. There's more on the way.
Yeah, so this is just beginning, but mostly featuring Batman and Iron Man.
Right. Okay.
Right now, I have to decorate properly.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. It's a miracle.
There you go. There's a picture of it in the studio right now.
Oh, this is the new office.
Yes,
too, right?
yeah.
Yep. We just moved in the other day.
So there's huge spaces where people would put books and tapes and various recording instruments, but Steve has used they're 5 feet high statues.
Yeah.
And
they're not 5 feet high.
All right. They're 4.5 feet high.
4.5 feet. Yeah.
And the Iron Man gets a giant Iron Man head.
That's a 1-to-1 scale Iron Man head.
Wow.
I'm so glad listen, it looks good. You've organized it so nicely. I am proud of you. But I'm glad there's a buffer between me and you.
That buffer is Nick.
It's Nick.
Yeah.
I've started to straighten up my area.
You have. It's
and my collections are coming too. So I have display area finally. So I'm going to put some of my stuff up.
Nice.
I don't know if I'm going to do the swords.
Really?
Yeah.
No, we threw the swords out.
No, I have a couple of swords. There's one like the Philadelphia Pipe and Drums brought us this really cool. It's engraved and everything. So that's for the show. I need to find somewhere for that.
WMMR.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All right, you want a disturbing story? I have one for you. A famous tool-using chimpanzee ripped a baby girl from her mother's arms before taking her into the forest to butcher her and harvest her organs.
Is this not a mind-blowing story?
Mother Seni Zogba was working in a cassava field in Basu in Guinea. And the little girl's mutilated body was found about 3 kilometers from the Nimba Mountains Nature Reserve, with witnesses claiming that she had been eviscerated and it feared that the chimp may have used his tools to maim her. Researcher Jen Yamakoshi said that the gruesome killing was because the chimps no longer fear humans. An angry mob directed their fury towards the scientists who have been studying the remarkable animal community for decades and brought the baby's corpse to their research institute. They then ransacked the building, destroyed, and set it on fire to the equipment, including drones, computers, and over 200 documents. Local ecologist Elijah Sila said that the dwindling supply of food in the reserve was pushing the animals to leave the protected area more frequently, increasing the likelihood of attacks. The research center said that it had recorded 6 chimpanzee attacks on humans within the reserve since the start of the year.
They are brutally aggressive. I mean, they're I saw footage and I couldn't stomach more than a few seconds of it, but a chimp attacking another animal like a deer or something and just butchering it.
Mr. Yamakoshi said it wasn't clear whether the attacks are because of food or because of excitement. He said it is similar behavior to how chimps treat one another. If they are excited, they cannot control their behavior. There are just 7 left in the Guinea-Bissau forest, which forms part of the Nimba Mountain Nature Reserve and is close to subsistence farming communities. The tiny community of apes use stone hammers and anvils to crack open nuts, the most sophisticated act ever observed of humanity's genetically closest relative.
That's not entirely true. They did witness an orangutan use an air fryer.
The great apes live in the wild, but share the territory and its resources with locals who protect them, believing them to be reincarnated ancestors. Chimpanzees are respected in getting and traditionally given gifts in the form of food, prompting some to venture out of the protected area and into human settlements where they can sometimes attack. Locals additionally traditionally use slash and burn agriculture, which surrounding deforestation has cut it off from the rest of the reserve, where there are more numerous chimp communities. Slash and burn agriculture sees people cultivate lands until they become depleted, then clear forests to create new lands and repeat the cycle. So they're kind of running out of territory.
It's a horrible dynamic. You saw Nope, right? The movie Nope?
Yes.
The chimp attack?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Oh, my God. That was just a movie.
All right, here's something a little less gruesome. Harvard medical student Dr. Nick Norwitz ate 720 eggs in a month to study the effects of that the diet had on his cholesterol, and saw that his levels dropped nearly 20%.
Wow. So, come on, right?
Norwitz
700 plus eggs.
Hypothesized before his experiment that consuming these 60 dozen eggs would not increase his LDL or low density lipoprotein or bad cholesterol by the time the month was over. Eating 24 eggs a day, 2 dozen eggs a day, for an average of 1 per hour, Norwitz's dietary intake of cholesterol more than quintupled his intake quintupled his intake to perceived 133,200 milligrams of cholesterol over the month.
It's amazing.
His LDL levels dropped by 2% in the first week of his new diet before dramatically decreasing by 18% in the latter two.
They said the only side effect is that he crapped at Chick-fil-A.
Eating 2 eggs or half a cup per day compared to an egg-free high-carb breakfast saw no change on blood cholesterol levels. The study also found that those with health issues, including diabetes, who are eating 6 to 12 eggs per week, didn't have a negative effect on the total blood cholesterol levels of heart disease risk factors. Rather, it increased high-density lipoprotein cholesterol, or the good cholesterol.
So I'm wondering if they view this as an outlier, or is this usable data?
I don't know. It's one study.
Yeah.
It's one person doing this, so they probably have to do more to be more definitive. But it goes into great detail of what he did.
But the general consensus is we should all be eating 700 eggs a month.
A month.
Yeah.
A female Irish holidaymaker is in a specialist Spanish hospital burns unit after a freak accident at a friend's wedding. The 29-year-old was seriously injured after being engulfed in flames when her dress caught fire on decorative candles as she was in a bathroom. Yeah. Fellow guests dialed 911 after finding her semi-conscious at a rental apartment. She was initially taken to a hospital where she is understood to have undergone an emergency operation before being transferred to a burn unit. And the alarm is said to have been sounded just before midnight following the Irish couple's wedding celebration. The injured woman has been described locally as a 29-year-old. So I think she's going to be okay, but she's going to have some serious issues. All right, and that's all we have time for because it's 10 o'clock, and that means we have to do this.
93.3 WMMR Philadelphia. It's time for a Good Money It keyword.
All right, the word is wake, and that's spelled W-A-K-E. Wake. We will give you until 15 minutes after the hour to enter it. 3 ways for you to do it. You can do it through WMMR.com, through the MMR app, or you can text it to the special contest short code number, which is 45911. One random entry wins $1,000 in our company-wide contest. Each winner gets a call from Beasley. Make sure you answer your phone. And you can find the contest rules at WMMR.com. It's sponsored by Horizon Services, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. So again, the word is wake.
Wakey, eggs and bakey.
A-K-E. Do that now. We'll take a break and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
other collections that I'm going to bring and display.
Are we going to do that thing that we were talking about? That one idea where we were floating?
We got to
around?
do that. Yeah, we'll hopefully get to that soon.
Okay,
that's an idea, and we'll get to it.
Yeah. We're not going to reveal what it is.
We're going to put a chopping board in the middle of the room and hang our pots and pans from the ceiling.
No, that's Kathy's sections, along with the doilies and the Martha Stewart tribute area.
You know what? I've always wanted that. I've never had a setup where I can hang my pots and pans from like a ceiling setup.
I like that look. My wife doesn't like it, so we didn't get it.
Here's why I do like it. It looks great. But you can't use the pots because once there's a stain and you hang it up, now it looks ridiculous.
Shut up.
I'm just saying that's when
Once
it doesn't
there's
look
a
good.
stain,
That's why
that shows that that's a working kitchen.
Which is
There
fine.
would
but then
never
you-
be a stain if it was me because they'd never be used.
Me neither.
It would
That's
look
why I always
lovely.
wanted it.
It would work in your house.
Yeah.
See, that's why we should live together.
That's why we are married but stay apart.
Right. Forever.
I mean, you can't have sex all the time.
Well, exactly.
No, it's the perfect marriage. We don't live together and we don't have to have sex.
Yeah, you just love each other and then leave it at that.
We just love each other, and that's all
Kathy,
there is to it.
had she not met Dennis, she would have been married to a prisoner.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It'd be the perfect thing. What are you in for murder? Love it.
Right each other.
Yeah.
I didn't give away whatever it was I had yesterday.
You didn't?
So whatever that is.
It was a turkey.
It was a turkey.
We'll give it away today.
It was and pounds of steak.
And
so,
pounds of steak.
Yeah, not just a pound. Several pounds of steak.
I would like 7 pounds of steak.
7 pounds of steak. You got it, Buster. Step right up to Pierre's Butcher Shop. I got all the blood you need.
You should get for Halloween one year. You should go as a butcher, like with blood splattered, apron and everything. That'd be perfect.
A vegetarian butcher with all the zucchinis hanging from
Yes, and mangled tofu hanging from my locks.
mangled tofu hanging from your locks.
Mangled tofu would be like dreadlocks, but tofu locks.
Yeah,
I like it.
All right,
Actually, I
we're cooking
don't,
with gas
but anyway.
now, mustard.
Oh my God.
Please welcome the one and only Mr. John Travolta to our studio. Good morning, John.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Nice to see you.
You sound good.
Thank you. I feel good. I feel very good. You know what? As I was introducing you, and I said, "Welcome to Philadelphia." You shot a film here in Philadelphia.
I did. I shot Blowout.
Yeah,
which is a Brian De Palma great movie.
Yeah, thank you. I agree.
So this movie, we want to talk about The Fanatic, which is I started watching it. I wanted to go into it cold, and it's a big departure for the kind of roles that you play.
Mm-hmm.
It's a horror suspense, but it also takes a peek inside the world of TMZ and fandom run Fanatical. And your character is very unique. And from what I understand, the character was written with you in mind. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was. Fred Durst from the Limp Bizkit. He wrote it, and he directed it. And I will say that he is quite inspired as a director and as an actor even.
Right.
And he helped quite a bit. He would improvise with me prior to the takes, and he designed this character, and I understood it because I am a fan. I'm a fan as much as we all are. And I think if you don't understand that, whether it's sports or whether it's the arts or icons or whomever you admire, you can't do this kind of role.
It's funny because John, because I collect things. I'm a massive movie fan. I'm a huge fan of yours as well. And there's something that, and it's your character exemplifies in the movies. Well, just to be able to get the tactile sensation of touching something that a celebrity or there's this bizarre thing. I remember it's odd, as I was watching the movie, I was thinking the story that Gene Siskel of Siskel and Ebert, it was very important for him to own the white suit that you wore on Saturday night.
Correct.
And he owned that. It was a holy grail for him.
Yes,
so
and then Jane Fonda bought it.
Right. So
you're completely correct. But this particular guy, this character I play, is he's a man-child. He is maybe a little bit on the spectrum, which explains his irrational behavior. However, that being said, he's picked on and bullied at work, and everyone bullies him, but he's so used to it that he handles it. But when his favorite person in the world bullies him, this movie star, he doesn't know how to handle it. He gets confused. And when he gets confused, he does really odd things. And you'll see in the film that he goes over the line, but so does the movie star.
Yeah, and
the movie star goes over the line equally as well, by torture.
And his inability to pick up on social cues, it takes it down a path where it's like, oh no.
Right.
And I got to tell you, John, the entire time while watching this movie, I don't think there was a moment where something on my body wasn't clenched.
Yeah.
Whether it was my hands or my mouth or even my butt cheeks. I mean, I was just like, it was tense.
Well, because
the
it's
whole thing.
Nothing
you know?
times up. The point when you finally get to have this moment with Hunter Dunbar's his name is the character. He has a bad experience, and you just happen to come upon him at that time, and it never syncs up right. So that starts.
That's correct. It's also a movie about bad timing.
Yeah, and then some.
Because if he had just been in the right mood and had his autograph, he would have been over.
Yeah, yeah.
But of course, then we wouldn't have had a movie.
Yes.
But what I thought was brilliant was that I loved that your character before all that started to happen. So I almost felt bad, and I was like, well, it's not that bad that he's doing some of these things, but then it progresses into the movie. But you really made me love that character before you found out the other stuff.
Yeah, thanks. I wanted him to be loved because I feel like everyone is a little bit of the character Moose.
Mm-hmm.
We all have a little Moose in us. It's just how far do we take it? And if we didn't have Moose in us, how would we be, ourselves to create an effect on others?
Yeah, I might be in your plane later.
Well, Hunter Devin Sawa, is that the actor who's playing Hunter?
Correct.
Yeah. So again, nobody's all that awesome in this. Everyone's got, even his friends, or quote unquote friends, are not that good as far as friends.
Correct.
And I like that because that's sort of real. But I like also the peek into the side of the people who are out on the street who make money. You're dressing up as a Bobby, to pick up some money, and there are these things going on in that world that sort of, for some reason, Hollywood, when depicted in a seedier fashion, always appeals to me. It's like a Raymond Chandler sort of.
Well, also maybe that's a bit of the truth.
Yeah. But in a way, that's sort of, that's almost sort of enticing too. That bizarre aspect.
Yeah, I love how L.A. is depicted in this film. I think it's very real and tragic almost.
I thought in watching the movie at first, and now seeing you today, I probably know it's not the case, but I thought maybe you would cut your own hair for the role.
No, it was really cool because I said, when I loved the script and wanted to do it, I said to Fred Durst, what do we do about how he looks? I mean, the Hawaiian shirt was an obvious kind of choice. There's bad shorts and bad sneakers and all that. But I said, what about the hair?
Yeah.
And the look? And he said, well, what do you think about mullets? And I said, I don't know. It's overdone. And he said, well, there's a lot of different kinds. Would you care to look? So I looked on the internet, about 100 different types, and boom, suddenly there was this dude with the exact haircut Moose has, with glasses. And I texted it to Fred, and I said, I found the look. I found it. And he said, I agree. This is the right way to go.
I have to tell you, I was at it, and when I saw this character of Moose, I've told you guys this story. I was at a convention one time, one of these conventions. I am a real fan like this, not Moose level, and Adam West was there, the original Batman. So everyone's
Adam
there.
West.
There was a guy who looks exactly like your character in this knapsack, the whole thing, the backpack. With about 50 cans of Fresca in that thing, and that same sort of delivery. And you work on this character with that, Mr. West, and he's sort of that thing. And so your heart sort of that this is not just a hobby; it's his life.
And there is a difference. There's the professional fan that usurps signatures and sells them.
Right.
And then there's the guy that ain't selling nothing.
Yeah.
And is going to keep it. And that's Moose. Moose is not getting rid of any of his memorabilia at all. So how do you detect the difference? I don't know.
Yeah.
But definitely there is a difference.
And you're known to be fan friendly. When the opportunity is right and that person does approach you, 93.3 WMMR always does you good to hear some Bob Marley. 10 minutes after 10 o'clock. And the Preston and Steve show. This is a Thursday morning. Very right up next to No Sad Bro coming in our way tomorrow. We'll give away a Word of the Week prize. Tell you more about that in a little while. Weather-wise today, about 80 degrees, a little bit more muggy. Some moisture in the air. Maybe a slight little passing baby shower here and there, but clouds pretty much what we're going to get. And I am seeing a chance for rain over the next several days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. To what extent, I'm not really sure of.
But temperatures in the low 70s to high 60s, something like that.
It's a good night to go drinking at a bar in Hatboro.
That is a pretty good idea, Mr. McElwain. You happen to know a good one?
I do. Harrigan's Pub. It's on County Line Road in Hatboro, PA. I'm there with Bud Light tonight. 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. We're giving away Eagles tickets. That's the reason to come out. And every 15 minutes, we're going to go away this little key. The key is, whoever draws the key that opens the box wins the tickets. And we will give those away tonight. So it's Eagles, Browns in a couple of weeks. And we're there from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. tonight. All the information's up on WMMR.com, on my social media, all that kind of stuff. And then the winner tonight actually gets entered into the grand prize, which is to win home playoff tickets, provided the Eagles make the playoffs this playoff season. So yeah, it's going to be a fun night. Casey's done a couple of them so far. I'm looking forward to my first Bud Light kickoff tonight.
Cool. All right, let me ask a question, see if you know the answer. It's the lesson question. We're going to give away a pair of tickets as MMR Rocks Deftones with the Mars Volta Friday, April 4th, Wells Fargo Center. The question I'll ask for you, asked to you or posed to you is, who will star in a buddy cop movie alongside Jesus? 215-263-WMMR. That was talked about around 7 o'clock this morning. So who will star in a buddy cop movie alongside Jesus? 215-263-WMMR. While you call in, we'll do the trash.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you by the Bates Motel. For a limited time only, the Bates Motel is offering buy one, get one free tickets. And this will not last. Tickets are limited. And buy them today at WMMR.com/deal. What's going on this morning, Steve?
Well, 90 Day Fiancé star Big Ed. I don't know if you guys know about this guy. He's known for his insanely fat neck. Calling off his engagement to Portia Ramon. Big Ed says Ramon turned out to be very unsympathetic and often complained that it took him over an hour to clear his throat.
Hello.
Jessica Simpson posting pics on Instagram of her in an S&M inspired top. The less than brilliant Simpson says she's always had an S&M side, loving both spearfishing and mountain climbing.
Oh, my God.
And finally, Janet Jackson's recent controversial comments about Kamala Harris apparently go back to Harris's derogatory comments about Michael Jackson when she was a district attorney. Apparently, Harris had given a press conference during which she claimed, yes, Michael Jackson was bad, but not really, really bad. And that's
all right. Let's see if we can get an answer to the lesson question. Who will star in a buddy cop movie alongside Jesus? And we will go to Jimmy. Oh, I did the same thing. We'll go to Jimmy. Jimmy, are you there?
Yes, I had 3 testicles.
You and Gary will get along fine. All right, Jimmy, who will star in the buddy cop movie alongside Jesus?
Frank Sinatra.
Yes. What a movie. Frank, hang on the line. We're going to set you up, Jimmy. We're going to give you a pair of tickets as MMR Rocks Deftones of the Mars Volta. Friday, April 4th at the Wells Fargo Center. Tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
What the hell?
Oh, no.
It didn't play.
Try it again.
It just didn't play. There you go. Jimmy.
All right. I have a couple of things to mention to you. We'll start with this. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has announced performers and presenters for its ceremony streaming live on October 19th. Notable names include Julia Roberts, Dr. Dre, Dua Lipa, Keith Urban, Slash, and Jelly Roll. They will pay tribute to the 2024 inductees in Cleveland. The hall has yet to specify who will perform or give speeches, but with names like Jimmy Buffett's band member McAnally. McAnally, thank you. I should know the rule, Nick.
What?
It's a vowel that starts after the,
I just know it because of the Reefer Band.
And frequent duet partner Kenny Chesney involved. Some pairings are easy to guess. This year's inductees include Mary J. Blige, Cher, Foreigner, Ozzy Osbourne, Kool and the Gang, and A Tribe Called Quest. And Dave Matthews Band, right?
Yeah, and Julia Roberts, in all likelihood, will induct Dave and the band because she was in that video called Dream Girl with Dave Matthews, and they've been friends for a long time. That's him accepting.
The ceremony will stream on live on Disney Plus.
That's the rejoinder.
With an edited 3 3-hour special airing on ABC on New Year's Day, followed by availability on Hulu and Disney Plus. So some of the other presenters will include Busta Rhymes, James Taylor, Roger Daltrey, Sammy Hagar, The Roots, and Nell.
Nell.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people that are involved in that. So
I done pass a miss alive.
you can tell she's very
excited.
She's honored to be asked.
Took a piss in her pedale.
This is pretty wild. This guy's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but he might soon be in prison for all we know. Josh Klinghoffer, guitarist for bands like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Jane's Addiction, Pearl Jam, Iggy Pop, and Morrissey, is scheduled to be arraigned and enter his plea today in California on a misdemeanor charge of vehicular manslaughter after a March 18th car accident left the pedestrian dead.
He was at the Pearl Jam shows a couple of weeks ago, and I really like watching him as a musician, and he clearly is having a lot of fun up on stage. He's playing guitar, he's playing keys, he's kind of like DJing in the background. But this is a real serious charge, obviously.
What are the circumstances surrounding this? Was it just there was no inebriation?
No, it was just vehicular manslaughter.
Yeah, so the Klinghoffer's attorney,
I shouldn't say just.
According to his attorney, prosecutors have not alleged the accident was anything other than negligence, which is why it's a misdemeanor charge. So, it's
probably not. I mean, on a civil, they'll probably go after him.
Well, I would imagine
civil sense.
Well, both, but he does face manslaughter is that's criminal.
Yeah,
it's a misdemeanor, so we'll see. But yes, I would imagine the family too will probably want some sort of compensation.
But he didn't leave the scene. He immediately owned up to it. It's just a horrible situation that he was at the wheel for.
I don't. I've known people in my life who have had one in particular who was in an accident where someone died. And it was not their fault, but that person changed dramatically after that and could not, was not the same person. It just, you think about taking a life, even if it's by accident.
Yep. And then one more story on their 2023 tour. Nickelback played a sold-out show at Nashville's Bridgestone Arena as part of their Get Rollin' tour, with several big stars making guest appearances like Chris Daughtry, Brantley Gilbert, Josh Ross, Ernest. Just Ernest.
Goes to camp?
It just says Ernest, so I don't know who that is. Bailey. To be honest, the only one I know here is Chris Daughtry. I don't know who Bailey Zimmerman or Hardy are. But
Hardy RR.
But they.
I know the name Hardy.
Laurel.
But they recorded the show, and they're releasing it as Live from Nashville on November 15th. The lead single, San Quentin, Live from Nashville, is out now, and their first release in 2 years is expected to make a splash on the charts.
So what if you have a concert and you have a sort of a whole bunch of people who are guests that no one knows who they are?
Yeah, could happen. All right, that's it. That is music news for you. We're going to take a quick break. Come back in a second. We will wrap up the program. Get our letter of the day, word of the week prize. I'm sure it's going to be a good one because it's Jackie Bam Bam.
Yeah.
Who's going to give us that letter. We will be right back. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
Respectfully, do you know what you're giving them? I would think, this is a very special moment for them.
Absolutely. And I grew up being a fan, so I understood.
Right.
And I remember a very famous movie star who will remain nameless, but he kind of, just discarded my this is before I was famous. And I decided that if I ever became famous, I would never do that. So I lived by that motto, But again, how do you navigate the line of privacy? And
it is a tough line because, and again, with people who approach you, and we always think in that. Listen, we're on local radio, but whatever the stories, if somebody comes up. It's every time the edict is you shake hands, you say hi, you do the deal because that's an important thing, and sometimes as what happens with Hunter, the star in this, he lets his life cloud his remembering because it starts off with a quote from him: "I'm nothing without my fans," but he doesn't abide by that.
Well, sometimes there are good people that are bad celebrities.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
Right.
So my cure to that always has been don't go out unless you're in the mood for it.
That's good. Good rule. Yeah.
Are you in the frame of mind if you go out to dinner to be interrupted, bothered, whatever, take pictures? And if you are, go out.
Yeah.
If you're not, that's just part of the very small price you pay for this glorious life that we have.
Well, case in point, in 1996, you met a nice 21-year-old young man in Beverly Hills, California, and I had a job at the time where I was driving around cars for Enterprise Rent-A-Car in Beverly Hills, and I saw you, and the only thing that I could think to say was, "Oh my God, that's John Travolta," and you came over and you looked me in the eye just like you did 10 minutes ago and shook my hand and said, "Hi, it's very nice to meet you." And then you went about your day, but you couldn't have been more pleasant. And I've heard countless stories of how kind you are to people, and it's not hard to be nice. And I think people just lose sight of that. It's really easy to just be a decent, nice person to everybody else.
Let's face it, what you resist, you become. The more you withdraw from it, the worse it gets. So just, own it.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to tell you, on the shaved head thing, I endorse it 100%.
You look good.
There's a movie that I love of yours. A lot of people are not familiar with it. They should be. It's From Paris with Love.
Oh, hell yeah.
And damn, you are the baddest badass in that movie. Preston, this movie will rock your world. And John is amazing at it. Who's the director of that?
That's the guy that did oh gosh, you've tested me now.
Yeah, he's great. He's done a whole bunch of stuff that's similar.
Fantastic.
But did you enjoy making that film?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Because they were demanding stunts and action that I've never, had done before, and I had to do them myself. And I loved the badass character. He was just whatever. He was bold.
Yeah.
Pierre Morel, is that it?
Yes. There's
Pierre Morel.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you.
Well, I looked it up.
You've saved me.
What would you prefer, stunts or dancing?
Dancing.
Come on.
Any day.
Well, did Pitbull inspire?
Yeah, he's my buddy.
He's your buddy. You're in a video of his.
I love my Pitbull. He's I met him 3 years ago just to reach out and tell him, how much, as a fan.
Right.
And then he's such a brilliant entrepreneur. He got thinking about it, and he said, maybe I should have put him in one of my videos dancing, because nobody's dancing very much anymore,
Right.
He does, but nobody else really. So I thought, well, hell, I'll join him. And
I think Christopher. I'm sorry to interrupt. I think Christopher Walken has danced in every single movie, even if it's for just a quick shuffle step. I think in every single role he's ever done.
Got a Broadway history. Music. Yeah,
and you danced with him in Hairspray.
I certainly did.
Yes.
He played my husband.
That's right.
So I wanted to ask you, because you had 3 movies in a row that I really loved of yours, and it started with Wild Hogs. I can't believe I loved it as much as I was laughing out loud.
It's a funny movie.
It is a funny movie. It really is. It surprised me with how funny it was. I don't know if that's a backhanded compliment or whatever, but
no, it's a funny movie, and who would have thought a bunch of old guys in motorcycles would be that funny?
But your character as Edna Turnblatt in Hairspray, and I love that movie. I have songs from that movie in my iPod. You Can't Stop the Beat is a really, really great song.
Great. Yeah.
And then followed by Bolt. And speaking of songs,
he's not kidding.
I'm not kidding. I have I Nearly Lost You. It was a duet that you did with Miley Cyrus.
Yes.
I have that on my iPod.
Do you really?
I do. And I thought you sounded great in that. So this is a long diatribe. But what do you prefer, singing or dancing?
I'd still prefer dancing, but I enjoy singing because I did both as an early professional. In order to work in New York, you had to sing, you had to act, you had to dance. 3 chances of getting employment.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed all of them.
Yeah.
But I'm most comfortable dancing, and then probably acting and singing. I just happened to be able to hold a pretty good tune,
Well,
and I had a very high, like almost a high baritone or tenor.
You still do.
Voice, yes.
You still do. I mean, in Bolt, in that song, and I would ask anybody that has an iTunes account or whatever, listen to the song if you haven't heard it before. It's the song that ends.
He's played it for us many times.
Maybe, but it's the song that runs at the end of the movie.
Well, it just seems that my voice is like. For instance, You're the One That I Want in Greece.
Yeah.
And Bolt song, there's this high, range that I sing in that it's kind of different than most people. So it's kind of identifiable as my niche or something as a singer.
I love the way you sing. You're the one that, because you're the one that I want.
Yeah. A lot of yodels in that song.
A lot of yodels. So with the career as long as yours, getting back to the Fanatic.
It's biblical, yes.
It seems, I never hear stories of you. There never seems to be a situation like a moose ending up. You don't seem to draw that kind of.
I don't, because I embrace my fans.
Yeah.
And I actually communicate with them. There is not that urge to. I'm not a mystery as much, and I'm not a can't have.
Right.
And as soon as you become a can't have, it starts a frenzy.
Do you so some people are calling it a horror suspense. Do you like things of the things that make you
I
uncomfortable?
like the ones I've done. Like I love Carrie. When I was a kid, I did that movie. And
was that your first major film?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, with Brian De Palma, and then we got together again for Blowout, and I certainly love that.
Which is so we work obviously with audio. It took the classic film Blow Up and made it audio.
Yes, exactly.
And so I remember thinking, and then I thought with the editing and all that stuff, it actually was one of the things like I think I want to do this. But Brian De Palma is a brilliant director. Did you see the documentary on him recently?
I haven't.
He goes on about you in
Really?
it, and just nothing but accolades and working with you. But it's a really cool insight to the movie.
When did this come out? I'd love to see it.
I watched it on iTunes.
Netflix or
Yeah,
iTunes?
it's probably all over the place.
I'm gonna have to see that one because I love documentaries.
Yeah.
I mean, they're my favorite entertainment.
There's actually CNN is doing a good series on movies now, a documentary series, and you are figuring prominently in it as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Two things to watch.
John, I wanted to ask in The Fanatic, your character Moose mentions a couple of times somebody you've worked with before, and that's Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes.
And
she's got two pools.
I got a kick out of hearing that because I'm sure you guys are friends or have been over the years, and maybe it's been a while. But has word gotten back to her that, or have you heard from her that she's mentioned in that?
Not yet, but soon. Soon. I invited her to the premiere, so maybe she'll learn that.
Jack Watt in 93.3 WMMR. That's how I'm feeling. It's 10:27. It is a Thursday morning. About ready to wrap up our program for the day. Weather-wise, just clouds. Maybe a little sprinkle here and there. High of about 79. We got some rain on the way the next couple of days, just to give you a heads up. I would like to thank a couple people we had on the show. First of all, we got a call from Randy Bates at the Bates Motel. And we have a special deal, big freaking deal, 2 adult combo tickets to the Bates Motel for the price of one. WMMR.com/deals. But
they're the best.
As always, they've got a lot of new cool things and timed tickets. So you're not going to have to go and wait in line forever, and you can make it a little more efficient.
It's brilliant. Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about the overflowing parking and all that stuff. So they got it worked out. And go to WMMR.com to get those tickets. Oscar Budejen, the Phillies and Eagles Spanish radio broadcaster. Phils are off today. Final regular season series starts tomorrow in Washington. But it was great to catch up with him, and he's excited.
Yeah.
Just really excited.
Perpetually.
As we all are. So it was nice to have him on. And then comedian Joe Bartnick stopped by. And he will be at the Parks 360 Lounge tonight, Parks Casino. And Casey is hosting the event. It is Conklin's Comedy Night.
Yeah, they want me to do a 5-minute spot.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't do that. I'm like, okay, why did the sperm
You only do an hour.
cross the road?
All right, yeah.
Because I put on the wrong socks.
I ruined your joke.
Is that a joke?
That is a joke.
Okay.
You gonna open that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, see Casey's set tonight.
Do some dad jokes.
You could do some dad jokes.
Your dad jokes are always, you curate them. Jackie Martling made, a career out of just old jokes.
I like the porch to geese one.
Yeah, that was a good one. You didn't like the sperm joke, huh?
I liked it.
Okay.
I had to think about it for a minute. So when I have
those
like
are my
to
jokes,
think.
man. I like to make people think with my jokes.
The thinking hurts.
Yeah,
my
thank
head.
you, Lenny Bruce.
So let's see. Now we say hello to Jackie Bam Bam.
Good morning.
How you doing, buddy?
I am wonderful. So
Good
that
morning to see you.
comedian case, was that the comedian when we stopped in Los Angeles? We went in his garage?
No, that was Todd Glass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I would just get up there and dance.
Yeah.
You're going to do stand-up for a couple minutes. Just get up there and do a little Mick Jagger.
Okay.
And you know what?
Then they call an ambulance.
Yeah. He'll be fine.
Yeah, we need to 5150 this guy.
Yo, but speaking of, the guy mentioned playing Madison Square Garden, the LA Forum, and I was just like, oh, where's our Spectrum? I love those venues.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
All right. Well, listen, let's get the letter today. You ready, buddy?
Yeah, but it's a little moist, Romano. Pay attention.
All right, here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
All right, the Preston and Steve show is brought to you today by The Letter.
The letter S as in stratosphere.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Wow, that was so good.
Yeah.
That was big.
That's big.
Wow.
S is in stratosphere. We have an adventure, aquarium encounter experience.
Oh, the crowd loves
A
it.
4-pack of tickets and an Adventure Aquarium merch pack, and you can dive into fall family fun at Fantastic Pumpkin Glow at Adventure Aquarium, overflowing with aquatic pumpkin sculptures. Open now through November 3rd. All right, Jackie, what are you doing today?
We'll give away that $1,000 at noon. Good money at cash keyword coming up. Also on Pierre's workforce blocks, Luke Spiller is blowing out 36 candles on his rock and roll birthday cake. We'll honor that. Big block of the struts. AC/DC this week has 2 anniversaries. We're going to honor the life and the legacy of Robert Palmer. So that's on our workforce block docket. And we'll give you a chance at winning them Brett Michaels and Poison tickets for Parks Excite Center, where Casey Boy's going to be tonight.
Very good. Thank you very much. And don't forget about tonight. Nick is out and about. You are doing a Bud Light kickoff party this evening.
Yes, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's at Harrigan's Pub in Hatboro, PA, and we are giving away Birds tickets. Eagles play the Browns in a couple of weeks, so you have a chance to win those if you come out tonight.
And Kathy, you want to mention
Oh my God,
something?
I'm so excited. I'm doing a fall activity tonight. It's sold out, so you can't get in on it, but just make sure you check out the full list on PrestonandSteve.com because there's tons of stuff that's still open and available.
All right, excellent. I'm going to thank our sponsors. President Steve Show brought to you today by Dunkin', and the President Steve Show runs on Dunkin'. Also, Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors, and Leaf Home. They make home ownership easy. Tomorrow on our program, it's No Sad Bro Friday. We'll have more Metallica tickets, obviously. The Good Money It and comedian Noel Miller will be in our studio. So we'll have a bunch to get to. That's it. We are done. Rage on. Have yourself a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, friend. Bye-bye.
Preston and Steve.
Mm-hmm.